Do you guys think there's a difference in quality between East and West Coast podcasts? And we'll even say down south podcasts.
Yeah, nah, Joe Budden, he always puts on a master class and avoiding
like the Jackie Chan.
Nah, he ain't hit. He's just giving a terrific effort.
Oh no, this
nigga Lauren is magical.
Gillie seemed like he got crackhead healing factor.
She's only awkward around black people.
But
she's very normal around her race, her people.
Saving children, right? That was great, but saving you guys is better.
What? Pause this.
Charlamagne be talking like he's into politics, but have y'all ever seen, is he really making political talk and waves and stuff like that?
I've seen him shake Joe Biden's hand.
Yabba dabba people, welcome back to the Homeroom University podcast, the podcast where we talk about other people more successful than us and what we do. I'm your host, Tone Groove.
Jay Nobles.
AJ the Menace.
Yeah, I meant to say classmate.
Lauren behind the boards.
Yes, sir.
White man.
Classic man.
Never forget it.
I feel like people don't really understand truly what we're doing here still, to this day.
They don't.
Obviously not. Well, you said people. Yeah, just say the name.
Individuals. I can't think of who specific.
We'll say other content creators.
Okay.
Oh, you talking about that.
Say other content creators still can't understand what we're doing, which is fine because we get to educate them as we continue.
It's some viewers that's a little confused too.
Yeah.
This is NBA TNT late night. This is Charles Barkley, Shaquille O'Neal. Well, I don't want to make it seem like we that good at what we do.
I think we are.
Well, you know.
You think you the Shaquille O'Neal of podcasting?
He's a heavyweight.
Yeah.
Nigga, that's the most nimble 7-footer of all time.
No.
You could say that though. Because
I don't know.
They still grew over the course of their show. Their show been on for 20 years.
What's the white guy's name?
Nah, but I'm just saying in terms of
cool ass white dude.
I'm saying in terms of players commenting on the game.
Yeah,
the players. That's what's happening here.
Yeah,
we're not trying to spread hate. We're just looking at the highlights.
But everybody got a rookie
year. Some niggas are shacked in the fool.
I get what you mean. We don't even have rings. Do we have rings?
We don't got no rings, nigga.
We got 10K. 10K.
We don't have a single championship.
I mean, yeah.
We have a nice rookie year.
If you
campaign.
ask me, we got rings.
We had a good college.
What's the championship though? We don't got a YouTube platform.
No, that's true. I would say in terms of online stuff, we don't have rings. I would just say in terms of like the stuff that we've done to even get to this point.
Yeah.
I mean, we done overcame some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
we got some achievements. You know what I mean?
For sure.
We don't got that championship.
It ain't the achievements that you hold up in front of the entire world. You know what I'm saying? But like a lot of the achievements that I would say that we've conquered, that's what stopped everybody else.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That made them and they were just like, never mind. I'm not even committed to podcasting.
Yeah,
this is just a thing.
Type of shit you tape to your fucking ceiling. You know what I mean? Just so you can dream bigger.
That you manifest.
I mean? That's why I got all those things on the wall over there because those are all achievements to me. You know what I'm saying? Like everything that we create artistically touched. You know what I'm saying? It's still the wall needs to get finished, getting filled. But I remember I had did that. And
looks like Florida.
And I remember I had did it. It does right now. But I remember I had did that, and then right after that, the Master P documentary came out. And they were talking about Master P, and they said he used to put, every time he would drop an album or a single, he would hang his own records in his house with the picture like he already went gold. And I was like, yeah, I like that.
That's how you have to think.
Yeah.
So he built the shrine.
Yeah, so right after, and that was right after I started building that wall.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, man, this is perfect. This is,
you
know what I'm saying?
You're
like,
headed to the right place.
My mind's in the right place already, you know?
Building a wall is a pathway to success. Will Smith's dad made him do that when he was a kid.
Yes, yeah. And that's kind of like Michael Jackson's dad making him move cinder blocks from one side of the yard to the other.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Nigga was doing lateral drills.
That is the blackest punishment that builds so much character, though.
Make his son do burpees.
That shit built so much explosiveness.
Yeah, but no, he just had a stack of, in the Michael Jackson movie, the Jackson 5 movie, there was a scene where it's literally just a large stack of cinder blocks, and all kids' job was to move the one stack to another pot.
But he was trying to teach them how to be light on their feet. Because it's like they're walking around with something heavy. When you
keeping their arms toned.
Have y'all seen that Rock Lee scene from Naruto? When he took out the little stones out of his feet?
Nah, I don't watch Naruto.
I'm not familiar.
Yeah, I'm not.
But yeah,
That's unfortunate.
He definitely had them niggas sweating out their afros picking up cinder blocks.
Yeah. But
that afro sheen was dripping. Since
you kind of started there, do you want to start there? Do you want to start with Math Hoffa and my expert opinion?
Sure.
Might as well, since you kind of started there.
Oh, he's an expert. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Math Hoffa. Expert, yeah.
In my expert opinion, Math Hoffa. So, well, this is more no jumper news. AD and Gina Views went back. Gina Views has come back to, in my expert opinion, with Math Hoffa. This time she brought AD with him. So AD was just in New York doing like a
press run, you know?
like a press run, because he also did Joe Budden, which that episode came out Patreon wise. I haven't heard it yet. Have you heard it?
I have not.
I've heard little snippets because creators are already like, you know, putting out snippets of them talking about, you know, Adam and stuff like that. But
what you think is, you know, hitting on? You think it's all right?
Man, no. Based on what I was listening to, it was like, nah.
It was just regular.
Yeah, it was like, I don't have any real desire.
You don't have no stock in it.
Like, I have no stock in to hear the Joe Budden AD episode, you know, even just based off the little snippets that I heard.
You know, I'm tired of hearing people interview Adam through AD.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so it's
gonna
just,
happen again.
Yeah, so I'm just kind of good on that. But Gina Views and AD went to my expert opinion, and first question that I want to ask is, I'm trying to figure out the mindset of when does Math Hoffa decide to drop the full episode. Because I've noticed he never drops full episodes of Gina Views, and even in the AD one, full when you go to the YouTube channel, the full episode is not available. It's only the clips.
What about? I'm sorry. What about for his other guests?
Some guests get the full episode treatment, and then a lot of guests do not.
Well, he's probably trying to see how the waters merge. You know,
that's what I'm trying to figure out what it is, and I feel like I'm trying to figure out, is that his like thought on the episode? Like, you know what I mean?
He's
like
testing the ground.
At the end of the episode, he's like, that was a straight one, but let me just give him pieces because I don't know if people even want this. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Or is it he's going into it knowing I'm never putting this out. I'm just gonna try to get a couple questions off and get the clips out of that. We're gonna shoot a full episode, but I'm really only gonna use you for these 2-3 bits that I'm about to put out. You know what I'm saying? That was one of the things that I was wondering, because like, obviously when like Boosie goes there, you get the full episode.
I was about to say.
He still gives the nickel and dime Vlad effect, as he should. You know what I'm saying? Before the full one comes out, when Dame Dash comes, we're gonna get that full episode.
Kiss, nigga.
Jada Kiss, we're gonna get that full thing. Tony Yayo, we're gonna get that full thing.
Always.
But it's like, every time Gina's been there, she has not been a full episode worthy yet.
What are you attributing that to? Like, you're attributing that to?
I'm attributing it to it being a mid podcast. That's what I'm attributing it to.
Just like
So maybe he looked at it, watched it, and decided that he didn't like it. So
Or
probably
just-
nobody else will.
Exactly. Or just like in the moment, you're just like, I'm not using this whole thing.
Yeah,
just the parts. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just use these parts. Yeah, we got a couple good parts. Because I was just like, when I was watching that episode, outside of some of the other points that we're going to bring up in it, I was like, in my mind, I was like, man, AD sucks at podcasting, low key. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
Like,
every time I feel like you mention him, it's about, you know, how bad he is.
And I feel like you want to like him in
I
terms
really do.
of
Yeah.
personality.
I really do, bro.
That just shows that like he has some level of charm. So it is something there.
I
You're
like
rooting for the
him,
nigga.
bro. I'm rooting so much, bro.
Yeah.
And he's not like Lenny from Mice and Men, to where it's just like, like Forrest Gump.
Exactly. I know you're not slow. You
You're
know
not
what I'm
just
saying?
rooting for the special dude because, you know, he's already got a disadvantage.
It's not out of pity. And
No.
we also need him to win. We need
I
Fit
need
Unity.
you to
We
win.
need all these niggas
I need you to win because I low
Because
key,
it makes
there's a
Adam
cer-
look worse?
Exactly. There's a certain part of me that will see Adam go
well-
down a little bit. That's me. That's
And you're
just me,
against
though.
all colonizers.
I'm not against all colonizers. I respect the game, though. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So when you pick up Schiff and you say "fuck your last employer,"
Yeah.
I need you to stomp on his grave. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need you to just like get out there and start coasting, and then even your coasting is producing low numbers. I need you to get out there and put up a good rookie year independently.
40
you know
points,
What
nigga.
yeah,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So it's like,
Rookie of the year type of shit.
yeah, and it's like, and the same thing. Even though Adam does a lot of corny shit, I think I'm also looking as a businessman. Hey, let me see you work your way out this hole. I've seen you do it 2-3 times. You know what I'm saying? So as corny as I think you are, that you've been acting recently, I see you fighting out this hole, and I see you not giving up either, which is something I always respect. So it's like,
We're
I can
watching
root
from
for-
a different perspective.
I can root for both sides. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was just like, even when I was like watching the 3 clips that did come out from this most recent episode, it was just like, I feel like,
It was something missing.
yeah, and I just felt like he was struggling to
Find why he wanted to be there.
or fall into the natural conversation that Math and his co-hosts were engaging in. You know what I mean?
It is a weird environment because it's not
Slightly,
set up like most podcasts where it's
whole
kind of
barbershop
curated.
thing.
The feng shui is curated to have a conversation with.
Yeah.
Like I'm
Exactly.
sitting across from you, you know, we can make good eye contact. But when you in like chairs that just spin on their own.
Well, to be fair, this is the barbershop, which a lot of black people will say is
It's-
the original
It's
podcast,
the
right?
temple of
They say
talking.
that because it sounds
Nigga.
good, but nigga, radio is the original podcast.
I mean,
But
by
those
definition.
conversations
By definition.
came.
Right.
But those conversations came
But the
from
barbershop
like, the
is known for
barbershop.
having that kind of convo.
That's the thing.
The barbershop is known for having like unsafe conversations, but it's not the best
Right.
conversations. It's niggas yelling and arguing over
yeah,
each
Depends
other.
on your barbershop.
sometimes it's bullshit.
And you know,
Depends on your barbershop.
Yeah, but
and that's
you know,
how you get the DL.
the more niggly, the
Hugheys.
better.
That's how
Yeah.
you get the Bernie Macs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You could tell they spent years in the barbershop.
Yeah, so it
Yelling
was just
to get their voice heard.
But it didn't like that energy of conversation. It didn't.
it was
help.
just like I don't know if AD was nervous. I don't
Okay.
know
he
if
was on the East Coast.
yeah, but
It's a long flight.
yeah, but so it's like I don't know what it was because it was just like Math would ask him a question and his answer would just be so either like immature. He asked him a great question. What's the biggest difference that you see from between the East Coast and the West Coast? And this is like AD's one of his. He's been out there a couple times, but
Yeah.
he's, you know, like this is
This is such an East Coast versus
this is
West
such an
Coast.
This is
type
such
of
an easy
It's a
conversation.
layup in all honesty.
It's,
It's like
it's a layup conversation.
you
know
went
what
on
I'm
a safari exhibit. What animals did you see, nigga?
Exactly. You know what I mean? I mean, this is
It's
as easy as it gets. AD's answer is, man, all I kept thinking about was the Ninja Turtles, you know? Like, damn, these are the buildings. I was like, nigga, what are you talking about right now? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Think about Michelangelo.
Like,
You playing that up a little bit, right?
no, I'm dead ass serious. Yeah, I'm dead ass serious. Like, and I'm like, and mind you, I know AD is enjoying anime and shit like that, but it's like, I don't know what that was.
Well-
it was just like, and mind you, these are these New York niggas are like, what the fuck are we talking?
That's probably what the fuck is a turtle ninja?
The conversation of the original question, Math just pivoted off that shit. Like it was like,
Like,
he ain't been paying attention.
yeah, like it was like, okay, he's not paying attention. We're not about to have a what's the difference conversation so we can actually go back and forth.
Yeah.
he talking about some cartoons and shit. let's just move on to another subject.
Nigga talking about talking turtles.
Yeah, so it's like what the clip was titled. Didn't even that part. The clip is 15 minutes. The title of the clip.
Little misleading.
No, it was the last 5-minute conversation, which means the first 10 minutes was bullshit.
Okay.
Because if the question was answered correctly, the clip would have been what AD the title would have been what AD notices the biggest difference.
And that would
between-
have been the whole context.
That would have been the whole context of the clip if he was able to carry that conversation. But
He
it
probably
wasn't.
expected to have at least 15-minute discussion about like, yeah, y'all niggas over there do this.
He expected to start a little argument, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, to get some people riled up.
Let's get it going. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. And it was like,
Uh-huh.
I was like, I don't know what's going on. And it was just like every clip, it was just like he was just dropping the ball on just base conversation.
Did it
you know what I'm
sound
saying?
like, because with the Ninja Turtle shit, it sounds like he didn't know whether he wanted to be funny or like try to say something that's honest.
I think he wanted to be funny, but they didn't.
You know what I mean?
It wasn't.
Didn't
land.
It wasn't objectively funny.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, I mean, honestly, I know AD does like anime and shit
You
like
know,
that,
man.
and I still
It's
didn't-
Ninja Turtle. Ninja
and
Turtles
like,
is
you
not
keep
anime.
putting Ninja Turtles with anime.
I know,
Exactly.
but my bad. I only say that because I know he does. He likes
Cartoons.
he likes blurred activity. Yeah, that's pretty much. That's the only reason why I'm saying.
What is blurred?
blurred is black nerd? So like AD's a.
Wait, Ninja Turtles is nerdy?
No,
it
just-
could be considered that.
See,
Like
you can't
don't
be
like
black.
TMNT, nigga?
You can't just be black and to have that be it. Like you're a black nerd. You're not just a nerd.
Yeah. It's a blurred. Yeah, that's like the official definition. But that's the only reason why I kept saying anime. I should really be using the word blurred. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I know that he's a blurred, right? And it's like, but this isn't the context to exercise your blurredness. It's just weird, bro. I don't know, bro. I tried though. You know what I'm saying? I watched every single clip, of course. You know. Anyway,
Did he seem high?
nah, because he didn't really smoke like that.
You see him a little jet lag. You know, he might not have been in the mood. You know, you got to have a certain aura
he was
when
he
you
was
get on
up
the mic.
he was up and woke. It was just
Was it hot in there, nigga? You know how it is.
Don't
Nigga, I
fucking
was
know.
watching a No Jumper episode. They're going through the same shit we're going through. Like,
For
yo,
real?
where's the fence?
For real?
I'm like, God, like, damn, Adam, like, get some fucking, what the fuck going on over there?
Adam got way more money than me too, so it's
Nigga,
like,
yeah.
nigga,
Makes you
get
feel
some-
better about yourself.
Yeah, bro, get some central AC pumping in that.
Congratulations,
motherfucker, you know?
AJ.
Yeah, we're not doing too bad. You know
I'm
what I'm
about to
saying?
say.
Yeah,
It's
Of
only
course, Flacco took
81.3 degrees.
it's
in
only
here.
81.3, a cool 81.3. You know,
Don't say only, because it's a nigga that,
It's only 81.3 for us. You see,
Yeah.
like we've adapted to this climate. We're nearly Africans.
yeah, there's a fan blowing on us.
yeah. But
individual.
that was weird. But you know what it did make me think, and it made me, because he didn't carry the conversation correctly.
Yeah.
This is a conversation that I was gonna have. I didn't get to fully work it out or create any sort of list, but I'll just throw it out there just to see how y'all feel about it.
We'll improv it.
Yeah, we'll improv it. Do you guys think there's a difference in quality between East and West Coast podcasts? And we'll even say Down South podcasts.
No, I think.
Do we
oh,
have
go
a
ahead.
mini list?
I don't. That's what I'm saying. I didn't get to that part. But it made me think, because I'm thinking in terms of rankings of the podcast, and I will give Duno credit for this. Dude, this is a question Duno asked Rory when he came to Shame on You podcast a couple months ago to promote his album for his album release. He was asking Rory, hey, do you East Coast podcasts look down on us West Coast podcasts?
I feel like that's a ridiculous way of looking at things.
It is a ridiculous way of looking at things, but then after I felt like
It was,
the quality wasn't there, I thought to myself, how many West Coast podcasts do I know? And do I think they're as good as some of the East Coast podcasts that I listen
See,
to?
I've never
Or down south.
I've never attributed a region to a podcast.
Me neither.
Niggas talk shit in
I only
every
did-
state.
this is East Coast and West Coast we're talking about. They've been doing this for years, nigga.
This is like an inevitable, it's like something that just always seems to
Yeah,
happen. You know what I'm saying?
It's just territorial.
Yeah, and it's like the South, you know.
It's
the
gonna
South-
take us to go on stage and be like, nigga, we got something to
The
say.
South got something to say. Right, you know?
say, nigga.
Yeah, so, but
Yeah.
it made me think about it. So I tried to think of a bunch of West Coast. I can name 1,000,001 East Coast podcasts because,
They're more prominent.
That's
They've been
the-
around a
they're
little bit
more
longer.
prominent.
New York is like one of the media capitals.
but also,
Exactly.
but so is Atlanta, so is LA. But when you
Bigger
think
than
of
New York in terms of media.
LA is up there.
LA, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh,
LA is up
Atlanta
there.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, Atlanta.
They're
Atlanta
up there,
big.
but
A lot of the business moved from New York to
to
Atlanta.
LA. Yeah.
that's probably what happened.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or LA. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
we can say for sure, LA, Atlanta, New York, top 3 media spots. Period.
Facts.
You know
Facts.
what I'm saying? Whether one, but so that made me think, and I'm thinking.
And
We started on loudspeaker. Most of us kind of started on loudspeaker here. The Brea Idiots, the Joe Budden podcast,
Tax Stone. I was never
Tax-
a Combat Jack fan, but
Tax
shout out to
Stone.
him for his
The-
pioneering ability.
The Read. I'm not sure, but I feel like they're probably Northeast region, tri-state area. But then I try to think
Shit,
of
he
West
might be
Coast.
Atlanta.
and
Yeah.
Duno's
Gay
Right.
black dude.
Yeah.
Duno might have asked that question out of insecurity because he even thought
Possibly.
about it like, damn, like, you know, they kind of shitting on us in that
I
aspect.
don't know. I just think it's a dumb framework. I don't think it works the same as music because there's not a style to Southern podcasting.
But we can look at podcasts objectively and be like, what podcast do we see doing the damn thing on more of a consistent basis? And when you think of the West Coast, and when I think of podcasting in the West Coast, the only podcast I think of is literally No Jumper. That's the only one. That's the only podcast company
That I feel
There-
like should be said.
But
You
even
know what I'm saying?
But even with the Black Effect, right? Like, is that an East Coast company?
No, I would say that's national. And then I thought about the Nut Boys. But the
Right,
Nut
right,
Boys,
right.
they travel. We can't put a region
They're
on them
nomads.
because they're nomads. They'll go
Gypsies.
to, even though I know I think they kind of mainly base themselves out of LA and Miami.
Yeah.
But it's like Miami could be on the list because when I think
True.
Miami, I can think Nut Boys and I can think Fresh and Fit. And even Steve will do it because he's based out of Miami as well too. You know what I mean?
And it's probably
But
some,
at least Fresh
some
and Fit,
alpha
I know
males down there.
Fresh and Fit is holding Miami down.
Yeah,
at
they
least.
are.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's like,
till they get kicked out.
yeah. But yeah, like just thinking about it quickly, it's like
The South got a lot.
the South.
Name them.
85.
Homeroom
85.
University, LOI the Show,
Homeroom,
the Radio
LOI,
Podcast.
3-0.
4 right there.
Yeah.
But also,
In
So you
terms
can't
of
even name any of those.
in terms of these rankings though, like
only ones that matter,
85
then.
South is the
85
biggest
is
for
up
sure.
there, yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
they
And-
have
Listen
to.
while
and,
you
well,
shit.
I'll say 85 Network.
But it
85
wasn't-
South Network. 'cause
They're
they have a
north,
network.
they're
Listening while you shit. Oh yeah, that's Philly.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
But
Listening
shout
while you
out to-
shit, they're
Yeah.
Philly. Yeah.
What about the Read? Where they from? They from New York?
Atlanta.
Atlanta,
honestly,
right? They're
I don't
Atlanta,
know.
right?
I genuinely don't know, but I
thought
feel
they were
like
Atlanta.
everything.
Powerful black woman
I feel
and
like
gay black
everything.
dude.
I feel like everything on a loudspeaker is New York
Northeast.
or the tri-state.
Yeah, like
I don't
tri-state-
know,
tri-state
but
area.
I'm kind of just relating everything loudspeaker network
Yeah.
to the tri-state. And then
Like, yeah.
Joe Budden, we know that's tri-state.
Yep.
Even when he was on Spotify, that's
Yep.
still New York and
Yeah.
Jersey. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
He brought
And
it with him.
Even Rory and Mal. That's you
Yeah,
know what I'm
that's up there,
saying?
yeah.
That's up there. It's
Yeah.
like think about all the podcasts that we know kind of hit headlines consistently.
Nationwide type shit.
Nationwide.
Yeah.
And it's not just one house. Adam's the only one doing it on the West Coast, kind of.
It
You know
feels
what I'm
that
saying?
way.
It feels that way at least.
The
You know?
biggest
For
Fuck.
us here on the East, you know what I'm saying?
That might just be a coincidence.
Nah,
Well,
bro.
he's the only one reaching us, so that feels like he's the only one. You know what I mean?
A lot of the biggest podcasts are in a tiny studio in New York.
That's what
You feel
exactly.
me?
Yeah.
Most
exactly.
of them, the
W-
brilliant
Gillie and
idiots.
Wallow.
Like
WTF
even
Studios.
when the brilliant idiots first started out, like they was just like literally in studios, like
Exactly,
real
yeah.
music studios.
WTF Studios, they have a whole new media house. And
Yeah.
even when I see these little podcasts going, not little podcasts, but like these podcasts going viral, like
Savon shit.
not even Savon shit. It's like a dude that I've always seen. It's like they be talking like men and women, you know, the boom of that shit, like men and women relationships. And
Dynamics.
and Dr. Umar Johnson was on one of their episodes actually, and they were kind of arguing with him because that was one of the episodes. Umar said it's the black man's fault, you know. But so it was that episode went super viral. But they always record out of WTF Studios, which that's another Northeast tri-state podcast. And then we got Gillie and Wallow, they're Northeast. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Is it-
So
is-
I'm like, so when I think about it, I'm like, that's the East Coast or the Northeast. That kind of
Could it just be algorithmic? You know what I'm saying? Like based on where
possibly,
we
but
are
at the
and
same
shit like
time,
that.
shit. I don't know no other podcast.
Yeah, but why do you think that is? So are you trying to say that niggas are more articulate on this side of the country?
Well, no, I don't think it's that. I'm just trying to figure out: is there a coast that takes podcasting more seriously? That's how I'm kind of looking
Like
at
where's podcasting
Is-
growing from the most?
Is
or
there?
where is it branching out from?
Is there? Because it's not even an East Coast. I'm putting the competition between them. I'm putting the
Right,
competition
right.
between the coasts because the thing with Biggie and Tupac, they were both at the top of their game. They just didn't fuck with each other. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
But
right.
it wasn't one was better than the other. They were both top tier artists. They were both number one. You know what I'm
Coke
saying?
and Pepsi, nigga.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it was just they were just feuding. I'm talking about overall podcast quality, content, marketing, the whole shebang. What coast or what side of the country or region of the country is really doing it for real? And it just seemed like it's starting to feel like it's the Northeast.
I mean, I don't know. It's a lot of things that could be attributed to that. Like,
True.
Why they say like for basketball, they say like DC niggas are the best hoopers.
Nah, nobody says that. They say that about
a-
North Carolina.
It's,
Yeah, they do.
Well,
That's
we're in North
North
Carolina.
They say that about North
No,
Carolina.
that's
I don't
North
know.
Carolina.
I've heard it's a DC thing too.
North Carolina,
but North-
Texas.
But we can say like the Western Conference is harder than the Eastern Conference, right?
No, the Eastern Conference is harder than the West. No way, I'm
No,
bugging
the
this
West
other way
is
around.
harder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
West.
West, yeah.
So yeah,
And is it because of better facilities or is it just like
better players, better teams, or whatever.
just-
Because I mean, podcasting is like sports. There's no,
Yeah.
you get traded. I mean, it's
Nigga,
even easier than
it's
sports.
New York? Like where are people going to be talking the most? Places like New York.
When you Google the media capitals of the
It's
United
New York.
States, it's New
New
York,
York is
right?
the number one.
I feel like
Yeah.
it's just purely attributed to that.
Yeah,
It's got to be.
That's what I googled earlier, and I saw New York. Pull
it's
up.
more options down there or up there. Fucking.
I've never turned on a new podcast and been like, I can't fuck with this. It's West Coast. Gross.
Oh no, me neither.
No,
Me
that's
neither,
never
me
gonna
neither.
happen.
Yeah.
I think the West Coast have this. I think the West Coast have a
Napoleon complex.
maybe not a Napoleon comp. I'm trying to think of like they have this like they're too West Coast. They're not national enough. They're too focused on catering to the West Coast.
And
I do feel like that.
Even more so, you got to think about the industry that is in the West Coast. It's like Hollywood and film and all that
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
It's audio isn't the biggest killer out there.
True.
Niggas is trying to get seen. It's modeling, it's acting.
I can see that.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I
It's
can
not
see that.
just. It's not all audio.
Like it's a different focus out there.
yeah,
It's a different system.
Motherfuckers
Yeah.
are trying to get seen. There's casting calls. There's headshots. Like everybody
True,
probably
true,
down there
true.
got
And
a
everybody
headshot.
in LA does something. You meet the fucking Starbucks person, and they're a screenwriter. They do
Niggas a
everything.
photographer.
They're gonna
That's
pull out
true.
a script out of their back pocket, nigga.
Yeah, that's true.
Tell you to
Okay.
read it.
So it's just like maybe just regions. It just shapes the people that are there and what they're doing.
It's the industry.
Yeah.
Like if you work at an oil rig, nigga, you probably live in Texas.
Yeah.
Right.
Just by the fucking odds.
Yeah. True. Okay. But yeah, that's what I was thinking about.
And
It
I
made me
believe
think
radio
of-
started in New York.
Google that.
So they had like the head start. You know what I mean? Like all of the fucking
Same thing with rap.
radio stations.
New
yeah.
York is just the maker for creativity and entertainment.
And it was probably some Jamaicans too.
The Isle of Wight. It is generally
That's
recognized that the first radio transmission was made from a temporary station set up in what?
That's some
Well, can we do America?
Gueguelemio
Can we do America?
Macaroni.
Yeah.
Who cares
In,
about the world?
in 1895. Yeah, do America, yeah. Come on, be patriotic. nigga.
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
Close enough?
Nah,
Yeah.
see? But that's why we had to Google it, because you be
Northeast,
half right.
Though. It's
What you mean?
northeast, though.
It's close enough.
It's northeast.
It's the main.
It's not New York.
Well, sorry.
If somebody
Mr.
says your name is
Specific.
James and
Yeah.
your name is really Justin, are you going to answer to it?
Well, nigga, that's
close
completely
enough.
different. It's close enough though.
It's a different state.
Are you from New York? What the fuck?
Nah.
Nigga, Jesus Christ. Massachusetts. Yeah, I mean, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
How?
Well, yeah.
You
I
got
thought
us
that.
biased to these niggas.
Massachusetts.
I
Yeah,
thought that might be.
Massachusetts.
I thought that might be a thing. I didn't know how y'all was gonna think about it, but after working,
Dude,
Nah.
LA niggas are so sporadic. They just want to be the best, and I respect that. You know what I mean? They want, because competition breeds, you know,
Success breeds competition.
Iron
Yeah,
sharp as
yeah.
iron.
brings the best out of people.
yeah. So okay, well, yeah. I was just like, because I was like, is this nigga just? I think. Well, never mind. I want.
Yeah, nah, niggas reaching. This is never that serious.
Yeah.
You know, with music, there's a point to that.
Right.
Because there's
right.
a culture that forms around it. There's a certain frequency that the place you live in is
There's
just
a
gonna
culture that
have.
forms around talking too, though. So I see how it can come
A
about.
term in terms of lingo and
Yeah.
you know certain words and vernacular, but for the most part, we're all talking about the same shit.
I think niggas on the East Coast.
Dwight Howard getting caught with transgender women is a topic for East Coast niggas, West Coast niggas, Texas niggas.
Yeah, but we have.
But how it's,
But it's
communicated.
It's different.
Yeah,
Yeah, how it's
yeah,
communicated is different.
yeah.
The same thing with music. Like, there's a lot of topics in music, but it's communicated different.
I
Yeah.
feel like I'm attacking. Well, I feel like I'm going in on like just the no jumper people, but I just feel like I don't know if Adam created that environment, but I just feel like most of the people that came from no jumper, they look at it as more of a game that's just like you just turn the mic on and go, and then like the people, I feel like I see more people on the East Coast taking it more seriously.
Who got the worst lingo?
I feel you.
You know, does that
They're
make sense?
more. I get what you're saying.
It seems like there's more students to the game on
the
this side.
reason,
Yes.
their reason is different.
Yes.
It's a little bit more scientific over
That's
here.
what Joe
Yeah,
Budden be talking
but-
about. Niggas
yeah.
passions
Who do
Yeah.
you think has the worst lingo
in America.
in terms of local vernacular?
I mean, I don't know, but I would just automatically give it to Baltimore because they have the worst accent.
I'm
Yeah, I
not
was
too
about to
fond
say
of Baltimore
Because
accents.
they have the worst.
Boston.
The fact that they have the worst accent means
Yeah.
they probably have their lingo's probably disgusting
And then
too.
The
because-
Wire
Yeah.
did damage to my mind.
Yeah.
Like,
so-
what's that? What's the dyke woman's name?
I don't know. I didn't watch the
I
Wire.
watched Wire.
I watched the Wire.
Oh,
Pee Wee something.
Shorty. Was it Shorty? Or
She's
something
the
like
most
that?
famous dyke on the show.
Yeah, she is. I can't remember.
But
Was
her
she the only
accent,
one?
nigga, her accent was harsh.
Yeah,
It's like God
her right
damn.
there.
I feel like New York lingo is a little sus.
Snoop.
Snoop.
Yeah.
But Felicia
Felicia Parson.
Parson.
Pearson.
Pearson.
Yeah.
Pearson.
I need glasses.
Parse. that nigga's added some
That
pizzazz
TV
to that
night.
shit.
I feel like New York lingo is the most sus though. Like sometimes I be on looking at little shorts, in public interviews and shit. Like the way they talk is just insane.
Come on, what you got? Do what you got? Yeah,
You
yeah.
said
I
finish the freestyle, you jacking it? Like,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not jacking it.
know.
nigga.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. It is kind of sus.
Yeah, yeah.
It's kind of
You
sus.
said, yo, my heart.
But jacking
Yeah.
I'll give it. Jacking it is white boy humor.
Yeah.
That's like what white people say. Like white bitches.
What, jacking
like,
off?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like it derives from like Caucasian.
They're not saying it is
Niggas
fucking,
say beat off. I'm gonna beat my dick.
I've never heard beat. Well, yeah, I've heard beat off.
Yeah, mark that.
Yeah.
You can't say beat off.
Or beat my yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that.
it was the flow of
Beat
it.
But
my-
you know what's crazy? If you was doing a tutorial on how to beat off,
It'd be fine.
you could post your butthole and
Yeah.
ball set.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
for sure. Yeah, which is the craziest
The
thing.
most dangerous.
It kind of
angles.
makes sense though. Like if you're gonna do it, double down. Like go
Yeah,
all the
they're
fucking
like,
way.
don't just be talking about it, trying to make weak jokes. We want to see it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Gotta
Like,
be
Put your money
about
where
it.
your mouth is.
yeah, YouTube's like, don't go halfway, fully commit,
Yeah,
nigga.
you feel like a casting
Yeah.
couch.
But
You guys freaks.
back to the Math Hoffa thing. So yeah, Math Hoffa was referring to, I'm not sure what podcast he was referring to genuinely, but he was saying that there's a podcast out here, and I'm not going to shout these guys out, but they're criticizing other podcasts, and it's just the dumbest thing in the world.
Doing a lot of hating.
Doing a lot of hating, and AD says that's just hate, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's
Very
like
philosophical.
there's a couple of clips in here that we can watch real quick.
Debrief them.
Just to give them a debrief so they can hear it.
You know, we got some classified documents for you niggas.
Yeah, and there was
I'm about to
also-
say.
and there
Math
was-
Hoffa's expert opinion.
And there was also a part. There was also a. This will roll into. There was a conversation they were having about don't read the comments. And that sparked a decent debate. You know?
No, that sounds a little soft. Let's listen to it.
Yeah.
And shout out to Dreadhead, dude. I fuck with that dude.
He gives good
I
perspective.
can't remember what his name is.
Yeah, he's been there a long time.
I'm learning their names though, but I
Yeah,
can't remember.
Slowly
his
and
name.
surely. They keep changing the cast, right? It's usually
No, I have noticed. Okay, it's these three are consistent.
Okay.
And the
Yeah.
guy on the other side of the room.
What
dark
happened to that
black
one big black dude that used to just blurt things?
Yeah, I don't know, but he's not always there. But he was there a lot in the beginning, I think.
Yeah.
So
He was one
yeah,
of
I
the
don't. But I think he's
forefathers.
definitely.
He found a new barber.
I think he's definitely toned down the amount of people.
Because it
that
just
were-
gets ridiculous
'cause
after a
in
while.
the beginning, bro, it was so many people in there.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I was like, I don't know who's a part of the show.
It's a trap house or a fucking
Yeah,
interview,
exactly.
nigga?
Yeah, it was kind of crazy in the
Yeah.
beginning, but he's definitely toned down to where now I'm like consistently looking for these people to speak only. You know,
Is this a real barbershop or is this on like Tyler Perry's film set in
it
Atlanta?
is a real barbershop because I've noticed I started watching the door in the window and I be seeing like ambulances and shit go by.
It looks like there is an outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I started seeing like you'll see ambulances and cars go by sometimes every so
Hear
often.
that
You think they ever had a nigga walk in trying to get a lineup in the middle of a
By
I'm
course?
trying to figure out how they have avoided people banging on the window or something like that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
like where is he? New York?
Yeah.
Of
People
course.
with signs and shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's like they're clearly the blinds are up. And if you live in New York, you probably know where this is at.
But that's how the city is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like you just
Yeah.
mind your
And
And
business.
there's no way
probably-
they just got bodyguard outside right now.
Probably. Keeping
Could
you
be
away
that.
from
Could be that
walk,
too.
Go around.
Yeah.
Don't stop.
Nigga,
Like
And
I-
being a New Yorker, it probably takes a lot to get your attention. Like it could be a bum jacking off in the mirror.
Yeah, and that's nothing
Yeah.
for
And
you.
it's like, let me get his nut.
But yeah, let's go. Let's listen to what Maya got to say.
I just saw a blog with these guys that's starting a new podcast. And they got an episode criticizing other podcasts. Like, it don't make no sense. It's like the dumbest shit in the world, bro. Like,
Hate
I
gets
just
more
don't get
attention
it.
than love.
I will say, if Math Hoffa thinks it's a dumb idea, you probably struck gold. You probably just discovered gravity.
Yeah.
Like, nigga, yeah.
do the opposite of whatever he thinks.
You were going to be
He
in the
will
Guinness
succeed.
World Record books if you just anti all his advice.
And shout out to Gina for looking like the Asian Power Ranger, the Pink Ranger. She's wearing
She was
all
yellow
pink.
though, wasn't
very
she?
br- What?
Yeah, she was.
She was wearing yellow. The Asian Ranger was yellow.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
white girl was pink.
The white girl.
was pink.
Of course,
yeah.
they kept it nice and racist. in the
I was
90s.
yeah.
Color coded.
Yeah, if you were
Jesus
black,
Christ.
if you were black, you were the Black Ranger.
Ranger.
Every
you know what I'm
time.
saying?
Yeah, if you were yellow, you were the Yellow Ranger.
dressed like
you
a
were
ball.
Asian, you were the Yellow Ranger.
You
yeah.
a blanger.
Yeah, they did not mix around. They kept it consistent to what
Damn
your
sure
brain
did.
automatically thought.
I feel like
back
at
in the day.
one point they graduated the black person to the green,
They
but
did.
I tried to go
Yeah,
they
PC,
did
but
switch green.
He went to green
They
one
did.
time,
But he probably had a superpower where his suit turned black and gets all crystal
Exactly,
like
yeah,
a chameleon.
exactly.
Special
Yeah.
ability.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll roll into just this next clip too.
All right.
I think what happens is that with this internet shit, podcasting and all that, you becoming a celebrity or whatever it is, nobody gives you a book on how this shit goes. There's no playbook. You learn as you go with this shit.
Oh, you want the playbook? Let's make up the playbook right now. You ready? Y'all niggas ready?
Yeah, I'm ready, bro. 'Cause I've been waiting for this.
Anybody got a rule, just throw it out there.
Don't read the comments.
I don't necessarily agree with that.
Don't. You can't read the comments.
Sometimes you gotta check the
Nah,
temperature.
you got to though.
Don't.
Sometimes you gotta
You
check
read
the
the
temperature.
comments, man.
Okay, well,
I
Everybody
know.
read the comments.
if you don't have thick skin, don't read the comments.
Don't
Right,
read
right,
the
right.
comments.
I agree
No,
with
no,
that.
no, no, no.
If you don't have
I'ma
thick,
tell you
if
why.
you don't got thick skin, don't be in this type
Who
of
the
genre.
Secret
Don't-
Service members
actually-
in the back?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it going.
Yeah.
Just go
Go
back,
back?
go back just a little bit.
Did y'all see them secret agents just sitting by the back guarding the door?
Oh yeah, I see him now. Yeah,
Oh,
I never
yeah,
noticed that
yeah,
before.
yeah,
That's somebody's manager.
So I guess that was right.
I did think it was funny that Gina said, "Don't read the comment.
I did
Don't
think that was
if you don't
funny.
have thick skin."
I looked at all y'all with a face, hoping that y'all made eye contact. But yeah.
I don't give a fuck about what you say. We ain't comment. We made a video. Come correct.
Yeah, and definitely don't be in somebody's DMs typing paragraphs when you could be making content that's better.
Yeah. Oh, whining
You
and
think they
shit.
color coordinated on purpose?
I think that's just the vibe of LA.
It is. They do.
Bright
They
colors.
do kind of dress a little,
Yeah.
bag of
a little
Skittles, right?
wacky. Yeah.
They dress like the sun is out all the time.
They do.
Dress-
Maybe that's just what it
like,
comes down to.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
no,
true.
That's what it is.
No, they
That-
dress like they need to be flashy on camera.
Yes,
Because that's the
it.
industry down there.
Yeah,
That's
that's,
true.
just the vibe.
That's you need to be camera ready at all times.
All
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
nigga.
And
Yeah,
loud
that's true.
outfits
And I was
are
gonna say,
camera ready.
I think the sun does play a factor.
Yeah.
Is Math
All the time.
Is Math wearing cheetah print shoes though?
Nah.
What am I
Nah,
looking at?
Nah, they're not.
I'm not sure what that is.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
That might be the reflection of the bottom of the barbershop chair.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
true. It might be.
Yeah, he's wearing
Oh
some-
yeah, it
yeah,
is.
it's just
It
some-
is.
yeah, nah.
Okay.
It's a reflection off the floor. All right, yeah. Hit play again.
All right.
Read the comments, man.
Okay, well,
Everybody
don't-
read the comments.
If you don't have thick skin, don't read the comments.
Don't
Right,
read
right,
the
right.
comments.
I agree
No,
with
no,
that.
no, no, no.
If you don't have
I'ma
thick,
tell you
if
why.
you don't got thick skin, don't be in this type of genre.
Business.
Don't do this
Yeah,
music.
that's a
Don't
fact.
do none of this shit at
Because
all.
there's
none of that.
There's gonna be good comments,
There's gonna be a
and
break.
those people love when I respond to them. They love.
Yeah. So
I feel like the format of this show celebrates, or like it's just it. What's the word? It incentivizes just blurting some like a fast take,
yeah,
like a phrase, like "Hey, nigga,"
Because there's so
buckle
many
your
people-
seatbelt.
it's you have to fight for everything.
Yeah.
You have to fight for your voice so much on there.
It's
Yeah.
a double Dutch
Yeah, which
competition.
You gotta wait to jump in. That's a good analogy.
But what's your what's your opinion on that?
I feel like you should,
Y'all reading comments?
I feel like you should read the comments with like the right framework of looking at it and
Yeah.
assessing it.
Yeah.
You know, you're never as good as they say you are. You're never as bad as they say you are.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And they ain't gonna comment if they ain't feeling indifferent.
But I feel
Yeah.
like some of building your thick skin is reading the comments and understanding how to move past the comments.
yeah, true for sure. Yeah,
I just feel like in general, if you are giving your opinion, people are gonna have opinions about your opinion. But you can't then retract and be like, nah, I don't want you talking about what I talk about.
Yeah.
Like, nigga, nah, if you giving it out, you gotta be able to take it. It's just part of the game.
You
do
so
have-
if anything, the number one rule in the playbook should be read the comments, nigga. Because give
Yeah.
people the time that they give you.
yeah.
And a
you
lot
know-
of people in our comments, they type out full blog.
Exactly.
Like, I be
Yeah.
feeling bad when we don't reply to them shit because like you put in the effort.
They have a whole
Yeah.
to
thesis.
really critique
I do
what
feel
we're
bad.
saying.
I do feel bad, but those are the ones that it's kind of bad to say. Those are the ones I try not to reply to
Because then you
Because
get
of the
caught
back and
up.
forth.
You don't want to get
because
caught
you
up.
get it's so much. I can't reply quickly. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what we
Yeah.
should do? We got to do call-ins. We got to have
I think that's
people give
that's
their
what we're gonna do
opinion.
for when we create
Patreon.
our spinoff. Now outside of Patreon.
Oh, you think outside Patreon?
the spinoff that we have also created as another variation of this show?
Mm-hmm.
When we get to that point, we'll definitely that'll be a live show that we do call-ins on.
Because that's one of the illest parts about being a podcaster is that you go on here and you talk about your fucking theories and shit, and
Yeah.
people respond to that. They
Yeah,
like
yeah.
something in them is stimulating
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
whether
like-
they agree with you or not.
I have that idea. I have that worked out for us already. So there'll be a moment when this podcast gets when we have the time to do 2 shows a week, there'll be another variation of this show that is a live version, and then you'll always have the Tuesday show as well.
the
So
show for you.
So
Yeah.
the framework is
yeah, the
it's already
framework's
planned
there.
out.
It's just the numbers aren't there. You know, it
That's
takes
beautiful.
time to get there. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but nigga, and read the comments.
But you
it's
want-
feedback. It's a
one thing
reflection
that
of what
you,
you're doing.
you do have to have some I don't know.
But I think both of
It
these
goes both ways.
I think both of these clips go together. He was saying that there's a podcast out there that critiques other podcasts.
Do you think
But
that
then
that is
there's-
us?
No, I don't. I genuinely do not think that's us.
Okay.
And the reason I don't think that's us is because there's another clip. I don't know if I put it in there. I can't remember if I put it in there. But
He elaborates.
he elaborates.
Gina would have
unless
sucked through her teeth.
So this is one thing. He could have been talking about us, but it's only if he was talking about 2 different podcasts. Because there was,
Yeah.
if that first podcast, that first clip that we just watched, that could have 100% been about us. But I think if he was referring to that same podcast later when he talked about it, AD was pretty much saying like, they just want a response from you. And he was like, yeah, I did that one time and I donated to them. That nigga ain't never donated to our channel.
Oh, yeah, he ain't giving
So
a
it's
shit.
like,
Yeah.
so unless he was talking about 2 different podcasts, it was not us. It was somebody else, which had me on the goddamn scourge because I'm like, who the fuck is L?
Yeah.
Who out here is out here? Who else is out
Lying
here?
about tipping.
Yeah, yeah. He's either lying about tipping. He's either lying. That is a good point. I didn't even think about that. He
Yeah.
might be lying about tipping, and it could 100% be us, or there's somebody else who is doing what we're doing. But I thought the
Yeah.
2 points went together when he was saying there's a podcast that's talking about that critiques other podcasts, and he also said it was just an episode as well. Which
Yeah, he said they dedicated an episode to talking
which
shit.
Every episode is dedicated to that. For
Yeah,
us.
nah, that's all we do here.
That's all we do
Yeah.
here, which is why another
He
reason
was
why I didn't think.
alluding to us probably.
Yeah,
Just
which
a
is
little bit.
Yeah, but But then he was also talking about there's a rule book. There's no rule book for it, and I'm like, shit. I feel like we kind of write the rule book. You know what I'm saying?
We write the rule.
We're not writing the rule book, but we're throwing rules out every week. You know what I'm saying? Like in terms of some of our opinions.
I get what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying we're writing the rule book, but it's like.
But we're making that conversation.
If there's no rule book, every day when we get on here and we're critiquing a podcast and quality, that's us
picking the podcast up.
That's us pulling from our imaginary rule book that we've all created in our brains.
We're making our own rule book of how podcasts should be.
We're watching film.
Yeah.
We're studying moves. We're understanding what, the flow of the game.
Yeah. So when he said that, I was like, shit, I feel like we could make a fucking, like every episode is us writing rules or telling you what we think our rules are, and that's why we're critiquing things a certain way. You know what I mean?
Are we blurs?
Yeah.
Yeah. No way.
I think anytime you obsess over something, you're a blurred.
Okay.
Blurred is just, I think you're a nerd if you obsess over anything or kind of. Maybe
so
not.
So
what about
crackheads are blurs?
What about the old McDonald's worker?
For that crack.
Student in the rock, nigga.
God damn. Rock teaches him everything, nigga.
Yeah. But what were you asking?
There's two different schools of thought with crack too. It's like how to sell it and how to use it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And then you got culinary crack school. You got to learn how to cook it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of What was you
The
about to say?
marketing side of it, I forgot.
Oh, okay.
That's what crack do to you. You ain't even got to smoke it and it still affects you.
Hell
But
no,
yeah, but I
niggas
thought that
talking over me.
I thought it was interesting. But yeah, the whole like don't read the comments. I thought that was like another layup, easy podcast conversation. It's like, how much can we really talk about that? You know what I'm saying?
You know, it's two simple games. Is that what you're saying? Word.
Yeah, Math's podcast is just like.
I only like it when he talks to like old heads like rappers and shit. You know what I mean?
I know I come off like a hater. I don't even give a fuck. Man, I thought Math sucked at podcasting until AD and Gina went. I was like, holy shit, he's really doing good right now. You know what I'm saying? By trying to keep this going, bro.
What is your base of he's doing good? Like, what do you mean by he's doing good?
I'll say somebody's doing good when they don't stop fighting to keep the conversation going.
Trying.
They're trying.
Steiny effect. Well, not Steiny. My fault. I was thinking about the Nelk Boys though. Actually, Steiny was doing it on the Nelk show with Andrew Schulz. That's what I was thinking about.
The Yoke Boys.
Man, he wasn't trying to keep the conversation going. He was doing everything else but the conversation.
He said he was trying to. That's what they said.
That's what he said. Yeah. We know that. We all visually saw that he wasn't doing that.
But that's what I was pulling from.
He checked his nose though.
Yeah.
But it was just like, damn, bro, like. But it's just like, yeah, there's those levels of bad podcasting. You know what I'm saying? And it's like.
And yeah, I like AD's answer though. Because if you're a part of this business, it's like
I did like his answer on that for sure.
You know what I mean? Like you can't be ignorant.
But yeah, speaking of more bad podcasting though, because I think that's really all about it. I probably had 2 more clips in here, but it was more about this conversation, and I'm already tired of this conversation.
Tenfold.
In terms of don't read the comments. It's
yeah.
But let's talk about more bad podcasting.
Oh man, not even mediocre, just
not
bad.
even mediocre, just bad.
Damn.
Gillie the Kid. Jesus Christ.
Shout out to Gillie the Kid.
Shout out to Gillie the Kid.
Shout out to the referee Wallow. He was playing.
He definitely should have.
He was trying to blow that whistle the whole.
Oh my God!
Shit was crazy.
Joe Budden finally, like we said, all podcasts, conflict and resolution, it has to essentially end with y'all getting on the same show. It's just that's just how podcast resolution ends. It's y'all take y'all shots.
Rule number 4.
That's that's another rule. You know what I'm saying? This is like Nez Declassified.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we could do this show like Nez Declassified and just pop rules
up at the bottom.
I used to hate that show.
I loved it.
I saw a nigga eat a booger. I saw a nigga eat a booger on there one time, and I was like, "Man, fuck this shit."
Yeah.
So what type of disgusting mess is this?
Yeah. So
don't hurt my teddy bear.
Joe finally came to $1 million worth of game after they've been trading friendly shots and direct shots back and forth for the last couple of years, and it was just like Gillie was so focused on trying to tear Joe down and get him back for that small window joke that he completely train wrecked that entire podcast to where it was a hard listen.
You think he train wrecked the entire podcast?
I believe that podcast was a hard listen.
It was a hard listen, bro.
Even academics was like, you have to get it out somehow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That might be Gillie's therapy, making jokes. You know what I mean? Egging a nigga on.
But then they weren't even good jokes.
It was nonstop.
I feel you don't feel partly that like he's anticipating that people want this tit for tat. It's kind of like a fight that's been like slowly gearing up. He's been going back and forth, beefing from their own particular camps.
Yeah, but this podcast,
we didn't want to see no kumbaya or like the public.
But there's a way to do
The public
that.
consensus didn't want kumbaya.
yeah, there's always a way to do that.
There's a way to
though,
do that.
to
They-
make it entertaining.
Yeah.
They didn't want a full kumbaya. I think this is exactly what they wanted, and Gillie kind of played into that.
He
Like
played,
we,
you
like
think
we're
he
just
played
gonna,
into it perfectly, or you think he went too far?
I think it went pretty swell. You know, Joe
Really?
Budden was
Yeah.
laughing.
I don't think it was as bad as y'all think it was.
I think it was bad.
I think it was bad podcasting.
It was. Even when it was bad, it was okay. Because Joe Budden is so
Joe, that's
fucking
what I'm-
crazy.
What I was gonna
that
say
it's
was
like,
Joe had a masterclass on how to tackle shit like that.
yeah.
Like I know how to handle that if a nigga's coming at me like that now.
It might have been no shades.
Yeah, nah, Joe Budden, he always
what I'm
puts
saying?
on a master class in avoiding shit. They asked this
Yeah,
nigga,
bro.
whose music from new rappers are you fucking with? And he proceeds to say, I don't fuck with new niggas for their music anymore.
Yeah.
But that's
he
a
was
fair
like,
take.
it's bigger.
I thought that was a good
That's
answer.
a fair take.
But it's kind of just like it's never just like you ask a question and he's like, blueberry muffins. It's my favorite.
that's-
He changes the whole concept.
But he's a spin master.
He's a deep
He's getting-
thinker.
I like gluten-free
Exactly.
muffins. Like it's always like
But he's a spin. You remember what Joe said? Even Tax said, "You're a spin master." You know what I'm saying?
he
He's-
plays Ring Around the Roses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought that was a good answer, though. Personally, I thought if they listened to the answer,
They could have went further. They could have
then
built off of
it
that.
could have been a good conversation.
He was giving them layups the whole time to build off her and go deeper.
Yeah.
But I understand Gillie's frustration in that moment because he's like, nigga, we just want to know in your playlist who was born in like early 2000s, 1999 that you listened to. It's that simple.
I feel what you're saying.
But
Do you like a Key Glock song?
But it might have been.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Whoa. It might have been just a.
There's a fucking bet in here. A baby bet.
It might just be a level 1 question for the nigga. What the fuck?
Yeah, that shit is.
You know, it feels like I wonder what the audio listeners think about the studio because it feels like we recording outside.
Nigga, I remember when that cricket shit happened. Niggas was
Yeah.
like, y'all have crickets? Like, seat covers, crickets.
Bro,
what
the
else?
cricket shit, niggas was in the comments like, I've never heard a cricket on a podcast. That's crazy.
Ever.
Never.
Like, y'all niggas is doing something wrong.
That's how bad we are.
And you know what's even more crazier? It's like that looks like some sort of mall thing, and it's doing everything but going towards the lights.
Nigga, that's
Bro,
Dracula's
like my nigga.
seat.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it should be going towards the lights and not bothering us, and it's coming towards
We
us.
got to get electrical wine around this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Shock
But,
these bitches.
so yeah, what were you saying? You didn't think it was that bad, even when it was bad?
Nah, I thought it was pretty enjoyable. I liked Joe. And plus, I liked the little jokes. It was kind of corny, but it
most
was
of them were
something.
I want to talk
feel
about
me?
the questions because
Because he
I
was
feel
like,
like those were goofy as hell. Like Wallow, I like how Wallow, he started off, he was like, let me just like softball. He was like, Biggie or Tupac, bring one back. It's like, nigga, like,
That was
okay.
kind of, yeah, that was kind of.
Like,
Yeah, but do we go? Does anybody go to the break? Oh, okay, not Brady. It's my bad. Does anybody go to million? We've kind of talked about $1 million. We have talked about $1 million worth of game before, and I feel like we all don't go there for quality of podcast. We go there for the guest. Like we're not
and
tuning.
Ricky Minaj jokes.
Yeah, like we're not
Yeah.
going in. We're not tuning in every week to hear Gillie and Wallow. It's,
not just their comment. They're not Shane Gillison.
exactly,
fucking Tim
exactly.
Dillon.
We're not
Shit,
going
they ain't
there for.
Charlamagne Schultz.
We've
Yeah.
almost never gone in there for their takes on things.
Yeah, like, I don't know what Gillie thinks about Kim Kardashian being a hoe.
No.
Never heard him think that.
I could probably guess, though.
He's probably a fan.
Probably sounds something like this. I'm a bad.
I thought it was. I thought it was. Yeah.
Out there showing
I really thought it
coochie.
was trash though, because it's on that light finally. God, that light almost blinded me.
Bitch ass.
I really thought it was trash though because,
I was about to say why.
bro, because it was just like
It was just,
the podcast was like an hour and 35 minutes.
And 40 of them was ads.
and they were playing too fucking long. I was about to say this podcast is sponsored by
So
Dove soap, nigga.
many ads. Oh my god.
It's frustrating, right?
But
I feel like
The
that. my fault.
podcast,
Go-
the quality, the actual like listenability of it,
the listener experience was fucked up.
it's
Because-
always fucked up though. Like it's always
the ads were placed so technical. It's like as soon as it was about to hit,
Bow.
a fucking an avalanche is about to run.
I felt like I had to hide my wallet. And the way
Yeah.
that they were selling that New Amsterdam vodka, I was like, this has to be like
Like a
morally
CIA.
fucked up.
Yeah.
Like he was
Yeah.
like, you feeling lonely? Get back to feeling like your normal self.
It's like
have
to
a
see-
drink.
Yeah.
It was like, is this nigga? It felt like
You
in Black
where's the damn
Dynamite.
box?
It felt like in Black Dynamite when they was peddling the poison. God damn.
I'm trying to like not
I'm
even
trying
worry
to
about it.
perform under pressure.
Yeah.
But like, there's animals in this climate. Lauren swiping that shit. He about to bust a light.
He about to.
Let's pause for one
Somebody
second.
might just have to
Trying
be
to pull- I don't
gangster. and
think
Just,
that's it.
just
Oh nah,
in the
you've never
palm.
done that.
It depends. With a spider, if I don't got nothing,
Grab it with some chopsticks like
you
Jackie
hit it?
Chan.
nah, he ain't hit shit. He's just giving a terrific effort.
Oh
don't know. It's-
this
it
nigga
would've-
Lauren is magical. I think he just hit that motherfucker.
Nah.
I think, bro, it's gone.
Give
Where's
it 2
at?
seconds. He's at least hurt.
He's stunned at least.
But did you cripple him enough to not get up again? That's what the question is. Can he park in the
Lord.
front of the building?
This is a wildlife podcast.
Lauren
I think he lived. I think he lived to fight another
What is
day.
that right there?
That's not him.
That's his cousin.
That's
Is that
been there.
somebody else?
Nah, he's been there.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
Well,
be
you-
chilling though.
You know, we record in a tropical rainforest.
Yeah, the
this is just all
Amazon.
green screen behind us.
Yeah, my bad, y'all, for the listening experience on this part, because we just can't say fucking.
But it's
but we
it's like
still
a disease.
But we're
The
still
nigga
keeping it
hit me
together.
in
Yeah, and
the
low
face.
key, Gillie set that fucking bug over here
Yeah.
to just to wreck it, just like what I'm saying.
But there was an ad every 6 minutes and 30 seconds. That's what
No
it felt
questions
like.
asked. Yeah,
Because
yeah.
it wasn't just 5 minutes. It was a little bit more.
And then you know what else makes it the
Distasteful.
fact, yeah, distasteful is the fact that it's cool that you have ads, but he doesn't even. The only one he tries on is the New Amsterdam vodka.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the only one that he's trying on.
Yeah.
And even then, it was like same outfit. We know. I can tell. You literally turned the camera on,
Yeah.
sat there, and read that paper.
Yeah.
You didn't even try to. You didn't even put the paper next to the camera, so it looked like you're looking at the camera.
And then it's like, God damn, nigga, like how many levels of ads you need? You need your own ads, the regular YouTube ads. It's like, fuck, like
That's true.
Yep.
That is
why
another
when-
thing too.
That's
yeah.
why when they started having that debate about like, would you get a ad henna tattoo on the
Tattooed or
back of
whatever.
you? And
Yeah.
Gillie was like, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Like,
Okay,
of course,
bro.
these
Gillie
niggas
thinks
love
he's
it.
flexing, but he's not, bro.
I wonder if he's like a connoisseur of commercials.
And then
No, hell no. I doubt it.
and another thing
I
about
doubt
Gillie, he was talking about Joe's sponsors.
Or lack thereof.
We're
Yeah.
gonna get into that next. Actually, let's not
Subscription.
Let's not jump too far. We're gonna jump into this whole subscription based over
ad, which is more
ad
morally,
based
right?
or whatever it was like that.
Which
but
is more lucrative.
And I-
yeah, because
I
it was
do-
just let's watch that first clip that I have in there though.
Okay. On quality wise though, I know y'all said the quality won't bad for y'all, but y'all don't hate trying to listen when people talking over each other the whole time?
Yeah, but I feel like I'm at the point now to where it's almost like a turnover in basketball. Like, sometimes niggas gonna dribble between the legs and the
Yeah.
ball gonna go off the court.
We have a different
I'm not gonna take you
perspective.
out the game because it happens. It happens.
Yeah. You going airball, nigga.
It's 3 niggas yelling at the top of their lungs.
Man, that shit felt so consistent.
That is a little different.
It happened too often.
so
Because
consistent.
everything, it all depends in context. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you can yell like you're supposed to if it's a real conversation. But
I
But
feel
this
like
is just, go ahead.
I feel like more so even than them talking over each other,
Can they see
the
his
parts
face?
where they
yeah,
would
they
just
will.
like nerf each other and just start grunting and making noises instead of answering questions.
yeah.
Bro, honestly, it really wasn't even. It was really Gillie. Like
That's
we
what I'm
can't.
saying.
It
we
was
can't.
Joe too.
No,
it wasn't Joe.
It
I
was
put
not
a
Joe.
timestamp. I put a timestamp of like a
I'm not even
5-second moment to where they was both just grunting at each other.
Okay, we
You
can.
asked him a question
hour
he didn't want to
20
hear.
in.
We can do that.
Joe has the spirit of a Karen. Like, you got to be in the room to really feel his fucking energy and the shit he doing. It's
is a
like
good
subtle.
definition. He has the
It's
spirit of
subtle
a Karen.
racism, nigga.
Yeah. But this is just like a definition of just like God. It was just too much. Yeah, let's just hit this.
What type
And
of
them niggas is doing 2,000 streams, not fucking pay-per-view.
How much we selling on Fight for?
$75.99,
Actually,
nigga.
pause real quick.
No, I
I
think
was about to say
$100.
this was another thing.
Yeah.
This
Like,
fight,
how much is a ticket for these niggas? How much y'all paying?
pay-per-view to
Okay,
watch
yeah.
these two old niggas
Because I was
have
thinking,
an
right.
asthma attack in the
No,
ring?
no. Let's go ahead. We'll save this clip. Let's go ahead and get into the money. So I think one of the things that we realized the most from the Joe Budden visiting $1 million worth of game podcast is that Gillie is down to do anything for the check, right?
Don't make it. You make
Okay.
it sound like,
I make it sound so dirty, right?
like yeah, like
Yeah.
he'll
You
pimp
make it,
himself.
yeah.
Sorry.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, in terms of podcasting,
It's, but what is the point of the game?
the point of the game is to make money, but there's also the point of the game to have a good quality.
But-
so it's like just like
but
music.
if we
You want the
take-
best music, and the best music will make the most money.
All right,
You
devil's
hope.
advocate, like because we take like that villain role sometimes, like we talk shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's Like
we
that's
say
okay
our
to us.
opinion. We say our opinion.
We say our
because
opinion.
we're not purposely getting on here and being like we're gonna be anti everything.
It doesn't come from that place.
Yeah,
I get
you
what
know
you're
what I'm
saying.
And on top of that, it's like, I just think it's amazing how like somebody that's so successful in podcasting, Gillie, like everybody knows $1 million worth of game signed one of the biggest and most lucrative podcast deals.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't believe how caught up he is. I can't believe how caught up a lot of people are on whether you run your podcast network or business on subscriptions or advertisements.
Correct.
Like I can't even believe that's like, because remember that was one of the big things that Loon was trying to spark that conversation on Brea Idiots, and I'm thinking, and just like it's the conversation in my mind is as simple as Andrew Schulz kind of answered it. It's like you can do either way, whatever you're more comfortable with, but if you can get a mixture of both, maximize your money and still not take away from the quality of the show, what's wrong with that? And it's like it's as simple as that, but it's like the fact that like Gillie and there's like people like Big Loon, I don't know if he's still on that now, I'm just talking about his past run-ins, but Gillie for sure, it's like, why does it bother you so
the
much?
argument is how to get the most money.
Because
That's
the
argument.
money is completely different.
That's what the
you know what I
argument
mean?
is.
And I think because even Joe Budden was talking about it. He was like, "Nigga, I was doing this podcast shit for like 5-6 years,
With no
and
money.
I just started making money."
Yeah, he said Spotify was the first time he started
it's
making
probably
money.
the same thing for Gillie. And once they got that check, once they start seeing those real what they could really be making, it's like you just got to double down on that.
Yeah, it's understandable if you've been having conversations that was essentially just community service.
Exactly.
Then you get to the point where you're getting paid for it. Like you probably gonna, especially a nigga like Gillie. Like think about the niggas that we talking about, like the temperament,
And
where they come from.
Wallow.
This nigga was in jail for 20 years. He ain't turning down 20 million.
Well, that's another thing too. It's like I think that is a good point that you brought up in terms of like the temperament of people. So these niggas are Gillie and Wallow are definitely hustlers, and like on the block hustlers, not essentially, but it's like on the block hustler, it's a lot of small transactions that equal a large sum at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But Joe is a
long term,
and not even Joe, but Andrew Schulz as well. You know, they push their Patreon really heavy too. It's like these two subscription based models. They look at it. I think they're looking at it more of a longevity, like, or maybe they believe subscription based is a long term play.
One
you know
of
what
them
I mean?
helps.
It is. That's what they believe.
One of them helps the consumer more. Like you're getting something out of it.
Yeah,
Which is more
one is
important.
feeding. One is
Feeding your community, kind of.
yeah.
Like we're not getting anything out of hearing like fucking technician ads from Gillie. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Roadside assistant ads.
Want to go to
and
trade
shit.
school, nigga?
That's what I'm saying. Like
I do like those ads. The only reason I like those ads is because they're so creative. Because those are the ads to me that help black people and people out. So I do like those ads, but I'm still not on every 5-minute ads though.
But
you know?
once you've
but
heard,
I'm with you though.
once you've heard 17 ads, I don't care if this one's gonna help me.
No, that's true. That's true. Yeah. It's different when we're already 20 ads in.
Yeah.
It's like fuck the trade school ad at this point. You know what I'm saying? Because
And
I'm
then
already sick.
It's every 6 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah.
That shit is worse than watching like a Snapchat story. Like you know how there's
Oh
like
my
the
god,
Snapchat
those ads are fucking
shows?
crazy.
Yeah.
Yes, dog. Yeah, those ads are. That's essentially what their show is. Like it's that abrasive.
This shit turns me on.
Yeah,
Like, it'll
yeah.
make me go like, man, I gotta watch these niggas like another time. But I feel
Yeah.
like I have to like really have time to
Now
watch.
you see how y'all are talking about this? Joe's people don't talk about shit like this. You're creating a listener and a follower who's more likely to spend money with you.
There's a balance though, because the thing is, and this is what the last two topics that we talked about is just polarization. Like niggas think that it's got to be either this way
It doesn't.
or either that
It
way.
doesn't.
When
That's
there's
obviously
most things are gonna be in the middle ground. That's just how
Right.
life
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
works.
Right.
That's what balance is.
It's,
nigga.
Correct.
It's not East Coast versus West Coast this time.
But
it's,
niggas-
it's Patreon versus subscription.
Niggas just
or
want
it's
to make
ads
it
versus
like
subscription. Yeah, and it's like
Ad versus subscription.
yeah, but it's like I think it's just the perfect balance. But it's just weird that it bothers him so much. You know what I'm saying? I
Because
just think
it's
that's weird.
Joe Budden and you haven't met him, and that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like every text
Yeah.
tone was like, bro, this nigga is just
Yeah,
something
it's like
about it.
when you're in the room with him, it hits different.
You just have it hits different.
Yeah,
nigga.
yeah.
You gotta do your homework,
True,
nigga.
true. Okay. Yeah, let's watch this. This is more Gillie rant. This is just Gillie rants.
Okay, let me put it to you this
11
way.
million. Right.
Okay, let's try it this way.
11 million.
Before your name gets into the pot, the Joe Budden boxing fight against a ghost is doing more than 250,000. You confusing me.
And
Nobody never seen you fucking fight.
And that's what I'm talking about.
Is Joe Budden turned into Dame Dash?
A little bit. That's what drives, I think, people like him and crazy.
Yeah.
Because it's like Joe is the only one who doesn't care that he signed the biggest podcast deal, because Joe is like, nigga, you over here talking about 200,000. He said, nigga, I'm doing that myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when a nigga is talking to you like that, it makes it feel like
I could whip his ass for charity.
all these goddamn. So, but it's funny because it's like they're hustling, and they're like, we signed the biggest deal, and we're still getting money. And Joe is so comfortable in his subscription bag and whatever money he's getting. It does genuinely make me wonder who's making more, because they're on.
The game always evens out. It's like when you. It's like when you play an RPG. It's like it doesn't matter which character you choose. It's like you're gonna get to the last level.
Yeah. Once you rank them,
it
all
depends
the
on your play
characters
style,
up.
nigga.
It comes down to play style. Yeah,
You feel me? And it's like, but with the boxing shit, Wallow was kind of tripping. Nigga was like $100 to watch y'all box. I was like, whoa, Wallow.
This nigga is not Terrence Crawford.
You been
whoa. I'm not paying $100.
How much was that? How much was their fight? Terrence Crawford.
I would pay
89. I think so.
it
for professional license.
Oh yeah, they were professional.
I would
was
pay
like
$100 if
$79,
it came with a shirt and a secret album with both them niggas on it.
I need a Travis Scott package. You know
I need
what I'm
a
saying?
secret album
nigga.
that only you can get with a secret code. You feel me? Like, yeah, for real.
And that's the funny thing too.
I
Those
think
things
it'd be amazing.
Those
And a
packages,
bottle of
those
New
packages
Amsterdam.
make me buy things, because I'm not even a Travis Scott fan. But when Astro World came out, I was like, I can get a T-shirt, a VIP ticket and the album for $20.
Crazy.
I'll buy it.
He
Yeah,
provided you with value
to
and
the
you
point
was
that
willing to buy it.
I bought it, and I wasn't even a crazy Travis Scott fan. Like
But
I
it's
was, I was completely okay streaming it, but I said, nigga, I'm buying this.
Because nigga, you shop at what's BJ's?
Oh yeah.
So
oh,
it's like
Costco.
that's
Yeah, he's a
Costco.
wholesaler.
So that's
Yeah.
he's a wholesaler.
I'm all
so
about
you
a
want to
value.
get
I'm all about a deal.
the great
that's a whole
value.
fact. Yeah, I'm
You know
all
what
about
I
a
mean?
deal. Yeah, that's a fact.
But nah, they tripping. I'll pay maybe $60 to $70 to watch them fight.
Nigga, and we're all going in on that 60.
Facts.
Hell yeah.
You know, type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
we're not all paying 60.
Right.
Yeah.
One of us are gonna buy it, and we all cash app each
Yeah,
other. Type, you know what I'm saying? Because ain't no way I'm coming
It's an
60
event,
by
nigga.
That's
out my-
$15, nigga.
Yeah.
A piece.
Yeah, ain't no way I'm coming out of my pocket for that. So
Nah.
That's team bonding time, nigga.
yeah,
And it's,
right.
and it's crazy because I think we've talked about this, like who would whoop whose ass, and it
Did
involved
we talk
Gillie.
about that?
It involved Gillie
Yeah, we did talk about that.
a long time ago.
Okay, Gillie got more, athleticism in terms of win.
I think Gillie got him.
Yeah,
Joe
'Cause
Budden said he would break the brakes off that nigga.
when I see Joe walk, he just looks like Joe's gained a little bit of weight too.
Yep.
And so
Smoked a few more cigarettes.
he quit those though.
Hey,
Okay.
more
But it's
success,
just
nigga.
How long ago?
I think he said it's been about a year.
That's not long enough to get back to.
That's a
optimal
long
shape.
time not being on cigarettes.
Yeah.
So.
It's a long time, but you got to counterbalance that. You can't just
Oh,
work
yeah,
out.
yeah.
You got to change your diet. It's the only way
Oh
you're
no,
gonna
no,
get
he still
results.
does a lot
He's
to do.
done
But,
that, I think.
but I'm just saying, when I see Joe kind of stand up and walk around, he looks like a nigga that's not ready to fight at all. He looks like he's really enjoying rich life. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
He wears slippers religiously on the podcast.
He wears
all the
slippers
time.
and robes, religiously.
And he called Gillie broke because Gillie was like, I like that $4,000 outfit you got on.
Oh, I screen recorded
And
that. That's in here.
Yeah.
The hate was crazy.
The subtle shading.
It was so
very strategic.
It was like there was so much money. It was like it makes Gillie was coming off like he didn't sign the biggest podcast deal.
Yeah.
The way he was pocket watching, and Joe is striking back perfectly too when he was talking about it's a little warm in here, and we need a bigger room. You're kind of smoking this room out when that ventilation system.
I feel like we need to. Do y'all exactly
That duct work.
It was
Y'all remember?
duct work's expensive.
Y'all remember the play-by-play video of Joe going off on Gillie?
Yes.
How egregious was that? Because that might be why Gillie
It
feels
wasn't
the
that bad.
need
It was just funny.
to fucking.
It definitely probably plays a part in a certain aspect because you're talking shit to a shit talker.
Gillie's hurt, bro. It's clearly hurt.
And he got on him about that window, man.
Yeah, that was reoccurring.
The window killed him, bro. The window killed him.
And then Joe Budden walked into this room. My bad. Joe Budden walked into this room saying okay. Like he did the whole it's kind
Ain't
of
doing too bad.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it killed
lot
him
of subtle
because it just simply wasn't true. like the room wasn't as small as Joe Budden was painting it out to be.
Right,
He heavily harped on that. I think he gave us statistics. He was like, nigga, this
he did, bro.
couple
He gave
square
us
footage.
He said I could take 15 steps from one side. I was like, what?
He essentially said Wallow can film one of his run up to the phone videos in there and have a perfect range to run in.
It was embarrassing.
He might whip the shit out of Gillie. That's what boxers do when they get in the ring. They run around the ring just to see, all right, I got this many steps.
Yeah.
Wallow whoops everybody's ass. But I think Gillie got Joe. Gillie seemed like he got crackhead
Energy?
he got not even energy, healing factor. Like he just popped back up. Like that shit didn't really do nothing to me, nigga.
Yeah.
You know he's the MVP of Crew League.
No, it wasn't the big three with Ice Cube. He got elbowed. It's funny. He got elbowed in the eye. Shit was bleeding. He went back in the game and they won the game.
They won the game.
Sound like me.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
win.
I broke my nose and came back. I had the lotto.
You did, so yeah. Wait, what?
Yeah, it was a tournament. Like you can't play with a broken nose, but I lied and was like, it's just bleeding, and that made me call a parent. And so I called my dad instead of my mom because my mom was gonna be like, hell no, nigga, your nose broke.
do y'all feel like, well, for me, Gillie kind of put himself down a little bit
In terms of
like how high I think he is on the totem pole as far as like,
absolutely,
you know,
He came in with such an emphasis that he had a point to prove that he's legitimate, like Joe. That it kind of makes him think that like, all right, let's look at your psyche, nigga. Like, did you imagine him as being on a higher pedestal than you?
He was mad because the shit was on the Shade Room. That was like the big thing to him. Like,
that
was on the Shade Room.
That was something he kept bringing up. Yeah, that is something.
That was a little playful though. I think it was
that was not playful.
Okay, hold up. Y'all keep trying to like.
How long?
At least you keep trying to say it was playful. We got to remember. This was an hour and 35 minutes of consistently.
But how long
it's
have
not
they?
Playful after an hour and 35 minutes.
It
bro.
is. It is.
No, it's affected me so bad that I can't
get off of this.
I can't do nothing but stay on this.
It's
like
it's distasteful. Maybe he didn't read the energy in the room. But how long have they known each other? Because it sounds like, you know, they got like a lot of history. You feel me? Like,
it sounds like
just
they met
going
through
back and
podcasting.
forth and just talking shit.
You think so?
They've been in the same rooms, but they never been friends.
Like back when they was rapping?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. They kind of got into that too. I didn't pay attention to neither of these niggas' rap career. Of course, we all knew Pump It Up, but I remember when Gillie was like Major Figures was the biggest thing. I'm like, well, if it was 99 and 2000, nigga, I don't remember it.
Yeah.
But I was also in fourth grade. So
Slaughterhouse had a song I fucked with, but it was one song.
I didn't like any Slaughterhouse song. I was like, I remember when they came together, I thought it was a joke. I was like, you really got all these rapidy rap niggas in a group? Like,
How's that gonna work?
I thought that shit was so crazy.
Some niggas
that
love them, man.
That was a blurred rap group, but apparently they were really loved.
Yeah, some niggas love them a lot.
You know, they had a cult. They went in people with a cult following.
Yeah, I did not like any of them enough to be like, I want to hear this much rapping on one song.
Like
Fuck
if you listen
that.
to Slaughterhouse, you wear Timbs and denim shorts in the summer.
For sure, absolutely. Like
with shorts underneath, nigga.
No questions asked. But yeah, let's watch some more. I got just a couple more moments. This is just like
it's the same clip. Keep going.
Yeah,
don't
put this on don't put the screen on there either, just because it's been acting a little funny.
That's true, and recently. I did it earlier, so I won't do it this one.
Yeah, it's fine. But yeah, let's just keep watching. I just think there's just like the way Joe acts like he's had money before and Gillie doesn't. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that kept going the entire podcast.
You sound like new money.
Joe has more perspective, you can tell.
Yeah.
But with a nigga like Joe, like it's easy for him to feel like the most prestigious nigga in the room. That's kind of what his personality's built on.
For sure.
Because he can always fall back on that. He's number one on the complex list.
That's true.
They did put that battery in his back too.
They did.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He had it before that.
But that just made it solidified.
Oh, for sure.
He also is just better than podcasting than both of them. Like
Easily.
that's just like that's not even a question.
Easily.
I think he knows that too. But yeah.
He was saying it the whole time in the back of his head.
Yeah.
He said, wow, these niggas really fucking
talking
suck.
circles around these.
Or Gillie is really terrible. But yeah, let's go.
Abusing me with
Joe,
your man.
nobody never seen you fucking fight.
It don't matter. It don't matter. It's just the people that's gonna buy. All right, so listen.
Let's set it up.
How much? 100?
I'm trying to do this in front of 1.3 million.
Listen, how much we busting them?
We had us in with Jake Paul or Logan Paul. He fighting somebody else too. We doing 1.4 million. Now we go down to history. We done broke a pay-per-view fucking record. We the co-main event. We ain't just under them niggas. It's event and co-main. Sometimes you
say co-main. No.
Man, fuck the rest. You think I ain't gonna have a main attached to my shit?
Brands?
Always got a main attached to my shit.
I got 10 spots. I got 10 spots for these guys' shorts. Get with me, send the emails over. We're gonna, if you want to buy ad space on their shorts, you know what I mean? I'm putting it. Listen. If you want to put ad space on their shorts in seconds,
shut your motherfucking mouth. We ain't doing no subscription based. ads
on the
already.
motherfucking shorts.
We ain't doing subscription based on shorts.
Hold up. And I will have a removable tattoo logo on their back. So if you want your logo on their back,
And he'll do it too.
Listen. I'm telling you, both of them
he's
dudes.
dad.
You fucking right. Fuck wrong with you.
Both of them. The fight is coming. Al
You
Heyman.
do it too. Fuck what
Call
you
me.
talking about.
I wouldn't.
Call
Yes,
me.
the
Al.
fuck
No,
you
I wouldn't.
would.
I'm telling
Al
you.
Heyman, call me.
I don't.
Fucking would.
Listen,
If he came in and listen.
These niggas
Why does this sound
what is going on?
It's that room. They need some what's that? The sound pads.
Soundproofing, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just they just talking over each other. It
That's
sounds like a
exactly
locker
what I was
room.
talking
Yeah,
about,
it sounds
bro.
like an audience.
And y'all said it wasn't that bad.
Bro,
Well,
but
I mean, this was like got to be like one of the worst stretches.
bad. Yeah. I was
like,
like saying.
come on now, like,
Yeah.
like y'all niggas showed us the worst
Like,
turnover.
come
Well,
on,
that's
you
what
know.
I'm here for. I'm here to point out this is where how bad it was.
That's why they say we hate.
I'm surprised the ad didn't pop up.
Right, low key.
Yeah, nah, I was
Go to the
fucking
one
scared.
where
Yeah, nigga.
I just think the one more part before we jump into them Joe talking about Charlamagne. The one that says Gillie only is the only one crashing out. This is when he kind of sunned him, I think, and when he let him know
Gillie's
like,
the only one. Is it the one above that line or below that line?
below.
All right.
Joe said, what? Like,
It's pretty. I think
Gillie, you're my understudy.
Joe low-key put him on the level of academics, which is kind of like disrespectful, but it's not at the same time, because it's like, Joe, we do know Joe respects Gillie. I mean, we do know Joe respects academics, but at the same time, he doesn't respect the whole crashing out thing part. And he kind of separated him and Charlamagne to Gillie and academics and these other niggas. Like he
doesn't look at them as elders.
Yeah,
like Charlamagne and Joe are elders in the game.
And he was like,
feel me?
he's like, me and Charlamagne, we don't do this anymore. This is what y'all do.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I said,
yeah.
damn.
Which is
baby.
crazy because Gillie's older than both of them.
Yes.
Oh damn.
Yes.
Yeah.
By about 5 or 6 years.
in
too.
real life, but in podcast years,
Exactly.
it's a different story.
And mentality, it's a different story.
But yeah, let's listen to Joe's. These are the type of shots Joe was taking.
Crazy, man. Y'all two niggas is fucking nuts. But no, for real. In the podcast game, you and Gil may be the two nut ass niggas. The two nuttiest nut ass niggas.
It's only him left doing it.
It's y'all two.
I stopped being a nut. I stopped. Charlamagne stopped. Everybody stopped. It's only him and
you and
Ack when he
Ack.
get drunk.
You, him, and Ack.
It's Ack when he get drunk and Gillie.
And he
That's
compared
it.
him to Henny Ack.
First of all, I don't do none.
I'm just
all
me.
That,
all that exhausted energy
you
shit. I'm
disrespect
done.
everybody. Ever since your man, now you gonna stop since your man, you smoke hookah with your man, bitch.
Stop being messy. You being messy. You being messy.
Shout out to
all the hookah
Let me
smokers
say,
out
he was
there.
hurt though, wasn't he?
No, that was an old clip. He wasn't hurt.
He wasn't.
He
hurt.
was hurt though.
No, anything
When that
on
nigga
camera
said you
is content.
smoke with my bitch for 9 years.
That is a hurt piece, man.
He was not hurt. He was not hurt.
Right.
What the fuck was that?
I didn't even know the clip ended like that.
At the end.
That was kind of crazy.
Nah,
Yeah,
that was
must've been
wild. That was hilarious.
He kind of he sunned him kind of real slick and smooth. It went right over his
It's
head.
always
too.
like a white woman. It's so subtle. It's so majestic.
Yeah,
like
slick.
It is.
Oh my god.
It's sexy.
Like I'm
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
better
it's
than you. nigga.
sarcastic. Is
Me and Charlamagne, we don't do that anymore. You know, this just you and Henny Ack.
he has the
Being
spirit.
compared to Henny Ack is disrespectful. Actually, I take that back.
Yeah.
Academics in general is fine, but being compared to Henny Ack, it's like, wow,
That's Mr. Hyde.
that's fucked up.
He got blonde hair energy.
He reduced him to his lowest self.
Bruh, come on,
Exactly.
bruh. That's crazy.
Compared
But
to
he's not
Henny.
wrong.
No, not at all. He's definitely not wrong. And it's kind of like,
It's a little bit of a reach.
hell no, bruh. Bro, what episode do
Henny
you
Ack.
not? Yes.
Henny Ack.
Okay, well, we only see Gillie crash out when somebody comes at him. So
Yeah,
like,
just going
he's
ballistic.
He's really only crashed out on like Joe in recent memory. You know what I'm saying? But he doesn't. It's not every episode he's hitting the headlines because he's like
Right.
crashing out
That's
on
what I
somebody.
mean.
On a random
But yeah,
celebrity.
he's just. But that's when. Isn't that when you find out what you're? It's like being a for rappers. Period. When somebody when somebody dishes you on a record or throws you a sub, how you respond. It either solidifies your fan base or you gain more in your fan base. And this is kind of like podcasting. It's like when a podcaster takes a shot at you, how you respond solidifies your fan base to ride for you even harder, or you might get, you know what I'm saying?
You're galvanizing.
So in times of war or in times of when we need the best out of you, if you resort to Henny Ack, you're not winning.
Yeah. And I mean, they both yell, but I think Gillie is a lot better. I think Henniac is like just its own beast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Is Hennessy cheating?
Loki, he's got a performance enhancement drug.
It depends on what context you're talking about. Like, you're freer.
It's high risk, high reward.
It's high risk,
yeah, that's true.
high reward.
Like most drugs and performance enhancers.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
because I mean, the SZA and Erykah Badu thing, it was so crazy. Even though there was parts that were funny, it was really fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was saying a lot of really fucked up things. Overall, to where if you objectively look at it, you're like, that was kind of crazy.
Just calling a woman fat.
Yeah, it was kind of funny, but it was like you're losing just because you're tripping right now. You know what I'm saying? So
like, what's the base for all this hate?
Yeah. So,
and anytime you start that and go with women as a nigga, it's like you're already on a losing battle. Anyway.
You know what I mean?
It's hard.
Like,
It's touchy. It's touchy. I feel like I got lucky. I went at a chick one time and it worked out great for me.
That's because she went at you first, right?
Yeah, but so I really got lucky in that time. But it's hard going at a chick and not looking like a lame.
Right.
Yeah.
It's really hard. She has to. You got to get her to jump out the window 3 or 4 times before you respond once, so that when you do respond, you have your 3 or 4 instances that you can incorporate into your response. But like, guys, we can just go tit for tat if we wanted to. You know what I'm saying? And it's just 2 niggas going at it. But a girl, you need like 5 instances before you're like, okay, that respond to her now. You know what I'm saying? And then you still have to kind of walk a certain line where, you know, you might not want to call her a bitch unless you're about that life.
You don't want to punch down unless she is a bitch.
Unless she is a bitch. But even before you give that bitch up, you gotta
prove it.
You gotta lay a nice foundation before you just let that first one off.
That shit gotta hold up in court. Like, you can't just shoot it against something.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Like, you gotta have a reason to pop off.
Bro, taking shots at women online it's a really hard thing for men to do without you looking crazy.
Don't have other sympathy for other men that do it.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. And so it's like that's the biggest thing. It's
Get killed
like
from all sides.
Yeah, you can't win nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like Gayle King was disrespectful about Kobe. Snoop Dogg called her a bitch, and he got in trouble.
Yes,
exactly.
Exactly. So yeah, it's hard. You really gotta strike at the perfect moment. And even when you strike, it's got to be.
It might go out of bounds.
It might go out of bounds,
you
man.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
trying to swing.
It's risky.
Yeah.
But last thing we'll talk about from that episode, Charlamagne. Jesus. Joe Budden. Wallow asked Joe, "Are him and Charlamagne cool?"
Said, "Are they buddies?"
Joe just straight up, no.
Just shrugged it off.
No.
But he did say, like, anything can happen except him going on the Breakfast Club again.
Right.
Which I found very strange. Like,
really?
I
kind of
it's possible that we could be friends again, but like the Breakfast Club appearance, that can't happen no more. Why is that impossible?
I don't think I want a Joe Budden Breakfast Club appearance.
Even now?
No.
I'd rather them do something separate.
I don't go to the Breakfast Club with the same
infatuation
and the same energy and excitement that I used to.
And we're left with Angela Yee.
Kinda, yeah.
When Envy stops scamming.
And is that because she was good, or now it's just
I don't know.
not the same cartoon I used to watch every Saturday?
But I don't know, because to be fair, I did stop watching even when she was there. But I mean, even at least I still knew what I was getting with all 3 of them. You know what I mean? But it's like, now that she's not there, I really have no desire.
You don't know what you're getting into.
I don't know what I'm getting into, and I really don't like the whole Thrones. I actually just. Let me be clear. I actually despise the fucking Thrones.
And
I hate them.
And Joe Budden alluded to, like, there might be some production costs. Like, it was a little sneak this, but he was like, nigga.
Oh, he said iHeart doesn't look like they believe in that show, and I believe, and I'm. Yes, I think that too. Like,
let's talk about that. Yeah.
The studio looks nicer, but I don't think there's a lot of like conspiracy. But I don't think that
there's a real infrastructure.
That show is what it once was. That show, I think. Because I'm not going to take nothing away from the number. Charlamagne said the podcast is getting like 20 million plays a month. So the show, I think, hit a peak. And the peak was so high that their base average is insane. You know what I'm saying? But in terms of let's push the Breakfast Club to be the greatest thing in the world, I don't feel that same push at all that I used to feel from before.
Yeah.
But I feel like we also talked about that before, too. And I also feel like everybody knows radio is not dead, but it is on life support. It's not a dying industry. It can still help you no matter who you are. As little as you may take radio and think it's completely dead, it's gonna help a nigga's career. Period. You
It's
know
not
what
an
I'm
iPod.
saying? It's not an iPod. Yeah, yeah.
It's
just
literally
like,
college for
exactly.
media
You can
game.
have a viral hit, but when you have a song that keeps getting played on the radio, it's that even that level of success is different. So, radio is always gonna have a thing, but I do genuinely believe that iHeart might not be putting as much funding behind the Breakfast Club in radio ventures because they're putting. I think they want Charlamagne to make this Black Effect podcast area to work for them.
So you think that they're banking the future on Charlamagne the God's podcast network?
I don't know if they're banking
instead of the Breakfast Club.
Yeah, I don't think they're banking the future, but I think that if I was a company that needs to expand outside of radio because I know it's a dying industry, and I take my top radio personality on my network or one of my top people, and I have him start an internet-based podcast network.
The next phase.
He could issue in the new phase that could supplement the money we lose from radio.
Exactly.
So I don't think that. So that's how I've always looked at that. You know what I'm saying? So even though Joe is taking a shot like that show don't look like it's got enough funding, I don't think so either, but I also think it's because they're trying to find supplements and alternatives.
They're just moving the money.
Yeah.
They're moving the money from that. They're moving the money around and seeing. Let's see what he can do with this. You know what I'm saying?
I will say that's coming from a nigga whose show looks overfunded.
Yes. Yeah.
This nigga in the villain headquarters, but you do got to allocate your money wisely,
right?
And it's like iHeart is a business, a major corporation.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
So it's like
Black Effect is more important.
Yeah.
Like when it comes down to
the Breakfast Club though.
No. It's not more important than radio because radio is still iHeart's #1 bread and butter.
Of course.
But in terms of what our future is,
what could be,
yes,
especially
that's top of the priority
with
list.
all this black shit going on. You know what I mean? Like this is like this is the groundwork.
Yes,
for
yes,
like
yes,
a decade from now.
Yes,
You know what I
exactly,
mean?
exactly.
And do you think that overall people might just be experiencing a little fatigue with the Breakfast Club?
Nah. I think everything goes through phases. Like, how long was Howard Stern the nigga?
And that's what I mean. Like, it's fatigue. Like,
I
it's
don't
a
know.
phase.
It felt like he was that nigga for like 20. I don't know if he was,
because
but I don't know.
He's been doing this. He's never stopped doing the.
That's true. He's still doing it.
Shit.
He's still doing it, right?
Yeah, bro. He's like 70.
Now, I've heard he's toned down a little bit though. He's got that Sirius XM deal.
But that didn't stop. That's just recently though. You know what I mean?
He was on terrestrial radio from 86 to 2005, and then in 2006,
the XM
transitioned
He has a
into
broadcast on Sirius XM. Since
But I do
06.
wonder what his biggest, hottest years were, though. You know what I mean?
It might have lasted for like a decade. Like
Yeah,
when,
because
when he had
Breakfast
Will
Club had a
Chamberlain in
decade.
there
Breakfast
talking
Club.
about fucking 20,000 bitches.
Yeah, because the Breakfast Club
Yeah.
had a decade
At
where
least
it was
a
hot,
decade.
and they're on year 13, I think, or something like that.
And is it selfish to want more than that? Like it doesn't even make sense for one radio show to just be the greatest radio show ever of all time. That just got a monopoly on the market. There's never gonna be new voices that come up that we want to hear from again.
Yeah, well, that's funny that y'all
Like it doesn't. Like I feel like we shouldn't expect them to be what they were.
well, that's
No.
what happens. Like, what about Drake?
What exactly?
Like Drake has done that for rap. Like he's just been the nigga for years.
But I've experienced. Me personally, I've experienced fatigue with Drake.
I've had moments where I've experienced fatigue for Drake.
Like
as
I
well.
haven't. Like he's just been so
But
good.
then when I
for
came
so
back,
long
I just
and-
came back.
It's
You
like
know
it's
what
It's
I'm
so
saying?
Drake.
respected that you just kind of get tired of it. That's why he's so memeable.
Yeah. So this is another
Well,
thing
no, that's not actually why he's so memeable. He plays into that shit.
This is another thing that I was
he's an
thinking too.
actor.
This is a topic that I was going to bring up later, but it actually fits perfectly into here. Was, do you think the Breakfast Club audience has
matured out.
matured out? Do you think that they've matured with? And I'm really talking about Charlamagne, right?
Right.
Because we bought into Wild Charlamagne Sniff a Seat Charlamagne, and then we were even fans post Sniff a Seat Charlamagne until it just got like PC'd the fuck out, right? But I'm wondering, did his fan base just mature with him and stay consistent, or do you think his change brought a whole new demographic in? Like, I'm wondering where that age demographic is. Like when he first started Breakfast Club and it was the wild era, was it the people like our age group that was into it plus a little bit couple older people, or
It was everybody. That's why he'll always be famous.
Yeah.
Because it was 10-year-olds that was watching him, because who doesn't want to see somebody sniff a bitch a seat, you know what I mean, with a fat ass. But it was also the 30-year-olds that found it funny too, because Charlamagne, he was never just that. Like
he was never just that for sure. He always had all versatility.
It was levels to his
madness,
fuckery.
Yeah,
and the thing is, he caught the last like great decade of radio. Like the last decade of where your mom is taking you to school in the morning and you hear Russ Paul in the morning.
Yeah, because even on the last Breakfast Brilliant Idiots Club, when he was like, I think the next future big superstar in radio,
it's coming from YouTube.
Is on YouTube right now. I'm thinking, nigga, ain't about to be no more fucking radio superstars. That's what I was thinking. Like, where the fuck is a radio superstar about to pop up out of nowhere?
You don't think it's possible?
No, I don't. It's a YouTube superstar that's gonna pop up. Like,
and they're gonna also have a radio show.
They just happen to do a radio show, but they're really YouTube savages.
Exactly.
But I think he just means the next generation of broadcasting talent. Like whatever medium that is in, and he does radio, so he speaks from that perspective.
Ain't it so funny how that nigga went from low key disgusted with the YouTube niggas to now the next superstar is coming from YouTube?
I commend him on that. Yeah, because it's better than him just being stubborn and doubling down and just ignoring facts. Ignorance, like it shows that he's still malleable and he's still paying attention. And he can still.
It just might take him 2 months to get there.
It might take a few people telling him something behind the scenes.
You know, he deals with black women on a daily basis. We don't know how much free time he actually has.
I thought she was about to say stress he going through.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Well, Tony, doesn't mean that, you know.
When he isn't stressing over some African shit.
I was about to say, Pan Africanism gets stressful.
So yeah, I don't know. I did think that though. Like, I was wondering that personally. Like, what his fan base is like. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are the people that are riding for him? Because it's like, I know me, I'm not tuning into the Breakfast Club unless I hear there's a reason to tune in. That's just where I'm at with it now. Even though I'm somebody who was, when I worked that office job and when I was even getting into radio and podcasting, I'm literally upset when the shit is late to drop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I was one of those people, like, I've been at work at 9 a.m. I'm waiting for 10 a.m. for these fucking drops, and if they don't get here on time, I'm pissed. You know what I'm saying?
Because my lunch is fucked.
Like what the fuck am I gonna do for the next couple of hours if y'all don't get these uploads right? You know,
shit, I gotta listen to my own thoughts.
So I went from that person to just like, I'll tune in when I tune in. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of where I'm at with it.
And that's with the Breakfast Club, right?
That's with the Breakfast Club.
But they still have a wide audience.
They do.
Because they have the radio audience. Well, the radio audience is an older audience in general. Yeah. But when they were going viral with the YouTube, that's what kind of expanded their whole demographic.
Radio was armed robbery. Like, you kind of being held captive as a when you're listening to it, because it's there.
You have no choice.
You don't have many other options.
Now that you say that, I wonder if their radio numbers have gone up, even though I know they're not doing as well in the ratings in New York that they used to be. But I do wonder if their core is coming more from radio now than, because I know before it was all YouTube, but I wonder if it's switched now to where it's less internet, which is catering to probably a younger demographic, and more.
It's probably evened out a little bit.
Or maybe balance it out. Because I feel like at one point, I feel like the internet was always more than the radio.
Yeah,
even though I don't think it's possible technically, just because you can't be syndicated in fucking half the country.
And then not have that be more.
And and not have those numbers account for more. I think that's just literally impossible. But I think you understand what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and the benefits from both of them are different.
Exactly.
Like, radio lasts way longer, I feel like, especially with, like, you know, that type of show.
Yes. Yeah.
Some internet fame.
It's more efficient.
Yeah. And then you know what? We also got to remember, we also got to keep in mind, I think he even Charlamagne brought up that when he wrote that book, that changed. I think he got a lot of new infusion to his core demographic.
Writing a book opens up so many doors, nigga.
So it's like
the nigga interviewed Judy Blume.
Yeah, the ones that we lost, that wasn't even that big. Honestly, the numbers weren't even that great on that interview.
But not numbers, but in terms of like this hip hop media journalist is talking to a white woman to make children's book.
True, but
and
I think and I just think in terms of maybe the younger generation, the people in their 30s and their late 20s that stop watching as much, like me, I think that book and that mental health drive that he was on, because remember, he kind of ushered in that.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
like he ushered in that whole mental health thing. So even if you might not have ever heard of Charlamagne until the mental health arc started, and then he probably got 10 times more people. The numbers that he lost from me not listening every day were minuscule. I was replaced by 5 niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that arc alone might have boosted him so crazy that it doesn't even fucking matter in his world, because who cares if I'm a casual listener anymore? That book move and that mental health arc that I went on those 5 years, fucking shit on that entire arc that I had from just hip hop. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And another thing is that we always we seem to just talk about the Breakfast Club's numbers being lower, but nobody ever really mentions that like radio numbers are just lower. Like, what are they doing in comparison to everybody else?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, like they're probably
if they still on top, they on top.
Yeah, they probably still haven't lost as much as everybody else has lost. Is what you're saying?
No. Other people are still number one, like LaMega, Steve Harvey. He's still smacking ass. He's still like beating everybody.
Steve Harvey beats everybody. Steve Harvey got white people.
Yeah, same with like LaMega, the Spanish channel. Is like they're still number one in the market, not just urban.
Yeah.
Like Breakfast Club.
Urban radio, hip hop.
Breakfast Club was always number one in the urban sector, not number one, period. Because Steve Harvey was always whooping everybody else's ass.
Which is a point that Star likes to harp on a
Loves
lot.
it. That's his favorite. That's his favorite thing to harp on.
Now, you can't entertain white people, though.
So you're the best.
This is his favorite thing.
You're only the best at it, niggas?
Yeah. Like, that's how he's looking at it.
You said you the coolest monkey in the jungle.
Essentially, yeah, pretty much. Because when he was on, he was number one, period.
Okay.
So it's different. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, he even said, especially, I think specifically in that text interview, he was like, nigga, I never really liked hip hop radio.
No.
Yeah.
He was playing he was playing rock and metal on the hip hop station because that's what he felt like listening to. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was different.
He said he wasn't following the programming, obviously.
Not at all, and that's what made him so great, pretty much, on the radio.
Loose cannon.
Should we get into? Yeah, let's just do it because Charlamagne and Joe Budden in the title. You can't beat that.
Yeah.
So we already got it.
Right, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, Wallow asked Joe, are him and Charlamagne cool? And Joe says, no, we're not good. We're not good. I don't really, it's whatever.
We don't communicate.
I'm cordial, but he ain't my guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
it's not what it once was.
It's not what it once was.
I feel like that's a hard question for Joe to answer regardless of who the person is.
Yeah, facts.
Like,
yeah,
nigga,
facts.
you know, it could be his own mother.
Like, even if he likes him.
Yeah. Like, she's my mother.
I've spoken to him.
Yo, just throwing this out, just asking y'all. I don't know if I feel like we talked about this before, but did y'all ever really enjoy Joe Budden and Charlamagne on the mic collaborations?
I used to watch all that shit.
What was your favorite on the mic moments?
I can't remember any of them, but I like both of them, and I can only imagine. It's like Kobe and LeBron possibly playing together.
I hear
on Professor X.
Yeah, and when you say that, I think, yes, I would enjoy it too. But I remember they came together a couple times for like those end of year things, and I was like, this is boring. I didn't like it. I remember
it's hard to base it off of one particular thing.
Okay, so the Breakfast Club,
when they went on Brilliant Idiots, I enjoyed that thoroughly.
That was good. And then the Breakfast Club interview. Okay.
You know what I mean?
It's like that, but like if we're being real, bro, they're only entertaining to me when they're arguing with each other. Yeah.
Which is what they're gonna do. That's why it's
that's
salt
like
and pepper.
You know what I'm saying? But like, think about I don't enjoy them.
They don't ever really agree.
Yeah, they never do. That's what I'm saying.
Which is why it's usually magic.
Yeah,
because like, when you don't agree, there's a discussion to be had.
Yeah, when they are trying to have hey, we're just friends having a conversation. I'd be like, I don't want to hear this shit. It's like, get back to bickering.
So does that mean it can never work? Because I feel like you have to be well-rounded. Like you have to be able to have a conversation.
I don't think them on camera is Shaq and Kobe together. I don't. I think Academics and Joe Budden is Shaq and Kobe on camera.
Nah, see, I feel how you feel about Charlamagne and Joe together, that Ak and Joe together. For me, I don't like that shit really. Ever since.
Oh wait, Ak and Joe, you don't like Ak and Joe together?
Yeah, Complex is different. I thoroughly enjoyed that shit, but when they be doing that little podcast shit, they get together. I feel like it's just on some buddy, like, yo, we in the country club golfing.
Man, I feel like that's when I can get the most information about the inside of the business. Maybe that's why I like it.
Well, yeah, but that's not entertaining. That's just you getting sharper.
It do be entertaining, though.
And in my ass, too.
It'd be entertaining still. But maybe I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's because it feels like Joe gives the most Ak as far as like how much he gives of an interview. When Ak is asking him questions, Ak will beat out a question out of him, and he'll like really go in on it.
For sure.
Who challenges Joe Budden more on mic? Because I feel like Charlamagne, just like naturally, their dynamic it's always a challenge.
Yeah.
And you can tell that like Charlamagne kind of has a layman's understanding of Joe Budden's framework, like the way he thinks, the way he's gonna respond
I
to
think
certain
they said
things.
they used to bowl a lot together.
I feel like Charlamagne knows Joe like the back of his hand.
I think they know each other like the back of their hand, which is why
they can piss each other off so effectively.
And for all we know, Pump It Up was never played on the Breakfast Club, so it's just beef for life.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like they're playing chess and they keep making the same. Everybody's cutting each other off. Every move they know is. They know each other's first. They know each other's next five steps.
Imagine the energy between Gillie and Joe talking, but with like
in real
it
life.
was just laid down slicker. Like it just actually worked. That's what Charlamagne and Joe would be.
Okay, that's a good example. That's true.
It's the same animosity.
That is true. Yeah,
a
that's
little
true.
bit more companionship and respect because there's more of a relationship
Definitely.
and
For
the
sure.
same amount of hate. It's beautiful
because when you're beefing with somebody on your level, it's a certain amount of respect. Like this, it
That you
doesn't
have to
leave this.
maintain.
Like when NBA players are beefing, we don't know until 30 years later.
Yeah,
until they retire.
Yeah, like
For
it's certain players that could probably score on a play, and it's like, nigga, you don't do that.
Yeah.
But like LeBron and KD going at it, it's like KD gonna do KD.
Exactly.
LeBron is gonna be LeBron. There's a disrespect that even Joe said we're not good right now. And he still put him and Charlamagne in a different echelon.
Exactly.
That's a whole fact. Yeah.
He was like, nigga, I don't even like this nigga. We still at the front of the bus.
But like, don't get it confused. It's like I don't like him. Like only I can't like him.
Yeah.
Like,
and I'm
y'all
good enough to not like him.
Exactly.
They really are
You feel
Professor
me?
X and Magneto.
Yeah.
I mean,
shit is just-
Professor X and
That's
Magneto.
why it works.
Yeah, true.
It's Coke and Pepsi.
Yeah. All right, let's watch this clip of him addressing.
Him addressing the
Magneto
whole thing.
wins every time, right?
It's like Simon Cowell seeing bad food.
Yeah,
Nigga,
like
that is magic. That's Simon Cowell's best co-host. Is a fucking
a bad plate.
Is a burnt biscuit.
I was about to say, yeah.
Oh my God! Speaking of that,
Some
before we,
soft noodles,
before we listen to this clip,
I've been watching Hell Kiss.
I saw
good. It's free on YouTube.
I saw a Hell's Kitchen episode where it wasn't Hell's Kitchen, but he cooked something for an Asian chef, and the guy was like,
gave him a taste of his own medicine.
"Yes," and it was like he was like, "How is it?" And he was like, "What is it?" He's like, "Oh no," and then he was like, "This is not what you think you just served me." He's like, "Fuck," you know what I'm saying?
Nigga,
Like,
I was watching one. He walked to the chef that was fucking up, grabbed his hand like a toddler. Come with me, mate. Walked out the door. It was like, you stay out here. I got to go back and work.
Damn.
He put him in timeout.
Bro, I swear to God. He was like, wait, chef.
he be so disrespectful. I
was
love
crazy.
that shit, bro.
Say, grab your spatula when you're ready to stop bullshitting in this kitchen.
But yeah, let's listen to what he had to say.
20 billion reasons why.
With podcasters?
With humans.
Let me ask you a question.
But
How
I'm
you-
saying
with
people
humans.
that's podcasting.
How is you and Charlamagne? You cool with Charlie?
No.
Why? if you don't mind
Charlamagne
sharing.
helped you a lot, bro.
Oh my God! Now you about to keep.
Charlotte, did Charlamagne? I don't.
Charlotte, you know Charlamagne help everybody.
Did Charlamagne?
God, you know Charlamagne help everybody.
He helped
nigga.
me.
He helped you?
He helped me.
No, hold.
Charlamagne never helped
Did
you.
y'all, was y'all ever cool?
Yo, let me stop. Let's stop because this is going to appear to be messy. Charlamagne has been helpful.
Thank you. All right, that's all.
Charlamagne has been helpful.
That was good.
He has. I don't want it to look like I'm trying to say he hasn't been helpful.
He doesn't want to look like a
Plenty
narcissist.
of people have been helpful along the way. I don't ever want to sound like I did this with the help of nobody.
Right.
Because that's not true.
Do you
Now, along the way, have niggas done fuck shit that I've looked at with a eye and said, gotta distance myself.
all
Back
right,
to
can I ask you
behavior.
this?
Remember that talk we just had with the rappers?
Okay.
That's all across the board for me with humans.
All right, let me ask you a
Charlamagne
question.
don't really do fuck shit.
Nigga said right on.
Let me ask you a question though.
Did you hold on? Did you even have a
I
conversation?
need to bring
funny
you
as
on the
shit.
political campaign.
No, I'm
I
saying.
need to bring you with him
Listen,
on the
I
road.
can only operate with him off a motherfucker that I know how he dealt with me. You feel what I'm saying? And how I know him to deal with a bunch of other motherfuckers who we talk to and we like, no, we just be talking. They like, no, cause Charlamagne plugged me in. No, cause Charlamagne.
Pause
So
it. Wait,
right
real
here.
quick.
Pause right here.
Did y'all just see what happened?
You just see him catch that moth?
Yeah. How do they have that much money and they have flies and shit?
Yeah,
nigga?
yeah.
That wasn't a dust bunny.
He caught that. He caught that shit quick as hell too.
He was trying to catch an insect. But nah, man.
It is funny that like
The
they
beef,
try-
the beef is still boiling, huh?
yeah, and it's funny that he was just like Charlamagne don't do fuck shit. It's like I'm basing that off of how he did me. Bro, just because somebody doesn't treat you like a fuck nigga doesn't mean he's not treating other people like fuck nigga or
But
has it in his past, have it in their past.
He's probably going
How else
based
do
off.
you judge somebody's character though?
by their relationships with me and other people.
Yeah, but that's literally what he just said.
Yeah,
that's exactly what he just said.
That's true, but at the same time, he's trying to straight up say, you can't definitively say he doesn't do fuck shit though. It could be five. It could be out of 5 people, he could have done one person. Joe could be the one person, and then the other 4 he did great.
It's getting his
He
best.
still did fuck shit out of 1 out of 5 times.
That's worse than herpes, nigga.
Yeah, he still did fuck shit 1 out of 5 times though. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can't definitively also say a nigga is fuck shit proof.
It's giving
Is it impossible? Well, go ahead.
It's giving your friend a silicone sculpture of your balls and ass. Fuck shit. You know what I mean?
If you fuck it, yeah.
not in that way.
That's crazy.
Put some lube in that
Well,
shit.
obviously.
Yeah.
If it leaves the office, that's an issue.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's an ornament for the office.
Yeah, if that shit leaves the office, it's like, where is it at?
Or like if it's just in the bathroom for the period of time.
Yeah. What the fuck is happening right now? So yeah.
On an air mattress with the coffee stain.
Said the bathroom key attached to it. You gotta
But
bring it
yeah,
everywhere.
honestly, I don't mind.
Old beef.
Yeah, I'm not really pressed on seeing them on camera either together.
I'm not pressed on it, but it's just like I'm not gonna act like it wouldn't be good.
Yeah.
Especially now. Like, what if they decided to work their grievances out with the moderator?
Because you got.
But they would never. Charlamagne would never. Charlamagne won't even mention a nigga's name.
He wouldn't do
Charlamagne-
it, but it would be entertaining. Hypothetically speaking.
Charlamagne don't need a moderator.
He would never.
He would
do it.
just cross his legs and be like, "So why are we beefing?" Like, you know how Charlamagne
You need
would
one
do.
person from each camp there. You need Schulz beside Charlie. You
Nah.
need Flip beside
Hell
Joe.
no.
Put them
Nigga,
all
that
four
is
in
a
the room.
recipe for disaster.
You want a
I think all
circus?
4 of those in the room will be great.
I was about to say that's a circus.
Nah.
That's not
Yeah,
even.
that'd
That's
be
not
great.
even. That's
because,
not even a productive podcast.
because Joe and Charlotte, I think, will keep it together in that moment.
No,
Nah.
they're just gonna resort to sicken their hounds.
Yeah, bro. Yeah,
Like,
dog.
so say some jokes at
And
this nigga.
also, you
Queens,
also gotta
get
remember-
loud, nigga.
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
also got to remember that like
Oh shit.
Schulz has his own separate thing with Joe.
Yeah.
So it's like
Taylor and Mel would
Yeah.
It would
I
have,
can't
no, no,
even-
no.
I
It would have
can't
to be
even-
a serious thing. If it was a real serious episode, they could hold it down. I've
So-
seen Schulz be serious. I've seen Flip be serious.
Yeah.
If it's serious, they could really
If
hold
it
it down.
is, but it's not. It
That's what I was
couldn't
really
be.
getting
It
at.
wouldn't start off that way. It's not going to end serious. And what do you think about Schulz and Joe in terms of podcasting? Like, are you putting Joe over Schulz? Like,
I think
because Schulz talks from the standpoint of like, once I pass you, I don't refer to you anymore.
Right.
And that's how he feels about Joe Budden.
That is how he feels.
Is Joe Budden?
Who do I think is
Andrew
better on the
Schulz is
mic?
more successful?
I feel like they're in the same class, so it's like rearranging the first, second, and third best rapper. So at that point, it doesn't even matter. Like your
low-key,
top
it's just
3.
who had the best or it's just like
Who do I like better at a specific time?
yeah, or who won that day? Just like world class fighters, like
Yeah.
world class boxers. It's like
Which
Even-
style do you like?
yeah, it's like you won today, but he could lose tomorrow type
Yeah.
shit. You
In
in
know
the
what I'm
same
saying?
fight with the same nigga.
You with the same fight, same nigga. So it's like,
But I like how Andrew fight though.
but
I'm
I don't,
watching-
yeah, I do
I'm
wonder
watching.
who. I'm really. That's a good question. Let's see.
Said the bell will make you think about it.
Yeah, like who's a better podcaster? Do you think between Joe Budden and Andrew Schulz?
You know, Joe
It's-
got the voice, and Joe has the ability to master manipulate in a good and bad way.
Okay.
But so like when you think about it, he brings comedy.
You saying a comedian don't know how to master manipulate? Like he probably does it even better because he has to manipulate
the laugh.
a theater and sometimes a club.
But they
sometimes.
go to get manipulated. You sign up for it. Joe Budden is talking to Dominican
But-
bitches. They
but you-
barely speak English.
But you know
He
it's a
pimping
nigga in
niggas-
that
he-
crowd.
He pimping niggas now too.
Yeah,
But it's always a nigga. Wait, what do you mean?
Jesus.
Just like in business and shit.
Oh, okay. But it's always a nigga who wants to get hypnotized, who's trying his best not to get hypnotized, and it's
Right.
probably that's majority of people that go to comedy clubs.
No,
And
that's the
especially where he's
heckler.
from. He's from New York. That's a vile place.
To a
They're
certain
vile
They're
people.
both from one's from New York, one's from Jersey.
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah, Schultz is New York. Joe's
Jersey.
Jersey.
To a certain degree, there is that, but for the most part, when you go to see a comedy show, you want to laugh.
All right, I got a couple-
Ideally, like you're submitting to the hypnosis in the room.
All right, let's set some foundations real quick because I have some questions. Do y'all
They're both
watch?
great.
Do y'all watch all Schultz flagrant episodes in totality?
I don't
No.
watch all of anything. You see what I'm
Nah,
saying?
I watch
like,
all
what about-
Brilliant Idiots, but if it's just like 85 South Show on Charlamagne. I'm not gonna finish it.
Okay, and what about
Well, dang.
Oh, you're talking about that like that one specific episode. Then what about
But episodes like that sometimes.
Yeah,
Like,
I know
that's
what
the
you
only
mean.
time it can happen.
But what about Joe? Are y'all watching full episodes or tuning in every episode?
I watch enough. Go.
Nah.
I watch enough Joe Budden to talk about it on the podcast like I know what I'm talking about. But ever since the whole shit with Rory and Maul, like I was one of the niggas that left with that shit.
Okay, gotcha.
Because it's just like fundamentally as a person, when you listen to a
Couldn't fuck with
podcast, you tuning into the person.
Yep.
This nigga's
Yeah.
philosophies, his rituals, all of that shit. And it's just like fundamentally, we have a disagreement. Like just the framework of how you think about shit, I don't agree with.
Yeah.
So after that, I'm just like, Joe Budden isn't necessary in my life.
Gotcha.
It's not like when I stopped listening to Joe Budden podcast, I was like, damn, this is gloomy now.
I'm only putting flagrant against the Joe Budden show, the Joe Budden podcast right now. I'm not putting Andrew Schulz.
And
I'm
Brilliant
not
Idiots.
taking anything from Brilliant Idiots. I'm only putting flagrant up against the Joe Budden podcast.
And
right
it's
now.
like, I'm much rather, like, I'm trying to laugh.
YouTube number wise, flagrant is whooping their ass.
Yeah.
YouTube number wise.
But numbers is numbers. That's
Numbers are numbers, but then Joe, I think, might have the audio numbers. But then I also don't know Patreon wise. They both run some subscription based podcasts.
they're both on the same tier of greatness.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? And it's like,
But I've also heard
All-stars.
I've also heard, the conversation about Andrew Schulz being extremely ego driven. And I've been seeing in the flagrant Reddit that it seems like every episode that Schulz isn't there, the Reddit is booming, bro. They're like, or like a Patreon episode that Schulz isn't there.
Oh,
They're
I'm about
like,
to say, I've never experienced an episode of Flanker without Andrew Schulz.
a Patreon episode, they're like, it's always booming. They're like, when Schulz isn't there, the Patreon episodes are fucking great. They're great.
Word?
Yes.
Who's doing heavy lifting? Is it Mark? Is he shining now? Is it fucking Akash?
Yeah, Akash, Mark, and then somebody else that they might bring up. But yeah, they make it seem like, and these are the dedicated listeners. I can't speak for them because I'm not on the Patreon, but it seems like they're booming and they really enjoy when he's not there on those Patreon episodes.
and it's like, it could be so many different reasons because, monkey see, monkey do. All it takes is one person on fucking Reddit.
That's
like,
true.
you know how they are.
Yeah. Exactly. That's true.
But
That's
Reddit
true.
is
that
built
just
for that.
shows you
Yeah.
that everybody is as great as, they claim to be.
Yeah.
Like they all, Schulz isn't the main attraction. It's about being flagrant.
Yeah.
That's the main attraction.
Yeah.
Joe Budden is definitely a better interviewer than Andrew Schulz.
For sure.
If
That I
Andrew
definitely.
Schulz isn't talking to a comedian or like another white person,
It's not that great.
it's never gonna be that great. Like
That's
when
true.
they had that rapper, what's
hard.
the nigga?
The Mexican OT.
The Mexican
yeah,
OT.
the Mexican OT.
Okay, can I tell y'all? I refuse to kind of watch it or any of his content because is his rap name the Mexican OT?
Yeah, I believe
Yeah,
so.
I think so.
Mexican
That
overtime.
Mexican OT. It's THAT, that Mexican OT, I think.
Okay, so is it now? This is just me being a hater, but is it like a jack off OT Genesis?
I don't think so.
No.
He's from Texas.
But that's why I haven't watched it because I'm like,
Nah,
I'm
nigga.
like, who is running around so confident with a name bit off somebody else? I don't get.
And you
this.
see, if Andrew Schulz was a skillful interviewer, they might have got to that. That might have came out. That might have been said. There might have been light said on that.
Did you watch
with
that
his
episode?
OT.
Did
I did watch that. It was pretty
watched
funny.
too.
It was pretty funny.
No, but did they explain his name?
No.
Nah, they didn't explain his name, but him as a person and his like what he went through in life is entertaining enough.
All right,
Yeah.
I'll watch it.
He's
As long as-
entertaining. His
I
entertaining.
thought it was just some weird.
His
Flip.
mom was selling drugs.
I thought
Yeah.
it was some weird flip on OT Genesis.
Whoa.
Nah, but it's just like when your mom is selling hard drugs in Texas and like you doing cocaine in middle
He's an
school and shit,
entertaining
like
guest.
you have something to talk
Okay,
about. You get what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
like as a
Yeah.
guest, he's gonna be entertaining on any platform.
because
you
it's
put him
just shit that he's seen and shit that that's
Yeah.
happened to him.
Okay.
So it sounds like overall Joe Budden is better with guests than Andrew Schulz then.
Yeah.
And I would agree with that for sure.
Joe Budden got a better voice.
They're two different.
on. It's different styles.
It's like saying like, all right, who's a better player, a center or a point guard? It's like, nigga, can we pick somebody from the same?
It's a little
that
different.
play the same position.
Is because they kind of do. They're both the A mics on their show.
Yeah.
But
But
it's
they
They're
do it
both
differently.
the A mics on the show.
yeah, but a
So
center
both-
can be an A mic on the team, and so can a point guard. So it's
Yeah,
a
but if we're
different
talking
thing.
in terms of podcasting, we got to talk about who's guiding the ship correctly.
Yeah.
Who's passing assist off,
I don't
and that's the A mic.
I don't
who can ice on and get a buggy.
I
Yeah.
don't need to listen to a nigga that will have provoking thoughts. I'm just trying to laugh a little bit, while also having those provoking thoughts.
Right, I
Which I,
feel
think
that.
Andrew
Has a better
gives,
balance?
yeah.
Yeah,
Because I don't
overall.
need to be like, oh, I haven't remembered the last time I went like, oh shit, like that was some smooth shit. Besides like Patrice O'Neal, like just hearing him talk shit.
That's
like
true.
I can't think of a time where I heard Joe Budden say something and I was like, wow, like this is Joe Budden.
I don't know. That nigga's pretty funny too, man.
Well, he's funny.
He's pretty
You
funny
can't
too.
compare his
But
funny to a
he's-
professional
he's
license.
funny.
No, I'm not trying to do it in that way.
He's funny because of what he's like AK.
Because
You know what I mean?
he is. Yeah.
Like,
We're already bought into the character.
but nah, Andrew is a professional,
Well, yeah,
funny nigga.
I know that for
You know what
sure.
I mean? He's
Yeah.
professional.
But even then, he goes overboard with it.
You got to know when to end the joke.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how to do that
Yeah,
very
What
well.
makes you great is what makes you bad at the end of the
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
Like we love
Yeah.
it when it's hitting, but when it's not landing, then it's like, nigga, you trying too hard.
I'm really struggling on if I had to watch the full episode of which one am I picking. I don't know. I'm gonna be real. I don't know.
I'm gonna pick Joe. I'm gonna pick Joe.
Just personally, I like Flagrant 2 supporting Cash better.
I understand that.
As people,
I understand that.
in opinions, even in comedy, like Akash, Mark Gagnon,
I'm kinda
who
with
has his own has his own podcast. It's pretty good.
I kind of agree with you.
I'll watch a Mark Gagnon
Alex.
full podcast before I watch a full Flagrant, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like the supporting cast on Flagrant a little bit better.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But it's like if Ish made his own show, would you watch his show?
Fuck no.
You get what I mean?
Nah,
like,
not really.
I don't think I would hear about it.
Flagrant supporting cast is just better. It's just
Yeah, for
they're
sure.
more solid.
Yeah,
I agree
but
with that.
they're
I agree
kind
with
of.
that.
So
It's
I guess I will watch Schultz. I will watch Schultz.
But
over
it's not
Budden.
saying anything because they're professional, funny niggas.
Yeah.
You
True.
have professional niggas like.
I would still watch Joe because I just think he's that great of a podcaster.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I enjoy his shit.
For
He
sure.
fucking makes me laugh all the time.
But I listen to him for different reasons.
Yeah, I feel
I
it.
listen to podcasts in general for different reasons.
I feel
Like,
it. I feel it. Okay.
Yeah, it depends on the podcast. Because if I'm looking for some informational shit or I want to hear a lecture,
Yeah.
I'm gonna listen to Jordan Peterson
Yeah.
or Joe Rogan,
Yeah.
depending on who the guest is.
If he's talking to a
True.
dinosaur expert, fuck it.
Yeah, that's
Might
true.
wanna learn about it.
I guess it is kind of hard to say.
But I can't answer the question. Like,
I'm gonna send you a funny episode.
send me, yeah.
Of
Yeah.
what?
Joe Budden.
Okay. But yeah, for me, if I had to choose one to listen to for the rest of my life, because that's how podcasts is like to frame topics,
yeah, let's do it like that.
it's gonna be
The-
Andrew Schultz.
The extremes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably go Schultz.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
have to go short.
Let's get into some white people drama.
That's a good segue.
Let's start with
Crack a drum.
Barstool. Dave Portnoy. Dave Portnoy has bought back Barstool. So there's a video that describes this a lot better. I'll link it in this description of the short video, and I'll put it in the long video as well too if y'all want to watch it, because it just summarizes, breaks down perfectly. So Dave Portnoy a couple years ago, like 2-3 years ago in 2019, I think, sold Barstool Sports, but a certain percentage of the company because they were trying to get into sports betting and things of that nature.
Yeah, okay.
So he sold it was like 20%. Now, mind you, this video is going to break it down. My percentages might be all the way off, but long story short, when I wrap it up, it's all going to make sense. You know what I'm saying? And we're getting to the same point, even if the percentages and numbers are off. But the original buy-in was like $200,000, right? $200 million, sorry. So he sold that portion of the company for $200 million, 30% or something. Then they came in and wanted to buy a little bit more and worked it all the way up to like 49% or something, right? Eventually, overall, the ticket that he ended up making off of selling half or majority of his company was $500 million. And this whole point of selling it for that large sum was so that the company could branch into sports betting and things. Now, the company that bought the sports betting, this company that bought Barstool and was there to exercise the sports betting thing, they got bought out by Disney because Disney is starting some sort of sports betting thing. Because, when Disney sees an industry where they can get billions of dollars, possibly untaxed, whatever, they're going to come and take all that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There was some sort of savage business clause in this that if you sell the company that I'm selling you, and at any point you want to change the name or the logos, you have to give me the rights to sell it back to me first before you sell it off to Disney. So they went back to Dave Portnoy and he bought it back for $1.
Oh, shit.
And this was maybe about a week ago.
How is that possible?
Yeah,
And the
like,
reason
why
that-
did that happen?
And so all contractual stuff with this video will also break down. But long story short, the reason he was able to get it back for $1 is because this company is going to claim $800 million as a tax write-off. as money that they invested into this company.
Oh,
and
okay.
so it was still a win for them because they'll get to claim more because they put so many resources into buying it and selling it back. They get to, even though they gave him $500 million, which he still got the $500 million, they get to write off $800 million. He gets to buy back for $1. And if the company ever transitions back into sports, they are the first to get the rights back, and they go right back up to their 50% that they had originally bought from him. So it's like one of those things. So as long as Dave Portnoy doesn't go back into sports betting, he keeps 100% of the company. If he dips back into sports betting, that company comes back and gets their 50%.
Dibs.
Exactly.
Okay.
Same reason, same way that he was able to come back and get his for $1.
So he must be friends with these niggas. He must have a good relationship.
Possibly, yeah, kind of thing, but it's kind of like standard business practices too in terms of like selling portions of your company and stuff like that. But this all happened within a week ago when he
That shit just made my head hurt.
Yeah, it's a little
tracking
deep,
all
but-
these rights, nigga.
Yeah, it's a little deep, but all that happened within a week ago, and the reason I'm saying that is because he just got back to Barstool full time, right? And him giving back to Barstool full time, he lit shit on fire immediately, and had the Bobbi Altoff drama going down. So he
Say her last name again, because on the way here we were practicing, not practicing, but like we were just butchering that shit.
Bobbi Altoff.
He made me
So
think.
I thought it was Altoff.
Yeah, he
Like,
made me think
Altoff,
that she was
Altoff.
part of the superior racing gentleman.
Yeah,
the
Bobbi
Aryan race.
Altoff.
Yeah.
So what's funny is Bobbi Altoff is slowly reaching her demise right now. The Drake interview has gotten pulled down, and I thought it was funny. You know, I was hating on the little white girl not too long ago, last week.
Yeah, you was kind of hating on her. You know what I mean?
for
You was like, guys, let's talk about why this white bitch is even relevant. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Like, I don't know.
Pretty much.
Just a white
and
bitch.
then the first note in our
Yeah.
weekly notes, I said, this white bitch is talking to other white people about niggas, and I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? So we'll watch that clip first. So Dave Portnoy, he's back. He's got. I just bought my company back for $1. It's time to get this bitch. It's time to heat it up. You know what I'm
Get
saying?
these body armors on the table, front and center.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Canes is sponsoring this shit.
Let me get it heated up. Bobbi comes.
Presented.
We got a whole new version of Bobbi. We ain't never seen Bobbi with this much energy. We ain't never seen her less awkward. He's doing his thing, being controversial.
I've never seen her titties just
She looks
She's
like a
normally
Mormon,
marketing
right?
them, right?
She looks
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
Mormon right now.
So let's watch this, and this is her shitting on Lil Yachty, but Dave doing what Dave does as well.
That one we talked for too long. That was like 2 hours.
Listen,
Because we're like the same age and stuff, and it ended up being just like easy to talk to him about like everything. Like,
He was our worst interview we've ever had on BFF.
Yeah.
Really?
He was like,
probably.
eating
He's a
pizza.
top-
Yeah.
Some people love it.
It's like a top 3 though.
He just
Probably
like
worst
opened it on his phone, like FaceTime. He's like, "What am I doing?" He's like eating a
didn't know what was
pizza.
going on. He was paying no attention. We almost we were very close to signing him after the fact to do a podcast with us. Fell through at the very end, but
oh my gosh.
yeah, he has one that just
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, that was almost with us, but
Wow.
shit happened.
That's crazy. I didn't know that you guys did one with him.
Yeah.
I thought it was like my longest one. He did FaceTime Drake during it.
Well, I think he knew what he was getting into with you.
Yeah.
I think he had no idea with us, and he
didn't.
was
He started opening up
quite
Amazon
disinterested.
packages. It was pretty crazy.
So
No, well, the good thing about mine though is like, so when I walked into his house to do that, I'm, like I said, I'm really awkward. I walked into his house and I felt so awkward. Like I didn't know what to
I'm
do.
not buying the awkward stuff.
You
because
didn't
you're
see me
not
like
really
walking up
awkward.
here. You saw me walk into here when I knew
But
we were
this
gonna
is an
like.
awkward environment.
I know.
You weren't
I don't know. I
awkward at
do
all.
well under. I don't know. Maybe I need like a therapist.
When
you guys.
she's
That's
around,
why.
I don't think I could take that much white woman voice in my head one time.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Let's take a break for all the listeners. This is a lot. This is a lot.
She's only
Slow it
awkward
down.
around black people.
Ooh.
But she's very normal around her race, her people. You get what I mean?
No.
Because it's like, what the fuck?
paying attention.
Granted,
I knew. Yeah.
But
I
granted-
knew one of y'all would get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I said
But granted-
this is white folks talking about niggas, and I don't like this.
these are two people saying that Lil Yachty is weird, so that could just be Lil Yachty's a little blurred.
Lil Yachty's a little off, and I feel like their microphones are all different volumes. And that was fucking me up too.
But
Yeah, they put importance over her
so
mic.
yeah, and we ain't never heard her talk this fast
Or this much.
She's live. She's lively.
She usually doesn't talk with this much tempo. Like
Or-
usually it's
or,
like
she's like, yeah,
energy either. Yeah,
and
it
like-
normally doesn't have
Sound
this
like
much
a
energy.
Powerpuff Girl.
Yeah.
But
And
see,
then-
you see how they get when they get around their people, though.
Yeah,
But you know what?
comfortable.
But you know what I like about Dave, though. Even though Dave has done some very racist and questionable things in the future, I'm not calling him a racist, but he's done some very weird things with black people, calling not Shakar, the filthy black bitch.
Yeah, he's a little fluid when it comes to that.
Yeah, he's fluid with the racism.
Yeah.
The classless black bitch.
Angela Reese.
Or Angel
What's
Reese.
her name? Angel Reese?
Angel Reese, yeah.
Oh, yeah, facts.
He's had his
Yeah, he did say
moments.
that too.
He's had his moments. And then
Forgot about
Gillie's had his little weird moments too, where he was like, I gave Dave the N-word pass. Okay, you know what I'm saying?
It's like, who gave you that right?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, one thing I did like, though, at least Dave keeps it consistent because he threw this white bitch under the bus. You know what I'm saying? He said, I just got my company back. Bitch, you're on the chopping block, too. Anybody can get it. I need some headlines.
The devil said I need a live sacrifice.
And race don't matter right now.
Throw this bitch in the volcano.
I'm back in the office. We got to get these numbers up. God damn it, Dave's in the building. You know what I'm saying?
Jesus
Back at 100%.
Right.
So
I wonder what he has written down on that paper.
we don't have to keep watching
of
this
porn
because
stuff.
I don't think this whole thing. She's just shitting on Yachty a little bit, but that's all fine though because what happens later is he has a DM conversation with her and just straight messy. I mean, his first week back, he made sure he kept it as messy as possible. He invited the hottest new podcaster up there. He got her to talk down on Yachty. Then he exposed a DM conversation where she possibly might have slept with Drake, and then he put it all together. So this is her putting it out afterwards, but this is what he did first to put his company on the map. So let's watch the video first.
It's like, I heard that Bobbi slept with Drake and is getting divorced. So I asked her. I DM'd Bobbi.
What? You asked her, did you sleep with Drake and are you getting a divorce?
Yeah. She's like, I'm not
I hate that nigga.
commenting on that
Me too.
publicly.
Wait, so you just outed her?
Oh.
You just outed her not public comment?
Nice and
Yeah.
messy. Nice and messy. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
Big pin shit.
Yeah.
That's big pin
I like
podcast.
that.
Yeah.
So that set the internet on fire. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because the Drake interview had came down. Not only did the Drake interview come down, you coming out of nowhere talking about
Nigga, she's coming.
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Does taking down the Drake interview prove that he put hot sauce in that pussy?
No.
I don't know, but I think everybody's using it for clout. Like everybody's using Bobby as a sacrificial clout lamb. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because it's easy right now.
Yeah,
You
it's
know what I
easy.
mean?
And
Monkey
she's
see, monkey
awkward enough
do.
to, not defend herself.
It's getting to her
yeah.
a little bit as well too, because she had another one where she was kind of snapping out on a nigga. But
Yeah, I could tell all of this is gonna make her explode.
yeah, nobody
You
can.
know what I mean?
Honestly, it's kind of scary to even be like. I've always looked at like the older I've gotten, I've thought like, man, we wanted to make it so bad when we first started rapping at 19, 20. I'm like, what the fuck would I have done with $2 million at 19 years
Oh,
old?
you would have been in a
proper.
360
Nothing
until you were
proper.
32.
Nigga, I would have been a terrible person.
Fucking done for.
You know what I'm saying?
You
Like,
probably buy diamond encrusted condoms and not
you know,
use them.
just
Yeah.
dumb shit.
A
But
condom chain.
And even at Bobby's level, where she's 25, she's young, but she's not that young. You know, she's a mother, whatever. But shit, I mean, 3 interviews in, you went from, I don't know who the first, you went from Funny Marco to Drake to Lil Yachty to Mark
Tyga
Cuban. It's like, what
to
the
Mark
fuck?
Cuban, yeah.
It's like, how the
Offset.
fuck?
But
This
it
is
doesn't-
crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that, if we had that trajectory, that would make us, it's hard for anybody to handle.
What if she's just the LeBron James of this?
Nah.
Nah, I think she's starting to crack a little bit.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Wait.
But because he did that, she posted the DM actual conversation that they had between each other. And first of all, like this, okay, a grown man texting me like this, I wouldn't even respond to niggas like Dave makes you not want to text him. You know what I'm saying? Because who just comes out of nowhere and says, my girlfriend says you hooked up with Drake and you got a divorce. I am saying that it's not true.
He speaks like a successful man, nigga, straight to the point.
And is this conversation connected to what's happening above with what link is that TikTok?
I don't know. Actually,
This is her posting that she didn't want to do the podcast with Dave.
It might be because
talking about that link right here.
Yeah, I'm talking about that link because there's
Oh,
no
yeah.
time in between the messages. Like normally, if it was like a different day, it would say Monday.
Oh,
so I think that conversation right there is put together. He sends a link. She don't know what the fuck going on with the
I see what
two.
you're
I don't know
saying,
emojis. And now he's saying my girlfriend says you hooked up with Drake and got divorced.
I see what you're saying. Possibly. And then
He
she
said,
said,
I am saying that it's not true.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like he
It's kind of weird. It's like
it's almost like he assumed it was true, but he was like, publicly I ain't gonna say nothing about
yeah,
this.
that's what I'm saying.
He didn't even ask her if it happened. He was
That's
like,
what
I'm just gonna say it's not true.
Yeah, and then like that's the worst bait out. You know what I'm saying? And then she says, "I'm not commenting publicly, but off the record, you're right. That is not true." And he said, "I knew I was right." And then immediately runs to his podcast
and just drops the screenshots.
It says I was DMing her. She dropped the screenshots because he put a little bit of gas on it.
Yes.
That clip that we watched first, it was him putting a little gas on it. That's why she dropped the DM. Like, okay, this is what he really did in the DM.
Yeah, he was purposely a little loose with how he recanted what she said.
Exactly. Yeah. Can we just talk about that little podcast setup he got? Who the fuck is that? The white boy?
Yeah, I didn't.
The nigga with the loudest mic.
Yes. Yeah. What's so? It's like every time he would pop up, I'd be like, "Oh, stop!"
And why did they have him in the corner like a gimp?
Well, I think they're all in different locations.
Oh,
I don't think he's there, and I don't think the girl was there either.
Nah, I felt like the girl was there.
Yeah,
really?
I think
so.
nah. I think they was in the same.
In the second video, the girl wasn't there.
Yo, that shit was
'cause
confusing as
the
hell.
second video was like some Zoom shit, but the first video, I think they was all in the room.
Yeah, but the dude, I don't even know if the dude was there though.
It didn't feel like
off in a
it
corner.
didn't feel like it because it's so abrupt, and he has a whole different vibe too. Like
it's like he's on a different planet. He's a
yeah,
different
it's
species.
weird.
I don't know.
It's weird as hell.
I just didn't like him. He said one thing. He was like, you DM'd her if Drake slept with her?
Right,
It's like,
yeah.
nigga,
He does.
It's on some TMZ shit, like when they like how they'll like the TMZ version that comes on TV.
Yeah,
like how
but
it's like corny as hell, and they're just like, did you really ask him that when he came out the restaurant? Like they be doing that corny shit that Harvey be doing kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's the equivalence to saying like a nigga falling and be like, that nigga just fell.
Yeah.
It's like, well, yeah, he just fell.
Right,
He
right.
does seem important on the show though, because like he was the only one in the moment that realized, like, nigga, like
you just did some grimy shit.
You just did some grimy shit.
But the way his tone of voice was like he's faking the
Fabricated.
emotion.
Yeah.
Like he figured out 2 hours ago, so he's doing like that whole
Every time he spoke, it felt fake as hell.
like it's like you faking your emotions, like nigga.
Yeah, what do they call the Barstool fans? Stoolies? I think they call them.
crazy.
I think they call them
I would
stoolies.
never want to be called
That's
a stool.
crazy.
Yeah, that sounds
I get
disrespectful.
sat on.
Yeah,
nigga?
You're a
I
piece
think.
of,
I think.
it sounds like
Barstool.
shit. It sounds like feces.
Yeah, it's type
Stool.
of Barstool
Yeah.
fan base name. I'm pretty sure it's Stoolies.
Yeah, probably.
Why do you have to like have a name?
Bro,
You had to have a name
I
for
don't
your
think I have
fan
to have a
base?
name, but I think it just
the
happens.
people want the name, Tony.
Yeah, I think it's the
Yeah.
people. Yeah, and I think it just happens. Like, I mean, shit, we've named our people classmates. Student
did
body,
that?
student
Oh.
body. You're like, it's a university. We have
Yeah.
they're all part of the student body.
There's a couple different teachers on here. I call them niggas. Lauren might call them something else. Group
Yeah.
might call them something else.
Yeah, so it's like
Yeah.
I think it just naturally happens when you have a following, whether you
And-
whether you want to name them or not. It's just gonna happen.
And the fact, I'm glad like we can't just find this because that means they are very famous. If we could just look up what their fan base is called. Like look up what Taylor Swift calls her fans. It's gonna
They're
pop
called-
up
yeah, they're-
Swifties
yeah, they're
or
called
whatever.
Swifties, yeah.
Like that's gonna pop up.
Swifties, the Beehive, the Bobs.
Yeah.
What are Drake's fans called? Charlamagne?
Yeah.
Yeah, Stooley's blogs. Yeah, get all the latest Stooley's blogs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Stoolies, yeah. Now that
Stoolies.
doesn't have good marketing. I wouldn't
Yeah,
be proud to
that's
be
right.
a Stoolie.
I wouldn't want to be. Yeah, it's nothing.
I'd rather be a fan of the Knicks. I'd rather be a Knickerbocker.
But I guess the brain idiots is the idiot. The
Yeah,
idiots.
yeah, idiots. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The idiots.
And then
Stoolies.
asshole-
Flagrant is asshole army.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right here on their page too. Stoolies, and they got their shit going on.
Yeah.
Uh huh.
He looked like a Stoolie. That's a demographic. You could probably file that shit on your taxes.
So yeah, I just like that Dave Portnoy just sacrificed Bobby for him buying back. I liked it. That's what it felt like to me. It felt like a
Maybe
sacrifice.
that's why she's gotten so far.
Nah,
Maybe people kept just inheriting this white woman. And it's like, let's just use it for something.
I
Yeah.
thought she
Drinking
married.
of you.
I thought
Boom.
she was married to like
a millionaire. She
some
is.
nigga who's connected.
She is.
And then she's already signed to the agency that Drake is signed to.
Correct.
So that was just a phone call away.
All that
you
is
know
all.
what I mean?
All that is true.
What did
It's
they
on record.
sign her as? Broadcast talent?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
yeah, personality talent. Yeah, because they signed Drake too, and I don't know what the fuck they do for him, but clearly something important.
And all it takes is one favor You know what I mean? Like
It's like
one trip to the Oval Office.
Some of those talent management companies, it's just like it's like I don't want to say the Illuminati, but it's like what they say a frat's supposed to do.
Yeah,
You
it's
know
like
what
the
I'm saying?
Masons.
Yeah, it's like the Masons. Yeah. So once you're in, nigga, the fact that you even
You get a little
are
sticker to put on your car.
I think that's how Happy Dad is, honestly.
Happy Dad is a cult.
Happy Dad.
That's a religion.
Like I think the fact that Drewski's part of Happy Dad is big for him. It's really big because
That's what got him the AT&T
This nigga
commercials.
Drewski has his own sports agency.
I didn't know that.
For Lifers, nigga. For Lifers Sports Agency. If you type it in, it's gonna pop up.
What?
He signed some football nigga.
This is as real? Is it?
For
is this
Lifers.
like could have been records?
Fort Lifers, yep, sports agency.
Yeah, found about Drewski.
Shout out to Drewski. He's out here fucking getting it.
Empowering athletes, building brands, creating legacies. Nigga.
What are they promising?
Zoom in.
Zoom in on the bullet points.
Yeah, let's just get to
Professional contract representation and management, NIL endorsements and partnerships, personal brand development, social media support, community involvement, and networking.
That's a lot.
I don't know. This sounds like a fucking ebook.
It sounds like the basic.
I mean, that's all an agent does, right? And what makes an agent better is the clients that he gets and puts in position. So it's like
you don't have to worry about cool photos being taken of you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you got to start somewhere. He starts putting a couple niggas in position. All of a sudden, his whole company got credibility.
A couple of these university niggas go to the NFL.
That's what I'm saying. You get a couple transition from college to NFL, all of a sudden your company's reputable.
And Drewski seems like he knows a lot of important white people.
Absolutely.
Like, he does so much. He does so much content on golf courses that it's
Happy
like,
Dad, nigga.
who are you hanging around?
That's
nigga?
what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That Happy Dad family.
He got that on the golf course.
That Happy Dad family is a family that could get a Trump interview, an Elon Musk interview. You know what I'm saying? Which is why him as a black person, I thought it's amazing.
But it makes so much sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like with their branding. Yeah. Shout out to Happy Dad.
Yeah. What were we talking about? Dave Portnoy and all that. Yeah. So, but that's about it though with them.
Yeah.
Did we put a button in that? Like, did we finish that off? Or did we get distracted by Drewski and his endorsements and his endeavors?
We got distracted by somebody and we didn't put a button in that. It's
white girl magic, you know. That's all it is. It's white girls rock, nigga.
Yeah. Let's just leave it right there, literally.
Yeah.
And I have a quick one. Did y'all ever watch Snoop Dogg's GGN News Network?
Of course,
religiously. He relaunched it.
I didn't know that.
Oh, really?
I just saw it pop up on my timeline. Moneybagg Yo was there, and then I noticed there was another one that I did miss. But yeah, he relaunched GGN News. I don't even know his news network, but long story short, y'all know what I'm talking
I'm
about.
glad he has old nigga ethics when it comes to recording content. Like, nigga, we could record it and we drop it.
Yeah.
Like nothing, like maybe not even a snippet, maybe. Because I haven't seen this.
It's just out. Yeah, and it just popped up randomly. And it was the full Moneybagg Yo episode. And I was like, full. I was like, oh, he's back. Because when I went to his page.
Is the set the same and all that? It's the same feel?
The green screen looks a little better.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
It's
yeah.
still the same vibe, though.
Martha Stewart pulled up.
Yeah, Snoop Dogg sitting at the table, smoking with people. Yeah, so it's still got similar vibe. It's still got the similar vibe. Go to his page, because when did that drop? 13 days ago?
Yeah, 13 days ago.
Yeah, and then let's see, because he's got another one out. It's not just that one, it's something else. So I don't know if he's back on like a weekly. Maybe it was just that one. What was I looking at?
Nigga just found time to do this again.
It looks like that was the latest one, yeah.
It was a lot of good moments that came out of that era.
I could have sworn I saw another one.
Why?
That right there says 12 days ago.
Yeah, that's the one that's the Moneybagg Yo one. I thought I saw another one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, bro.
You might have seen a snippet.
Yeah, that's true. GGN was underrated
Yeah.
as fuck.
Like,
I
just-
thought that shit was fire.
Just the vibe, yeah.
I don't feel like it was appreciated in long form like it was probably intended to. It made a lot of like shorts and like memeable moments and little clips and shit.
But long form was great though.
Yeah, but
and not like it was appreciated long form. You know what I mean?
Like niggas was watching the full episode?
Niggas was watching the full episode.
damn
you feel
sure
me?
was. I
was, but I'm just saying like it.
But
Like
yeah,
I
in
feel
masses.
like other people in masses. Yeah.
Well, you see the thing, shorts is always gonna get hella views.
Yeah.
Like regardless.
You
like,
can't beat shorts views.
You can't beat shorts.
Yeah.
And I feel like most people was watching the full episode because of who Snoop Dogg is and who he was having on.
Right.
Like you tell me you're gonna watch a short of Snoop Dogg and Nip.
Yeah, that's what exactly.
First
right.
of all, Snoop Dogg and Kevin Hart about to go back and forth for about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Then randomly, two bitches in bikinis are gonna tell us what the weather is.
Nigga.
Yes, bro.
And they're lying.
It's perfect.
Yeah,
and
bro.
it sounds great.
And, bro, and they're gonna be confused on where the green screen is at.
Bitch and a meteorologist.
It's gonna be great, bro. They're gonna play games. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're gonna
Probably
roll
take
up,
a bubble bath.
and he's gonna be Snoop. He's gonna be like, nigga, where you want to be at? The green screen's gonna change. Like,
Let's go to Sloss.
bro, it was so good, and it's like, and I honestly just think that the GGN thing, it really feels just like, it feels like if he had this in his backyard, he only comes out here when he feels like it to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it was on more of a schedule back in the day. I feel like at one point before it stopped. I hope he gets back to some sort of schedule. It doesn't look like he is right now because that was 13 days ago.
Yeah, he would have to be getting paid from this. Like,
I was about to-
it would have to be a job because he's at the point in time where he has so many endorsements and
that's
other
why I
things
feel
he's
like
doing.
that's why I feel like he probably stopped doing it just because.
If the market back then wasn't what it is now, and he's
That's
probably
true.
watching all these rap
He
niggas
was
getting
kind
their
of ahead of
bag.
the curve, bro.
He
was ahead of the curve in terms of being like an older dude, much older dude. Like, in terms of hip hop, he had a fire, short, fun internet show.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people weren't doing that.
The only reason it wasn't on Adult Swim is probably because he just didn't ask to be on there.
Or like Adult Swim didn't even know the value of a show like that at that time.
Well, They had Eric Andre, so they knew they know goofy shit like that.
But like in terms of television and the internet, like that was back in that point in time where like it was still kind of like
it was still wishy-washy.
retention is still on
For
both
sure,
of these.
for
and
sure.
It probably favors TV because it's historic now.
Yeah.
But like after that, now it's like nigga YouTube show I'd rather have than you be on fucking the CW.
And it's crazy because it's like it's the perfect, like the shorts that they had could be like the perfect commercials for Adult Swim.
Yes,
because it's
dog,
like I maybe like the full episode on Adult Swim, it probably wouldn't make that much sense because it's like it's rappers, you know.
But yeah, always consistently having.
They could
definitely
do it.
work, but there's
Like-
there might be a show that makes way more money.
If Talking Fries and Talking Meatloafs can succeed on Adult Swim, what's that one show?
I don't even know what that's called, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. What's it called, Lon?
Aqua Teen Hunger.
Aqua Teen.
I always
Hunger Force.
hated that shit.
I never liked
you
it
gotta
either, but
watch
it was huge.
I
though.
tried. Like, you know, when it's like it's 3 a.m., you waiting on Family Guy to come on.
Yeah.
You got to watch like 2 other shows before that shit happened. I was like, man.
I never watched it. I watched a little bit of it. I watched a little bit of it a lot of times, and I never wanted
It's
to watch
one of
the full
those that
thing.
you actually have to find a good episode to ever invest in. You have to
Yes.
find one good
And that's
episode,
what-
and you'll be like, you know
Oh.
what? This might be something to check
That's
out here
what
and there.
South Park. That's what had to happen to me
Yeah.
with South Park.
Same with South Park.
You know what I mean?
okay,
I
okay.
saw that episode when that paraplegic was started pimping.
What?
Yeah, the paraplegic started pimping. He
I
was
love
like,
the premise. That's a beautiful
That
premise.
sounds like some
season
shit to
8,
get a nigga hooked.
Episode 13, the
Yeah.
paraplegic started pimping.
Okay, yeah.
Shit was
See,
crazy.
I was never into South Park either, but that sounds like some shit that would get me
It
hooked.
was
South Park
hilarious.
never got me either.
Yeah,
And he had a stutter. It's like, bitch, we gotta get this money. It's fucking hilarious. Bitch, you gotta stop
I
playing.
might watch that shit. I might actually try to watch
Yo,
it.
you knew exactly which one it was. What'd you say? It was a season.
Season 8, Butters, pimp lessons. Like, just
Gotcha,
type in
something
South Park pimping.
Okay, okay,
Like,
okay.
it's gonna pop up.
Hell yeah. So
That shit was so funny.
Yeah, I'd rather watch that Squidbilly show than the Aqua Teen Force.
And it's on the same type of fucker. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It's still cool.
But yeah, I hope Snoop. I hope this means you're gonna start coming out. Maybe if you just drop one episode a month, I think they're always good.
Man, one episode every 2 weeks. We need more.
Yeah, I'm
Something
good
like
with.
that.
I'm good with
Yeah,
every.
yeah.
I would really prefer every 2
If
weeks.
this
every
was
week-
13 days ago, we need the next one tomorrow.
Every week it's a
Yeah.
little egregious for Snoop. He's a little bit older.
We understand you're busy, and the checks are still coming in. And shit, he was just here. He's on tour right now.
Unless he gets paid by Barstool. But Snoop is such an independent type of
He
nigga.
might get paid by Corona.
I was just about to
Exactly.
Yeah.
that-
Name anything, he could be being paid by that.
he could do
Snoop
it.
was just here on tour. He's busy.
Yeah.
He's literally touring with Wiz Khalifa right now. Like, he just might. He's getting so much money. It's crazy. You know what I'm
What do you
saying?
think is keeping Snoop out there? Like, is it like, I don't think
He love
People
this shit,
love
man.
him.
he's
He love
hurting
this
for
shit,
money,
man.
but you think
No,
it's
no,
just
no.
pure love of the game?
Yeah, he
he's
love this
itching
shit.
for it.
The
He itches
artistry.
for it.
He love this
Yeah.
shit, bro. He love all this shit.
There can't
Yeah.
be nothing like thousands of people rapping your songs. And you just smoking
That-
a bunk and
Yeah.
crip walking.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
what,
yeah,
nigga?
The rapping, still touring is a little different, but touring on top of being a personality, being in commercials, like
And your work, you're playing work that you made like years ago. Like the work has been stepped on so many times, but they love it.
Yeah.
You feel me? They're addicted to it.
And I think it's just like working. You know, like the old people at the Walmart that just smile and give kids smiley face stickers. That's some 90s shit.
And I feel like keep working though, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like some people, it's hard to stop working when you, every old person says, once you start moving, you're dead.
And Snoop, he's almost been broke before. Like with him telling that Masterpiece story about how he saved him. So once you have that type of PTSD, like you're up here
that's true.
with Dr. Dre, and then out of nowhere you're down here.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
Yeah,
you ain't
yeah.
never gonna stop working again.
That's a fact. Especially, and I feel like
you're gonna turn into a lion.
And I feel like his looks just keep getting better. Like what whack looks does he ever?
He's like the most known rapper.
Yeah.
Yeah, in terms of like just famous people in the world. He's top 3 for sure.
He's up
Him,
there,
50
bro.
Cent, and
yeah, and it's crazy because when you look at like the era of rap that he came out of, you would never imagine that he was gonna be Mr. America, like the most marketable out of all them niggas.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
I'm thinking like niggas like LL Cool J.
He beat a body.
I wonder what LL Cool J thinks about what he sees in Snoop now.
LL
It's like he should
Cool
have been
J.
the marketable nigga.
But
That's what I'm saying.
LL
Like,
Cool J had a
he
crazy
was,
transition
though.
too, though.
But is he on that same level of marketability as a Snoop Dogg right now?
Nah.
Marketability, but he's just not on the same level and not the same stratosphere.
Hold up. We're talking about LL Cool J. This nigga is not. He's booming, bro.
Yeah, he's booming amongst
LL Cool
in
J,
America though.
He's
in
selling
America,
foot cream?
he's booming in America through
He
like
got some car
CSI
insurance?
and all that shit.
Does he even
like
got a
TV
beer?
shows. He's doing his thing.
I don't
Globally,
know.
I don't know. I
Where
think
the
Snoop got
product
him.
at?
Snoop got him globally, bro.
Where's his GGN?
That's because Snoop is literally one of the most famous people
That's
in
what I'm
the
saying.
world.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's a different stratosphere.
There's only top 3. I can only think of the top 2 right. It was like
Exactly.
it's like Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan, Snoop Dogg, 50 Cent. Like these are the most famous people in the world.
Black people. But that didn't just happen.
It didn't just happen.
It didn't just happen.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
it's
LL
just
is
looking at where like that, not that era, because they not in the same like.
Yeah, they're not in
LL
the
Cool
same
J was
class.
rapping in the 80s and shit,
Yeah,
right?
LL Cool J was before Snoop.
But just in terms of like older rappers,
Snoop made a point to diversify. He went everywhere.
But LL Cool J, I don't want to talk out my ass, but I feel like he was doing what Snoop was doing first. He had
absolutely.
Adidas deals. Like he was the first nigga to do
He
some
had his
shit
whole
like that.
movie arc.
He did. That's true.
Blockbuster movies.
That's true.
Then now he's collecting like the Dancing with the Stars check, but like the
I
hosting.
feel like that's admitting defeat.
Like not Dancing with the I'm sorry. Let me clarify. Not Dancing with the Stars. He's doing like the hosting bet. He's got like the hosting bet, like how Nick Cannon is hosting The Voice.
Right.
LL Cool J is getting that money now. Like
Yeah.
he's hosting shit. Like those are the Ryan Seacrest bag. Those shits are serious. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Like
a serious bag, but
Yeah.
if him and Snoop Dogg go for the same casting call,
Oh, now come on now. It depends for the show. It depends for the
It
show.
definitely depends for the
Because
show.
I wouldn't want to see Snoop Dogg hosting America's Got Talent, but I could see
Crazy.
LL Cool J like.
you wouldn't want to see Snoop Dogg hosting
It's
America's
not about
Got
if
Talent.
I would want to see it. What would be better for like
think the show-
the
just like-
overall watchability? It's not even a word.
It's like it's just like why they put Nick Cannon there instead of Snoop Dogg. You know what I'm saying? Like
Well-
Nick Cannon is gonna look good globally. You know what I'm saying, or whatever like that.
And that's another thing. He even took the Ice-T approach of being on Law and Order. I think he was on Law and Order before Ice-T
Oh yeah.
ever even
NCSI.
thought
I
about
think
it.
I still think LL is not to be played. Like
No, that's why I say he's more marketable, but he's in a different stratosphere right now.
I don't think he's more marketable. I think Snoop got him.
No, I'm saying that like
That's
on
'cause-
the look of it.
that's
Like
'cause-
on the look, he's more
overall
I
appearance.
think Snoop
Yeah,
got it.
appearance.
Yeah, I think Snoop got it, but Snoop is also different because Snoop created an entire genre that wasn't even there. He, in terms of the smoking weed thing, like
He's connected to.
he literally ushered in something that was illegal, and has been riding the same wave to legality. You
But
know
it was
what I'm
also
saying?
because of the era, like Cheech and Chong. What's that name?
Yeah, Cheech and Chong.
Cheech and Chong. It
Cheech and Chong.
was a whole like era when like weed was just booming.
Yeah, it
like
was.
the idea of weed was just like
Then the
everywhere.
hippies,
The
and shit
chronic.
like that.
Chronic, nigga.
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah,
And that was everybody's favorite drug. Now niggas like perks.
yeah. Adderall and
Yeah.
shit.
Facts though.
Y'all took Adderall?
Yeah, I got some in the house.
I gotta take some Adderall.
Yeah, I've tried.
You've tried?
I would try
What?
it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you said you tried. Like,
Oh,
what
it's
happened?
lit. It's lit.
Or
I fuck with it, but I need it though. If you don't need it, you'll just be wired and shit like that. But it focuses me because I actually need it.
you ever take a bump before the pod?
No.
Yeah.
No. I do it.
I feel like we probably notice the difference.
You would.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'm about to say, especially if it's some teens.
Yeah.
Yeah, them 20s, nigga.
Speaking of staying focused, I can tell you who needs them more focus than ever in their life right now, and that's Fresh and Fit. They just got demonetized.
No, they need God.
They need God.
Yeah, they need God.
Which God?
Any God that'll answer the prayer.
Nobody's answering their prayer because the YouTube gods, not only did they demonetize the Fresh and Fit channel, they demonetize everything associated with the Fresh and Fit channel, which is Fresh's channel, which is the
all subsidiaries.
All subsidiaries are gone. So
you and your lineage.
Yeah, so all of that was their biggest source of income. I mean, we react to Fresh and Fit, and we see the donations. They can't even get donations no more.
Oh, so they're
we see what type of donations
so
they get.
They're choking them with one hand.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Just like nice and slow.
They say you can upload
Right
here,
on the-
but
they're getting the creases of the Adam's apple. It's like this. It's just a strategic choke.
Yeah, they're hitting. Well, yeah.
So they did their final stream, and it wasn't technically their final stream because I saw they were streaming right before we started this podcast. But they did a stream announcing that they've been demonetized.
The farewell.
Demonetized, and the first time I found out about it, it wasn't because of their stream. It's because Abba and Preach, you know, their number one ops. They're apparently on tour. Because now that I think about it, I haven't seen an Abba and Preach video pop up in my timeline
algorithm, and I don't know how long.
in a long time. You know what I'm saying?
They're gonna love. Yeah, they eating this up.
Yeah, so it's funny. So in this little video, we're not gonna watch this video though. I don't think we're not gonna. But what was funny was in the video they were like, "Yeah, me and Preacher are on tour right now, but you know we weren't gonna do this, but you know." Decided to take time out of our tour to just let you niggas know that they got demonetized. And the funniest part is that.
Wait, can I ask this question?
Yeah.
Because I see Rumble right now, and I was a little confused. I'm surprised they didn't just call whoever's at Rumble, because they know so many people connected to Rumble that they could just.
They were already on Rumble.
So they were setting themselves up for success.
Yeah, but the problem is, I think their biggest market. See, when Andrew Tate got kicked off of YouTube, they become the #1 men's platform on YouTube, and they were at, I think they're at 1.48.
YouTube has a bigger market. They have the biggest market.
They have the biggest market.
We found these niggas on YouTube.
Yeah, so they have. That's where their bread and butter is at. That's where 90% of their revenue is coming in on, or whatever. So,
Abba and Preach did not wait to shit on them.
Yeah, 1.48.
Yeah, so they did a video and they were talking about what happened, pretty much how they got demonetized, and this nigga Myron was about to cry.
Damn sure was.
And it's just hilarious.
I'm surprised. I wonder which moment was it.
And then Fresh does not fail us. And he does not deliver on the mic. Fresh, it almost seems like he doesn't even give a fuck. Genuinely, he don't give a fuck.
You think he might be relieved?
He was just watch.
I don't have to talk anymore. Thank God.
Go ahead and put this on the screen because it's okay if we put them on the screen.
Oh shit, my
Are you sure we might get fucking? We might be a subsidiary.
Nah, they're already disowned.
They're already disowned. They're out of there.
They're in the ether.
Plus, we're also doing what YouTube. YouTube already gave them the final blow, so they're like, yeah, it's okay. You can talk about this.
Feed off of them.
Yeah, feed off.
Damn.
YouTube's like, I just gave y'all some food.
I left y'all carcass.
Nigga,
some roadkill out there for you.
This is chum and shark water. You
Make
know
it
what I'm
even more
saying?
public for me.
Yeah.
man.
Send the word. Let these niggas know what happens when you act up.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Make a real example.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Blah, and I hate doing this. I love doing this. I'd be lying to you guys if I didn't say I didn't love doing this. I left a job that I truly loved to do this.
Talk about
right? Because I shouldn't be admitting this, but saving children, right? That was great, but saving you guys is better.
What? Pause this shit. What the fuck is he talking about? Well, like when he was an agent, he was doing human trafficking.
His time spent
as a federal
agent.
Saving kids from sex slavery,
or just trafficking and drugs and narcotics and stuff
is better.
It's better than saving men.
It's
fighting.
It's worse than saving men who masturbate too much.
Yeah.
Well, no, when you say it like that, it sounds very bad. Hypergamy is more important than
the man-woman dynamic matters more than potential children.
Yeah.
Than their lives, nigga. Because the thing is, those kids in sex slavery are gonna grow up and have to deal with a woman. Yeah. And when they do,
and when it's
they're gonna have the fucking rule book to deal with an unruly.
When they get out of sex slavery, they're gonna need some guidance.
Yes.
And they're for the future. Shout out to Fresh and Fit.
This is so fake. Look at these niggas. Look at this nigga like.
Why does it seem like
I shouldn't say this?
What Will Smith movie is this? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
What Will Smith
Emancipation.
movie?
7 pounds. I don't know, one of them shits.
Watch it?
Nah.
I didn't want to say you didn't, but it's like,
I ain't watch
watch that shit.
Nah, Emancipation. That's what it feel like. This feel like the movie, the Denzel movie, where he was being real mean to his son, and like somebody was getting all snotty.
The play. It was a play. Yeah.
That
What
shit.
movie? Fences.
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 Oh yeah.
This
I
is
forgot
Fences.
about that. Yeah. I forgot about that shit.
Yeah.
Okay, bring it back a little bit, just because I want to hear. I just want to hear.
You want to hear him swallow this fucking mucus in his throat?
I shouldn't say this.
I got you.
Saving children, right?
Oh, right before that, yeah.
He even has the
I saw
president.
the finger and thought that was it, but
He,
the finger's
has a
been up.
president finger.
He said, "Fuck them kids."
Yeah.
I shouldn't be admitting this, but
He's being frank.
saving children, right? That was great, but saving you guys is better.
Such a liar.
That's the gayest shit I've ever heard.
This nigga. Whoa.
Okay, wait. It gets
God.
better. It gets better. Look at him.
And he's even a worse actor.
Worse.
Africans
Yeah, man.
can't
This
act.
is tough, bro. Because
This is tough, bro.
we put our lives into this, you know? We didn't miss a day, honestly. It's tough. We gave up so much
This nigga don't even
to give you guys value.
Okay, can you
So,
stop real quick? If y'all had to play sad, y'all could do it better than this, right?
Hell yeah, bro.
Like even if you had to do it for free.
Yes, bro.
Yeah. Like-
Oh my. He's not even halfway
Because
convincing.
I already knows, I know what he says in the past in these last 20 seconds. It's probably just gonna be what it's just,
This is really tough, y'all.
a lot of breathing.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
A lot of deep sighs.
Deep
You see, I feel
sighs.
like the best way to play sad is not really say nothing. It's just to.
But it depends on how.
Like, it's just like you just gotta visibly be thinking about it and going through distress. Like,
Yeah.
man, I should have not kicked that bitch off.
Yeah, but it's not from the heart,
No, not at all.
and it doesn't.
Nah, he seems upset. He just
keep
doesn't
going
know
real
how to
quick. I'll be right
express it. Huh?
Keep going.
If this is from the heart, I'm scared. I'm scared for him because I can't tell. I don't know where the heart is. You feel
It
me?
seems like it's more in the center of his chest than on his left breast. The way he's articulating this shit.
Yeah.
How intensely is Myron crying that he had to get off screen and like where did he go?
I wonder how soft is the tissue that he grabbed.
It's really no telling.
But he did go off on camera, and it's already been like 8 seconds. So it's like,
I feel like Andrew Tate would make fun of them for this.
Yeah,
For sure.
You get what I'm saying?
For sure.
Like that's their North Star.
Sneeko too, right?
Probably, but that's only because Andrew Tate is laughing. I feel like Sneeko does what Andrew Tate does.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, most definitely.
Besides, cut off his hair, because that's a little crazy.
Yeah, it's like I wonder what their fans think it is too, because when you compare Fresh and Fit fans to Andrew Tate fans, Andrew Tate went to jail. Allegedly for some shit he didn't do.
Yeah, they're supposed to be the
And
same
I've
fan
never
base.
seen this nigga shed a tear on camera before.
No, he's definitely never shed a tear.
I think
on camera.
it's
And he's gone through a lot more adversity and turmoil. You
But
can't
He
even
damn near
compare
spent
it.
60 days in solitary confinement with bed bugs and roaches and shit.
But he lost his bank account. Nigga,
Yeah.
fuck his YouTube channel.
Right,
He
right,
lost
right.
his bank account.
Yeah. These niggas ain't built for that life, bro.
The nigga lost his Netflix subscription for talking shit.
And the thing is, it's like some of the excuses they had was the Matrix is against us.
Of course.
Of course.
I love the word matrix.
Yeah, they don't want you guys to. They don't want you guys to have this message because it's too powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And
Which is
they're
doing
com-
so much good for the community and
Yeah, and
the
the funny part is just like they're not equating any of this to them going on KKK rants.
No admit of self-infliction.
But it's the reason
accountability, bro.
But a lot of their bullshit they've done on other people's shows.
Exactly.
So is YouTube taking what they've done on other people's shows
All
and
of
putting it on them?
I think they're doing
or
a
are
little bit
they
of all of
just
it.
It's on your record.
Because that's another thing. YouTube didn't tell them why. They just demonetized them, which is even more players.
Just ghosted them bitches.
Did pretty much. They just said we're not banning you. You're not offensive enough to where we have to kick you off the platform for hate speech. Like
because
Andrew
you could
Tate.
sue us at that point.
Yeah, exactly. But you do not have to be a part of our partner program. We're not going to be paying you for this type of content that you're spewing.
Especially because y'all platform people we already banned.
Exactly. That's one of the biggest things that I thought that was crazy and playing with fire was just that we have people we've legitimately kicked off, and you got them up here every week.
Yep.
And you got one of the biggest YouTube channels with almost 2 million subs. Oh man, y'all just playing with fire.
Like,
Fuck up out of here, man.
You think we soft?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
this nigga lost his membership to Planet Fitness, but you keep bringing him in on your
buddy
plus
pass.
one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fuck out of here, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
He's actually banned from here. Be like, don't think we don't see what you're doing.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
but
Like,
we gonna let you get this off. And they saw how much the channel was making. They said, "Oh, this is gonna hurt them," because that's how you hurt some. But it's not just that channel. They did all their channels, bro. They
Them
lost.
niggas flew too close to the sun.
My God.
Icarus.
And Fresh is being a terrible co-host, like per usual, like he always is.
I think he's doing his best.
Oh, I was about to say, was there more to that? It was like 30 seconds
It's
left.
a
Is
lot.
there
It was
more to
13 more seconds on that clip.
It's a lot more in terms of just, it's that other nigga behind the camera, like he's talking. I've never even heard that nigga's voice until that clip.
Yeah, until
He's like, guys, we're going to be okay trying to be
Pretty
that guy.
much.
Does Myron come back? I want to see the condition he comes back.
Myron does come back. We can watch the full clip, like the episode that they have up.
Oh, okay.
If you
I just want to
see.
see recovered Myron. And like,
It was at the 17-minute markers when he walked off crying.
what the fuck was he too sad to say?
Hands on
that's
his
their
neck.
final message. I gotta go to their actual channel for
It's
it.
finally over.
ER live. What's up, guys?
That's not it.
Yeah. They're live right now, though? That's what that is?
No.
Nah, that's a separate stream. Where do they have it?
Under the live.
They have it on the live? Okay, good luck. Because I didn't know exactly where they had it.
Then got a video called Gym
Right
Etiquette.
there. Right there. You just
How to have
go down.
manners when you lived in
Right
with
there,
other
right there.
people.
This one?
Right there.
Oh, yeah. My fault. There we go.
Some vibrant ass thumbnails.
Yo, I remember one time somebody commented, AJ, stop giving Lauren so much direction. He got this.
Yeah, that was something separate. But this right here he's already.
I already had it in the spot.
And this is when old boy started talking.
He was already
Do
watching.
y'all want to hear this nigga?
You want to hear him talk?
Nah, I don't give a fuck about who this guy is.
It's I don't, but we can.
Who is it? Who is it?
It's a white man.
It's just the man behind. Is there Lauren?
It's the white man.
Pretty much, yeah.
All right. Well, he's not all Lauren, so.
Nah, this nigga's terrible.
Yeah, we
bro.
just keep going.
Oh, man.
All right, so you just want to wait till he comes back. He comes back after that, it looks
He
like.
comes back after his.
At the end of this shit.
And he's
that
kinda
nigga looks
Asian.
like Terrence Howard.
Damn, he does.
All right, 10-4. I'll start it here. That's straight.
Yeah. He really does look like Terrence Howard. Shit.
He looked like he just discovered the
Why
flower
did I
of
never
life.
notice that before?
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy.
Imagine giving up your entire life
He don't give a
to
fuck.
support people that you care about, even at the detriment of you losing your job, you having social life, you actually being present at vacations or outside environments.
This nigga's
You say, you know
lying.
what? Nah, screw all that. We care about you guys over our feelings, how we feel at the moment, and we won't miss a show for you guys. Look at Myron, bro. Like Myron, I mean, shit. I put in work, but Myron goes extra mile just to give you guys like a piece of his soul, bro. Like this guy, like legit, dedicated his life, left his career to be with you guys. And for anyone saying that this is fake, this is not fake at all.
For the
This is
audio
genuine.
listeners, as this nigga's describing Myron leaving his soul on the table, he gets up from the table.
Yeah, if you ever watched a bootleg movie, you will see just a black figure just walking across the screen,
Right.
interrupting the camera view.
Yeah.
But this nigga's lying. The nigga said
He's the
well,
worst.
not having a nightlife. I remember them saying like, yeah, you know, part of our job is having a nightlife
That's
and
his,
getting
that's
out
his,
and shaking hands.
And the funniest part too is just like
Ass.
Yeah.
this whole stream is them begging people to come over to Rumble. To subscribe to their Rumble.
Let me guess, because they aren't part of the Matrix and they support free creators, free thinking.
Yeah, but apparently they
Take the
said
green pill.
Apparently they said Rumble's even under fire right now. Like they're trying to shut Rumble down.
Who was they?
I don't know.
The powers that be.
The niggas in the
I
Matrix.
hate that shit.
You know,
I
but-
hate when niggas say they.
Yeah,
Because
so
I used to be big into conspiracy theories too until I started thinking critically.
Yeah.
Some of them are like, they carry some weight, but it's
Yeah.
always just this motherfucking vague ass group.
It's probably
Rigmarole,
'cause
man.
Rumble
Who is they? It's the government.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's fucked up to say, but if you want to watch two niggas just like lie to y'all and
Myron's telling the truth
and beg for money, yeah, that's true.
He's coming from he can't even sit at this fucking table.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Fresh is Fresh don't give a fuck. Fresh is like, I made so much money.
Fresh is thinking about what club they're going to. After.
Yeah, bro. He's like, I made so much money doing nothing. There was even a moment in this when Fresh, no inside business etiquette, was just like, oh, this is another thing they're going through. Not only are they got demonetized off everything, they're getting kicked out the building.
Yep.
Oh, that's a whole other facet.
That's a whole other thing, which is like,
you can only have so many ratchet hoes in one place every fucking night.
Bruh, they
for
were
years.
Exactly,
3
bruh.
nights a week, nigga.
3 nights a week, guns getting pulled out, like,
And at 9 p.m., that's
security.
sleeping time.
At nighttime, you disturbing
Even if
our
it is
other.
Miami.
Them niggas had Henny-Yak in the hallway.
Exactly,
yelling at a
bro.
hoe.
Exactly, bro. So it's like,
That's why when you're on top,
Y'all
you still
niggas-
need to respect the people around you.
yeah, y'all niggas got to get the fuck out this building. So it's like they're even getting kicked out, and they didn't want to say it yet, but this nigga just going spilling the beans. He's like, Myron already bought a new studio that's way better than this place. Myron was like, I didn't want to say that.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess since we're here.
Yeah.
Like,
See,
damn.
Fit can't even like.
Yeah.
Fit always struck me as like Eddie Murphy in Coming to America. The nigga was just privileged wherever the fuck he was at.
Yes, for
then he
sure.
got over here and carried the same mannerism.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what happens when you in like the army and shit. You walk with a certain vigor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. But let's watch it.
important.
Y'all want to watch a little bit more of him just like rambling?
Yeah, this is the most entertaining they've ever been.
Yeah, pretty much.
Generally how we feel about, what's happening and like all the work that we put into this. It's been like 3 years and it's not easy because we gave up a lot.
I'm about to say, where's his Cuban and Rolex? He never leaves his house without his Cuban.
That's
It's not
true.
time for that.
So this is fucked up.
It's not time for that. Yeah, we're down bad right
Oh
now.
my God.
We need your $5 a month.
Facts. Let's look as broke as we can.
Yeah.
He's not even wearing a new Fresh and Fit merchandise hoodie.
He's not. He's
It's faded through the washing machine.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Nigga don't even take it to the cleaners.
We made a lot of impact
Fresh
too as well
and
to people, but it came at a cost. And I can't say on camera everything that happened behind the scenes, but if you guys really understood what we gave up to keep doing this, when you say El Chris, El Mo, El Myron, whatever, like, you understand, at the very beginning,
Who the fuck was that?
we were going through some terrible things.
No, that fat
Death
black
threats, people coming at our doorstep. Like, you have no idea what we went through to keep this going. And then to be not told why we're being taken off the platform like that in the program is kind of crazy because putting a lot of work, man. So I just mean thanks for your support, man.
This nigga's
That's
a
it.
mumble rapper.
Yeah.
When he
Sorry, I got
speaks.
something in mind.
He
Wait, go
speaks
back.
like he's on a New York drill beat.
Go back a little bit.
I just
yeah.
heard that.
I just mean thanks for your support, man. That's it.
Sorry, I got something in mind. Yeah, I mean, guys, I mean, yeah,
Pause this
we're
shit real
human.
quick.
And
That nigga just delivered a joke like Drake would.
Sorry, I got something in my
Got something in
eye.
my-
This is a white
Nah,
man.
Yeah.
This is a white
Yes.
man.
Yeah.
Fresh and Fit's out of there, y'all.
Well, is he about to say something important?
He's about to tell you to sign up on Rumble, $5. We really need
I
you.
want to hear him say it.
Yeah.
We really need you.
it just sucks when something that you worked so hard to build up, they're just. And here's the thing: it's not about the money, man.
Yeah,
it really isn't about the money, man.
Cap.
I could walk away from all this and be okay.
Today.
Cap.
What bothers me is if we're not able to be on YouTube, we might not be able to reach someone who really needs us. If you guys saw the amount of messages I get where they say I was gonna end it tomorrow,
Yeah.
and I saw your video.
About hating these bitches.
The question is, who else is gonna do it? Who?
They really thought they was out here saving niggas' lives.
I'm not gonna act. I'm not gonna.
They probably were.
It's
though.
hilarious,
Yeah.
but he's being honest.
Yes,
There's a
yes.
nigga that was gonna kill themselves until they heard this nigga stutter.
Yeah.
And
then realize
Some-
he could have a big Cuban and a lot of bitches too.
And this is what they be trying to like say, you know, men without misogynistic habits are likely to likely to alt themselves.
Yeah, mark that area for me.
I said likely to I didn't say likely to
mark that area too.
likely to end yourself.
But yo, after you get done marking that, there's another part. There's another area that I thought was funny because it's just like they're so confused. Look at their banner. I'm gonna show you their banner, which I didn't realize until I just was like, because I remember all the moments they just done like dumb things to me. Wait till you see their banner on YouTube. It's like, nigga, cut it out. Y'all know this was limited, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, even your banner is crazy.
Yeah, that nigga. It's sad, man.
Yeah, nah, this is a sad situation overall. You don't ever want to see a nigga YouTube channel get taken
that is
down.
it's down,
especially as a
man.
YouTube creator. But it's like they keep harping on like, yo, like what we built, we put our lives and everything into this. I can sympathize with that. But what was you niggas building? Number one men's podcast in the world. Money Monday, Womanizer Wednesday, and Fitness Call and Fridays.
Womanizer Wednesday is enough. That's crazy.
That's enough to make me not want to self-delete.
That's what I'm saying,
3
bro.
nights a week, live at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard, nigga.
Womanizer Wednesday? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
We're about to
That was what my point was. It's like they kept pouring their heart and soul and making it seem like they just made this great creation.
Yeah.
What were you niggas making?
Nothing.
Y'all was talking
But-
shit.
Fresh and Fit After Hours with the Vice City lady at the top.
I don't know, man. I got to give them their
Oh,
credit.
yeah.
They was doing big things, man.
Oh, they were doing huge things. 1.48 million.
They were doing
In terms
big
of
things.
numbers, but what were they really like?
Shit, even in donations, them niggas was getting
Were
hundreds
they
of dollars.
fixing men? Are men better now because Fresh and Fit was in the world? Because that's their goal.
I genuinely believe that men became worse with them.
Yeah, I believe so as well.
So they failed.
Yeah, for sure. I think men got better in terms of like they got more money, but in terms of man and women relationships, I don't think that worked out very well.
I don't think it changed at all necessarily.
Yeah.
I don't think it's nothing they could have done.
No, nigga,
But-
they saved
No,
lives.
yeah, I think the people who applied their shit, fucked up even more. But continue though.
I mean, I don't know. Like, and what was their favorite night of the week? The money, the womanizer,
Hump day,
or the
nigga.
fitness?
Nigga, womanizer, of course.
But wait, how you gonna skip over Money Monday, nigga?
These niggas, their money videos, the views are dog shit compared to their
Said lackluster.
panel with 15 bitches that we all just embarrass and just show the world how stupid they are. Like the numbers aren't even close. On the panel ones, they got 300,000 views. Them little money videos, 20,000, 30,000. Niggas ain't watching them shits. That's not even close.
But that's not their fault. That's the audience.
Yeah, because
We're
I
here
mean,
for the salacious shit.
because you're dunking on bitches every night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all that like I care about. Like everybody's naturally gonna watch that more than how to make a couple dollars. We already watched Graham Stephan for that.
Yeah, it's a bit of both of their faults, audience and them too.
They're putting a product out there though. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but a product that is salacious enough to be clicked on that way.
It's a relationship between
Yeah,
the
it's a
two.
relationship
it
on
has
both
to
sides.
be.
Yeah, but do you want
The salacious should always
salacious
be
ways
clicked.
of learning money?
Nah, it'll always be clicked. But yeah, that's all I was saying.
But
I ain't never made no money with these niggas.
Me neither. Flacco bought one of their courses though.
Did he learn something?
He bought their networking course, and he claims it helped him get Adam answer his DM that
that's
got him
good.
the job.
That's clutch.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. It might be
Flacco is the only success story that I remember he talked about when he first got a no jumper.
That's crazy.
And he's probably the DM that Fresh always brings up, like, yeah, man, we help people, but it's just Flacco. You know what I mean? It's one man.
Yeah, dead ass though.
One turkey
Dead
leg.
ass, bro. You save one life. You got one person a job. It's like
Nigga.
it's like 1 and 1 of everything.
That's all it
Do you
takes.
think they've done anything for women?
Absolutely not. Got him a lot of OnlyFans followers.
Probably.
Because them bitches that come up there, they say the amount of OnlyFans followers they get after that, even though they're getting dunked on, they said they be coming the fuck up.
So are they really helping their fans, or are they just giving them more poison?
They're really just showing them more women that they can subscribe to.
Yeah,
they're helping everybody. It's an ecosystem because the dumber they are, the more subscribers they get.
Yeah, literally.
You know what I mean?
But speaking of Womanizer Wednesday and just relationships and stuff like that.
I think shit on bitches.
Let's jump over to the Breakfast Club. Had Larry Elder on, and Lord have mercy, Jesus.
Larry Elder.
Larry
I like
Elder.
that name. First
Larry caught a body.
Yeah, he was
killed Charlamagne.
Running laps around him.
Oh my God, it wasn't even close. It was a This is a masterclass.
Masterclass.
It was a masterclass on spin artists being political, all that stuff. Like, man, it was crazy, bro. I ain't never seen. He was cooking them. Like,
if he didn't undermine his political relevancy, then he didn't really cook him. Because Charlamagne be acting like he's damn near a politician.
Okay,
like
so
he's
do y'all
1 foot
remember,
into
do y'all
the door.
remember a long time ago when I was like, Charlamagne be talking like he's into politics, but
Yeah.
have y'all ever seen, is he really making political talk and waves and stuff like that?
I've seen him shake Joe Biden's hand. I think it was a picture.
That nigga has 3 go-to moves in a political conversation.
Okay, what's that?
I wasn't expecting to name him on the spot.
But
now I got to think of
how black people are systemically underrated. And,
Yeah, undervalued.
Yeah. Nah, underrated.
He talks
He'll use
about
that word.
he talks about that one fucking criminal bill that got signed
The 94
1,000
crime
years ago.
bill.
The 94 crime bill. That's
Yep.
one of them.
Yep.
And the war on drugs, and how it
Yeah.
deprived blacks and Mexicans of
Probably that,
life.
and then anything Angela Rod does,
Yeah.
So
or Tamika Mallory.
So Larry, dang, what's his last name? What did I say?
Elder.
Larry Elder is a black Republican, and he's been accused of being a Uncle Tom, house nigga coon, whatever you want to call him. He's been
That's what happens when you disagree with the masses of black people.
and that's when and that's what happens when you also come out as a black Republican. It's just you can't avoid these things. So
It's a rite of passage.
yeah, he went up there and not this one. He came up there and
I feel like is there like a short YouTube video that we can watch on him? Like did he come up with Farrakhan? You know what I mean? Like who is
just like
this
a little
thing?
bio about him.
What's the breakdown?
I like his name. His name is cool, Larry Elder. But like who?
I don't know.
As far
that
as
would have to look up because I
He
don't
sounds
know
like he might be from that OJ era of black people.
who is Larry Elder.
Like he was speaking up for OJ. He might have been going against OJ. He's a Republican.
He kind of just looks like OJ. I think that might have been why I said
He
that.
does kind of look like OJ. But see, he's running for president right now, so it's like going to be a lot of
a lot of different things.
Yo, it's so
we have
many.
to search this up on a separate time.
ChatGPT would have this answer. They would give us a breakdown.
Yeah.
So many people running for president.
But don't worry about this though. I wanted to pull up that first clip where this is the intro of the Larry Elder, and what Charlamagne kind of did wrong. This is the Charlamagne didn't butter him up clip.
He didn't butter him up.
That's how I named it.
Okay.
That's
This
not
nigga's 71 years old.
That's not the clip.
Where's he from?
Larry Elder, let me see.
Yeah, he's
Chicago.
old.
Let me
He's
guess.
from Los
He's
Angeles,
from Los
California.
Angeles.
Oh,
I don't see a Charlamagne didn't butter
I
him
see a
up clip.
Republican.
He went to Crenshaw High School.
Who else went there? Didn't that Snoop Dogg go there?
Did fucking Nipsey
right
Hussle
there.
go there?
Did he?
I'm asking.
It's
yeah.
right above that Reddit post you kicked. You clicked.
Is it a link?
No, it's a video.
Yeah, that video isn't popped into my thing. That's what I was saying earlier where I wanted to check.
Charlamagne didn't butter him up. Do you see that?
I see that, but there's no video underneath it. There's
Oh,
just
it's not?
there's just a
Yeah. This nigga's real name is Lawrence.
there's no video under it.
Lawrence Allen Elder is an American
I'll show
right-wing
you.
political commentator and conservative talk radio host. Elder hosts the Larry Elder Show based in California that began as a local program.
AJ.
So he's just into broadcasting,
So
saying his political opinion.
I typed his
Yeah.
name on YouTube, and it's like an old thumbnail of this nigga in like obviously the 80s.
Holy shit,
when
that's
Steve
him?
Harvey
Bro.
mustache was in fashion.
AJ.
That's him.
I just sent it to you. Don't worry about that. I
Okay.
sent it to you. It's right there. Yeah.
I don't know. If I grew up in that era, I couldn't grow my mustache that thick. I don't see how they do that.
What are you
shit.
talking about? That was like standard back then.
But I'm not able to do that.
Niggas with we obviously weren't eating what they was eating either. Though,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
they
saying?
had whole grains and organics.
Yeah. So okay, so this is the beginning. This is the beginning. This is the first like 3 minutes of the interview.
Okay.
He definitely lost the top of his head.
Yeah.
Don't do that. It's first of all with a good 3. You know, he can't go lower than a 2, but he's all right.
This nigga.
He's better off taking the fucking mustache hairs he used to have and just implanting them up top.
It's not that dark.
Are y'all ready?
Yeah.
I am. What are the reasons, you know, if your statistics are right, what are the reasons that you think fathers aren't in the home?
As I said, it's because in the mid-'60s, Lyndon Johnson launched what he called the War on Poverty. In Charlamagne, literally, they sent social workers door to door in the inner city. I remember this. Advising women of the availability of welfare provided there was no man in the house. It created an economic incentive for women to marry the government. Same thing with whites. In 1965, 8% of whites entered the world without a father in the home married to the mother. Now it's about 25%, also up threefold. Look at census data, 1910, 1920, 1930, in places like Milwaukee, Chicago, Philadelphia, a young black kid was slightly more likely to be brought into a world with a father in the home married to the mother than a young white kid. We have incentivized this kind of bad behavior, and it's had a disproportionately bad effect on the black community.
Let me ask you a question. What do white people do wrong?
Okay, hit pause.
Well, no, this is the favorite part.
Yeah, this is important.
Okay, go ahead.
People do. I'm not worried about white people. I'm worried about what's going on with us.
But if there's systemic racism in this country, which we know it is.
No, I don't say there is.
Okay, you said Uncle Tom, but he seems like a proud black Republican.
He is. So let me just go ahead. I didn't get to set the standard what he's there doing. So he's running for president, right? And the main thing that he's pushing, in his term for presidency is he's pushing the black household. And in him pushing the black household, he wants to bring the nuclear family back.
I'm about to say the nuclear family.
The nuclear family. So that's what he said is his thing that he wants to talk to black people about.
He wants 2 parents, 2 kids, and a dog.
He essentially is taking Kevin Samuels' talking points, which is also smart because when you think about it, the Kevin Samuels talking point, the Andrew Tate thing is men being men, nuclear families, growing the black community. These are all YouTube hot button topics that Kevin Samuels and things like that were exploding off of. These are all technically conservative talking points, which is kind of genius that that's the path that he's going down. In terms of just like engaging that audience, right? Because
he's curated all the black conservative talking points and put them under the umbrella.
Yes,
because you never looked at Kevin Samuels as a conservative person,
exactly.
Even though he said some very strict shit.
Exactly. Yeah. So I thought that was interesting,
and even how he kind of like he kind of saved white people. He was like, there was even a time where being white meant that you could have been born without a father, even more than a black kid.
Yeah.
So he threw that in there, just for the white Republicans that are listening.
Yeah. So
he seems like an all-around good guy.
So now, remember like anytime we've seen academics just get niggas to just spill their beans and talk dirty, we watch him butter niggas up for about 30, 45 minutes, and then he just goes back to back with the hard-hitting questions. Charlamagne came out the gate 3 minutes in. It was like, so what's wrong with white people? And it's like, the issue with Charlamagne, I think, in this interview, and I think where he kind of fucked up, is he didn't warm him up. He didn't try to even sandwich his approach. He came in way too hot on trying to prove him wrong or make him look stupid to the audience, I think. And the issue was that because he came in so hot and didn't even try to concede or get with him on any points or even talk about what he was there for, he just said, yeah, we already agree with that. I'm not going to debate you on that. But what's wrong with black people? Like, what's up with white people? They didn't build any rapport before he started trying to roast them pretty much.
And I mean, you have to come in hot with like something more, I don't know, like better, like just more political.
I think, we all know Charlamagne is a good interview, but see, I think this is what happened. I think he got this girl whose name is, I can't remember.
Tessa Figueroa or some shit.
Tessa Figueroa, who
Jesus.
She was the worst, bro.
Bitch last name.
I think she had and I think she had a battery in his back. He was like, I'm about to get my dog on this. and she's about to roast this nigga, and we about to tag team. And they ended up becoming an embarrassing duo together, essentially trying to get this nigga Larry, because this nigga Larry never lost his cool one time.
I
And
feel
he
like
literally he bounced back every time. He struck back every time.
He's been doing this too long.
He was cooking these niggas, bro. It was a cook fest. Like shit was.
It was a showcase.
It was a showcase.
I feel like Charlamagne's question wasn't actually that bad. I think the rapport that you're saying he lacked, what he was trying to build by breaking the ice, he knows that as a black conservative, this nigga has opinions on like the black state of the union. We know we're gonna get to that shit. What's like a little softball shit to melt the ice in here? What's wrong with white people? We hear you talk about niggas all the time.
No, that's
and
not.
I think a part of it is that Larry, his energy was kind of like he's not there to play.
But he's not. But then on top of that, you
But you
can't
at
break.
Breakfast Club, nigga.
But you can't break the ice with me when I've already been called a Uncle Tom, right?
By them.
By black people, not by them, but just like by the masses.
So-
and then you also can't break the ice with me when pretty much one of the common things apparently with this dude Larry is he's always saying what's wrong with black people and he's never saying what's wrong with white people.
Yeah.
So it's like that's already the common thing. You got to warm up to that then. You can't just jump out the window with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You want to cover what he's there for first, which they weren't trying to cover that at all.
Yeah.
They were only there to try to get him to go in on white people because he never seems to do it.
Yeah.
But it's give and take. You
Felt
can't
like
just
an agenda interview.
you can, it was a straight agenda. It
But
was
it
all
is
take.
He even said like, nigga, I don't care about white people. I care about black people. I'm trying to fix black problems.
Exactly.
So it's like, he's trying to help black people.
Yeah, exactly.
So of course he's only gonna say, things that might hurt some black people's feelings, but they're trying to he's trying to be constructive.
Right,
And what you're saying is true, but I feel like he's making the Breakfast Club and maybe Charlamagne specifically like the poster child for all black people that disagree with him.
Yeah, but he damn sure they didn't help.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that.
They damn sure didn't help
I'll give you
because
that.
I'm about to show you next this Tesla Fig chick.
And is Charlamagne a Democrat?
Well, what happened was he's independent.
Yeah.
But
he's a free thinker.
I feel like he's Democrat.
But the way he was conducting himself in this interview was all Democratic energy, though. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And she definitely was coming from Democratic energy, even though they both like to say throughout the interview when they were getting cooked alive, well, I'm an independent. I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. Yeah, but you ain't here with a fucking Democratic agenda, so let's get it cracking. You know,
Yeah.
that's the energy Larry took with him. You know what I'm saying?
And overall, because Joe Budden, I think he said that on $1 Million Worth of Game.
Yeah.
He doesn't like seeing Charlamagne the God in this political space. Because like
Who said that?
So Joe Budden.
Oh, okay.
He said it on $1
okay.
Million Worth of Game because it seems that all it takes is for a nigga to confidently say some statistics that like Charlamagne isn't gonna be as well researched as a political candidate about a bill that got passed in 1910.
I was just
so when you say some shit like that very confidently and very fast, it's like I don't want to argue with you on that because I don't know if that's credible.
You might look stupid just trying to argue with him on a fact that's a fact.
Yeah,
And I
it's
was
different arguing Andrew Schulz on facts.
I noticed that he said like 4 facts in a row, like 8 different
About
years,
21%.
Like,
But
yeah,
that's how these
so many numbers.
that's how these politicians are. That's literally how they
pundits and
operate, which is really confusing because this is why I was bringing up the whole Charlamagne and policy things. I'm like, okay, he wants to transition into it, right? But it didn't seem like he was getting better to me at political talk. And mind you, I'm not a nigga that's like tuning in to hear these niggas. I'm not tuning into Fox, CNN to hear about politics on a regular basis. But I know what I'm listening to in terms of like cadence, and I know there's a lot of dates, facts. I know there's a lot, I know what that. I know there's a certain rhythm that they speak in. There's a certain art to how well they curve shit all the time. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of confidence in the approach.
Yeah, so it's like it's funny that like I thought Charlamagne was like the way he was talking about. You say I'm in this political space and I'm really having issues. I was like, damn, this nigga out here cooking political niggas and I didn't know. And then I'm like, watching this, I'm like, nigga, what have you been training for?
Where is that at?
You know what I'm saying? Like I thought this nigga was. So that's why I don't know, man. And at the same time, jumping into political, bro, these people be 70 years old. These niggas are more than battle tested. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't just.
You can't pull that one-trick pony.
I don't
shit.
even know if 5 years is enough to be able to debate with some of these lifetime politicians.
No, this nigga is a black conservative.
He's got to be better.
For 71 years, he's been trying to plead his case to black people. This is nothing.
Bro.
He's done this a billion times.
Yeah, bro. You have to be better than everybody else as a black conservative. You know
And
what I'm
he's
saying?
probably done it against like Martin Luther King or his
The
old
best of
ass.
the best.
Like,
Yeah, no, dead ass though. Yeah,
Malcolm
yeah.
X, nigga. Huey P.
So we're about to watch. We're about to watch Charlamagne and his partner lose, and we're about to just.
And is DJ Envy here?
Oh, he's there, but
he's just thinking about them.
You know, he stays there. You know, he knows when to mind his business.
It's
You know
crazy.
what
I
I'm saying?
barely saw that.
Yeah, but yeah, let's see this.
Then Donald Trump is being treated. Yes, I do. Is that an indictment about whether or not America is systemically racist? No, it is not. Those are
They're two totally
different things. Yes,
you're
yes, they
trying
are.
to merge the two, but they're two totally different things.
I agree with you. They're
But
two
it is
different
still the
things.
system-
No,
it is
no,
still-
we're
it is still
agreeing.
the
We're
system.
agreeing. They're two different things. We're agreeing.
No, we're agreeing to two different things. We're not agreeing that there's not systematic racism because we're not in charge of the system, sir. In case you
Okay,
unfamiliar
all right,
about
all right.
the
Can we?
system.
Can we?
Black people have never been in charge of any system. We're
Well,
not even that vein.
actually, we have been. Take Baltimore.
No, we've never been in charge of
May I
any
finish?
system. No, tell me, what financial system are black people in
Okay,
charge of?
let's
What
take-
healthcare system are black people in charge of? What government system are black people in
I'm
charge of?
about ready to tell
what
you.
prison system are black
I'm
people in charge?
about ready to tell you.
I'm not talking about mayors. I already know that talking point, sir. I go on Fox News all the time as well. So let's not go there with that. I said, what system have we created?
Goodness.
Have we implemented that we have been in charge of? Exactly.
Is this why you don't like talking to black women, Larry Elder?
Wow.
See, that's a great joke. But he's
Baltimore.
not a good sport.
Freddie Gray
Yeah.
a few years
No.
ago.
That's mayors. I'm not talking. I said system.
I'm
Remember,
going to
like
tell
the
you
word
about
system.
this system if you allow me to finish my point.
I'm not talking about somebody elected and doing a job, sir. I asked what system did we create? What financial
Okay, let's
system
talk
did we
about the
create?
system of one of the largest.
No.
Thank you. One of the systems
I
of
put
one of the
several moments of her doing this just so that y'all can see
She's killing
what
me
was
right now.
happening. What
Like,
was happening?
She's asking the question, and when he's answering it, she's
not-
asking the
she's
question.
not shutting the fuck up and letting it happen.
You can tell that she's used to
Yeah.
over talking niggas on Zoom
Well, this is
interviews
the
on
problem.
Fox
It's just
News.
weak, bro. It's killing me when I was watching that shit.
This is what happens when, and this is the thing.
Who
like,
is that?
I don't know.
She's been on that show the whole time.
Tamika
recently.
Wallace. I'm
And
just
this-
guessing.
and that's the thing that's like-
That's probably who that is too.
And that's the thing too. That's funny. It's like she low key was like representing what niggas are trying to avoid. Like,
It's everything about it. Look, she's
combative as
she's
fuck.
being the
Yeah.
stereotypical belligerent black
woman?
queen.
That's exactly what she's doing.
And it's crazy that Charlamagne would even allow this to happen, to allow a black queen to look this.
I think he thought
fucking
this was a
crazy.
good idea.
I think he thinks that's a good look for her.
I think he thought that's the craziest part. I think.
Yeah.
I think he, because out of all these people that he knows,
Charlamagne.
he called her.
I think he thinks it's
Charlamagne
good content.
sets-
No, she's always on the show now.
Is
Today.
she? Oh, she's
she
like,
does like the rumor report, all the other shit.
she's
in
here
the
for
back
this
there.
week or something like
ever
this.
be there
Nah, she
physically?
be there all the time. No, via Zoom. She
She's
be there all the
always-
time. Like
okay.
she got it in her bio on Instagram.
I feel like
This whole Zoom thing at the Breakfast Club is ghetto as fuck.
Yeah.
It's just like going back to the whole the money don't look like
she's
it's
on the
there
Black
no more.
Effect too. She's on the Black Effect podcast network too.
Zoom isn't ghetto. Her shitty green screen is. Let's be
Yeah,
specific.
okay.
But it's. I feel like he's setting her up for failure because he's not guiding her through the questions.
You gotta
You know
remember,
what I mean?
he thinks
Like
it's content.
You get.
Maybe.
I don't know how much did he prepare for this. I feel like because I watched
Honestly,
him interview other politicians and it's like
Yeah, I watched this entire thing, and it seems like I think they thought they were going to be able to run through this nigga. That's what I think. That's the vibe that I'm getting. I think they did research, but I think they thought this nigga was going to roll over and play dead, and Larry came to play. You know
I
what I'm
think
saying?
they saw that he looked like O.J. Simpson and assumed that he had the same sensibilities.
Yeah, and the thing
Yeah.
is, it's like
I mean, look at the nigga posture. It seems, you know,
he's dead ass serious.
He has
Niggas
a
ain't-
mean golf stroke.
Bro,
you could
niggas
tell.
ain't running for president. Niggas ain't running for president playing around at the when they get on that microphone.
No,
You know what
at
I'm saying?
all,
Like,
nigga.
it's
Yeah.
like these
Bro,
niggas are not playing around,
They're
bro.
prepared for the presidential debate.
Yes, like
Yeah.
I have to be presidential in every moment, and in terms of dealing with my own people, and on top of that, they bombed so bad. I know they converted people to his side. I know they did, bro. I know they did because when he's talking about fixing the black household and stuff like that, she was kind of being a strong representation of what people don't want to deal with anymore. And
Said it anymore.
Yeah,
Like
I mean-
this is what niggas wanted.
In the first place.
In the first place.
Essentially. Well, yeah, okay.
They might not know what they signed up for.
Tyrese and Baby Boy, he just didn't even know what he was doing for.
Well,
it.
and
he was
on top of that,
everything.
a lot of niggas don't even know there's peace outside of certain stereotypes.
Niggas-
you know what
I
I'm
thought you were about to say outside of black women. I was about to
No,
say, good
outside
God.
of certain stereotypes.
Yeah.
It could be black, white, whatever. But yeah, this attitude is not just encompassing a black woman. I found this attitude in several races.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of them are. I've seen this in a lot of black women. I would say. You know what I'm saying?
It's just strong, and you know he's trying to be the president, so he can't just be like, ma'am,
Yeah.
bitch,
But
Literally.
he has to be like,
but you heard him
please,
though. He said,
please,
Let me do this.
He said,
You know what I mean?
But he said, Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This
What-
nigga's
did he say Jesus or my goodness?
Yeah,
My
he said,
goodness.
My goodness.
Even a president can't tell a black woman an opinion she don't already agree with.
The only time she would stop was when Charlamagne would say, okay, let him finish.
Yeah.
And it was like, damn, you couldn't tell her to calm down the first 30 minutes. Like he let her cook herself for an hour and a half.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, she asked that question so many times. I'm ready to see what financial institutes that black people are in charge of.
Yeah.
Right, yeah,
Like, what's the
yeah.
answer to this
And
question?
she's asking this so many times that it's like, bitch, I can't even think of an answer because I'm trying to think to tell you to shut the fuck up before I can even process my answer. It's
But
crazy.
let's just listen or watch a couple compilations. This is more of just her.
Yeah, play from where. Like, I want to hear
I
what
went
his
back a
answer
little bit
is.
already. Yeah, I went a little bit back. I'll go back one more, but all right.
Baltimore. Freddie Gray a few years ago.
No. That's mayors. I'm not talking. I said system.
I'm
Remember
going to
like
tell
the
you
word
about
system.
the system if you allow me to finish my point.
I'm not talking about somebody elected and doing a job, sir. I asked what system did we create? What financial
Okay, let's
system
talk
did we
about the
create?
system of one of the largest.
let him say his
Thank
point,
you.
man.
One of the systems of one of the largest cities in America, Baltimore. Freddie Gray died in police custody a few years ago. The mayor was black. The head of the police department was black. Number two.
It's not in charge of the system, but go ahead.
Number two person in charge of the police department was black. All
Still not in charge of the
of
system.
city council, Democrats, majority black.
Still not in charge of the system.
Wow.
That's a position.
6 officers charged, 3 of them were black. A judge before whom 2 of the officers tried their case found him not guilty was black.
Still not in charge of the system.
The city intendant of public schools was black. The county superintendent of public schools is black. The attorney general at the time, Loretta Lynch, is black, as was the president of the United States, was black. And yet,
Still not in charge of the system. I asked you a simple question, sir.
well, Wanda Sykes said when Barack Obama got elected, how are you going to complain about the man when you are the man? Now, from the president to the attorney general to the state attorney to the mayor to the head of the police department to the commission of the schools.
He's oh my God, politicians. What the fuck?
Yeah, so
But
pretty much, yeah.
The
yeah.
nigga, I get what he's saying, but she's right. Like, he did not say what system we created. And even then, like, we was talking about
Well,
this earlier.
That's what politicians do.
But she's right.
Yeah.
But even then, like, he's perfect for the president because he thinks that him presiding as a position, because we was talking about this, the word president derives from the word presiding.
Right.
You're not in power. You're just presiding as
the power.
You're
as a
temporarily
nigga.
reigning.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And he has that energy. Like, he thinks that being in a position truly means something.
There's power that comes with presidency, though.
I do understand his point. Her question was, what financial system or institute are we in charge of, do we own? And he proceeded to say, bitch, we own the local government in this state.
What some
Which
of his
isn't the
point,
same thing that's the
What a
same.
lot of his point was, from my understanding, is that systematic racism and all that stuff is not as what it used to be. Because to look at all these people in power that are black.
It sounds like it's not dismissive, but he could have answered it a little bit better. It's like, you know,
Shit, I feel like I could have answered that better. Killer Mike got a bank.
Pretty much what I think what it comes
backed
down
by
to is,
white people, probably.
I think what it comes down to as well too is that like her answer was kind of like he's highlighting black people in positions even though the system was established by white, and nobody's ever that's never going to be able to change. The system inherently is always going to be established by white.
Isn't English established by white people?
But yeah, what's so it's
What the
like
fuck? We can't get around it. Shit.
Yeah, so it's like the question she's asking. There's none, But then he's just saying, yeah, but there's black playmakers within the system that were already created. Obviously, and he's pretty much, I think he's one of them black people that obviously we had bad conditions. We were there was Jim Crow, all these things where we were held down. But he's one of those black people that's like, but what are you going to do now about it?
Yeah.
And a lot of black people hate those type of niggas. You know what I'm saying?
But I don't understand the hate for that perspective.
So many black people hate that shit.
It's hard to answer that question in general.
Yeah.
Because it's like when I ask you who's the baddest bitch you seen in Dominican Republic, and it's like, nigga, my girl is finna watch.
Yeah.
And so it's like she's asking, what systems have we created? Bitch, I'm about to be president. I'm about to be around these niggas.
Right.
I can't just shit on the system that I'm about to be a part of.
Right, exactly.
So it's a hard question to even bounce
get it
around.
Exactly,
know what I mean?
yeah. And there's other ones in there as well.
Yeah, there's a bunch underneath the math joint, the math
Larry
section.
Elder.
Yeah.
It's a great name.
And that Brilliant Idiot
He's
joint,
definitely
too.
son of these motherfuckers.
Yeah, go ahead, click the whatever one comes next.
He could have been a little bit
well,
flyer.
let's watch let's watch this when he finally got sick of this shit. And this is one moment in, and he was already dealing with this for an hour.
Oh god.
And
He's like, this is why I don't like black people.
Oh, this might not be it actually.
He's gonna double down.
It's 11 seconds.
Is this the nigga? I don't think this is the nigga wake up call.
Nah, it's not nigga wake up call.
Nah, this is Charlamagne just reading off fucking talking points. Sound like he just got programmed by the Republican bots. That shit.
Well, let's see how that goes.
That shit was sick, bro. Yeah,
Y'all want to see this too?
Yeah, fuck it. It's 11 seconds.
All right.
Yeah, but it's not just election denying. It's the disdain of women and fear of non-standard gender identities and sexual orientation.
Disdain
it's
for
the
women.
galvanizing of popular rage against cultural elites. It's nationalism based on dominant.
You were just talking about that.
What is he reading? Did you see his face?
Right.
What is he
He's
reading?
reading the bio on
Yeah, but
Peter's
it's not just
website.
election
Yeah.
denying. It's the disdain.
He's reading the script.
Yeah. You were just talking about that. You were just saying how he's pretty much just gonna hit a bunch of straight facts that he's like getting from something.
Yeah, and his.
But the problem is
Those ones isn't even facts. Those was like state.
I'd rather see Andrew Schulz talk to this guy.
Yeah. The problem is though
they're probably gonna think we think Andrew Schulz is the greatest podcaster of all time.
probably because he was in so many of our things.
Nigga, you.
Yeah, nah, but even on the other episode when we was doing the shit at the end, we was picking a podcast lineup.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
put Andrew in everything.
But that, if y'all saw that lineup, it's really only a couple people to choose. You know what I mean?
Wasn't many, yeah.
Especially if you're trying to make a good show. Like,
you want to taste good.
But
you need to
Andrew
get ingredients.
interviewing him, it depends on
talking to him.
If Andrew doesn't, if he just chills on the jokes a little bit, if he doesn't just,
which I think if Andrew's by himself and he's not with Mark and Akash and all them niggas, like on that one episode when he was debating 𝙿𝙾𝚃 Nasheed, that shit was incredibly entertaining.
I need to watch that again,
In
bro.
the full
it's been
cast.
That's how good it is. You can watch that again. I probably
I need to watch it again.
Okay, in the full cast, it didn't have the full cast.
Charlamagne was in another room with Gary Vee for like the first 40 minutes of the interview, and then he came in and like they continued the conversation. But like with just Andrew and Tariq, that shit was hard.
And I think that's
Oh, not the
probably
top one?
what's
Okay.
needed. Because Andrew is a good interview. He's a good talker.
And it's like I feel like he's more.
But you know what I mean by when you say like he can't be
he's-
fucking bad.
Yeah, he's a good talker, but he's a decent interviewer, I would say.
He's a decent interview, but in terms of debating, especially when it comes to facts and like.
He's
like,
good in terms of that, yeah.
Like you could tell Charlamagne a bunch of facts, and if he thinks that you're credible, he'll probably just believe it.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
But Andrew Schulz will argue how they fucking took the data for the
Which you
facts.
think he'd be better at that if this is what he wants to transition into in like his new arc, and it's like
No, it's a transition.
Charlamagne, like you would think that he would know more about these. If this is the arc that he plans on doing,
Between when, like doing the Brilliant Idiot show, like doing some other Black Effect shit.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's what his like political nighttime show is normally. You know what I'm saying? It's that policy.
Yeah. And I don't think we're taking into account how
It's not
long
showing?
it takes
Oh, okay.
to become truly politically savvy.
Yeah.
To have a debate about it that's still entertaining and challenging
I
to the
think it
person
takes
you're
30
talking
years.
to.
I think it definitely takes
At
about 30
least,
years.
like you gotta
Yeah,
understand
yeah.
so many dynamics and patterns in the
Yeah.
political system to where it's just like, nigga, it's almost like if you haven't been following sports enough your whole life to know who was in the 2011 Eastern Conference Finals and who had the most turnovers, nigga, don't go to ESPN.
Yeah, that's a fact though.
Unless
yeah,
you just go out loud and out funny everybody.
You're too late.
Yeah.
Too late.
It's gone, nigga. There's so much history that you got to catch up on.
Check the comments, see if they have it in there.
Okay. It's not in the clips in the notes?
No, the nigga wake up call's not in the clips.
Oh, okay.
I'm almost positive it's not.
He definitely not dressing like he trying to be the president, though.
Yeah, nah, that's a little lackluster in terms of the garments.
Especially, you know, the last black president being so fucking fly.
Fly as a bitch. I feel like presidential isn't red. What's the more presidential tie, the red or the blue?
Red.
Probably the
red tie.
Well, it depends on what party.
Party you
depends
are.
on what side you are.
Yeah.
I ain't never seen a nigga wear a blue tie though that I can remember.
Republicans always wear red.
A dark
and
navy.
Democrats wear blue or dark navy.
Dark navy, okay.
It's rare when they put a red tie on, but everybody does an American flag pin.
But that red tie, I ain't gonna lie, it does look a little bit more presidential.
And that's
There's
really
something about the red that just pops more. It's more patriotic.
for sure.
But that's really Donald Trump's whole wave. The red tie.
Hat.
That is definitely his
Does
way.
Donald Trump wears
Every
he
day.
popularized that
Yeah,
red tie?
He damn sure did. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
He's a marketing genius.
Which is weird to even know that he's like, to even think that he's popularizing some sort of like fashion statement. You know what I'm saying?
Niggas a
We
diva.
might be able to just watch the academics clip, honestly.
Yeah, you type in
so I was
Donald
thinking
Trump,
about
a
that,
red
too.
tie pops up.
Immediately, right?
It's like,
He got a blue one on right there, but the first one is red.
you know, it's,
Yeah.
and it's like a bunch of fucking red.
Yeah, it's all red.
Yeah, nigga fly.
Yeah, let's watch this academics joint.
Yeah, he just started
like
it too.
you sound like Larry Elder, nigga.
You're right.
Donald Trump fly.
Yeah. Until they don't. This is what this exchange was.
Have you ever heard of the term nigga wake up call?
No.
It is an incident where a person of color forgets that they are of color and are reminded rather brutally by an unexpected act of racism. Have you ever had any of those?
Oh, brother.
I'm just asking. You think you've ever
Well,
had one of
I'm
those?
acutely aware, Charlamagne, that I'm a black person, just as you are a black person. And when Joe Biden insulted you by saying, you ain't really black, we don't know whether or not you want to vote for me or vote for Donald Trump, it seems to me that should have been a wake-up call on your part. How dare this guy come in here and insult you, a black man, and tell you you got to think a certain kind of way? I'm amazed that you weren't mad about that.
I'm not gonna say it upset me, just like I'm not letting you upset me. You know what I mean? I don't tend to get upset over things.
Well,
what I did say.
well, you just not talk about a nigga wake-up call, and it seemed to me that that
Pause,
should have been a
real
wake-up call
quick.
on your part to have a white
Even
guy.
more so than pause. Can we rewind 5 seconds? Because I feel like
Why?
there was
What's-
a ER at the end of that nigga.
Oh,
There
okay.
was.
That,
It was
a
kinda.
nigga wake
A
up call.
nigger
Yeah.
wake up call.
Yeah.
It's like he said nigga and then he said nigger. It's like
Yeah.
he couldn't help it.
Yeah.
We gonna have to bleep this?
No, that's fine.
Oh yeah, I
We'll be
forgot
all
I'm a
right.
nigger.
Yeah,
So why are you tripping about him?
You remember? Look, do you remember that Dave Chappelle story?
The same
I can
reason-
use that, but you can't use the other shit. You know what I'm saying?
And the same reason that you tripped out about the Hodge twins. Because it's a joke that the Hodge twins will make that we might reasonably make, but it's the intent. It's the angle that they're shooting from.
And he's from LA. They have a little twang. You know they don't say
It's
everything
like
right.
like their slang is like I feel like they talk more proper in their slang.
The nigga said
LA.
the word acute. So a nigga that says that is like, I have an acute ability to and read the map.
All right, let's watch.
I mean, that should have been a wake-up call on your part. How dare this guy come in here and insult you, a black man, and tell you you got to think a certain kind of way? I'm amazed that you weren't mad about that.
I'm not gonna say it upset me, just like I'm not letting you upset me. You know what I mean? I don't tend to get upset over things like
Well,
that. But what I did say.
well,
to him
you
was
just not
it's
talk about a nigga wake-up call, and it seemed to me that that should have been a wake-up call on your part to have a white guy come in here who also said, by the way, about Mitt Romney. Because he didn't want to put more regulations on Wall Street, going to put y'all back in chains. And Joe Biden has lied for decades about his civil rights record, claiming that he desegregated movie theaters and restaurants in Wilmington, Delaware, when he didn't do any of that. He lied and said that he tried to visit Nelson Mandela during apartheid South Africa. He did not. And he came in here and told you aren't even black and let you think a certain kind of way. It seemed to me that should have been a nigga wake-up call for you, but it wasn't, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, no, for the record, I'm not a Democrat or Republican.
I didn't say you were.
Yeah, I think both.
I don't know what you are. I never even asked you about
He
your party
wants-
affiliation.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, but you are black. And to have a white guy come in here and tell you you have to say, think a certain kind of way, otherwise you, quote, ain't black. Wow.
How should I have replied to him, you think?
What I just now said, how dare you insult me and tell me I think as a human being, let alone as a black person? I don't tell you how to think, Joe Biden. How dare you come in here and tell me how I should think? I'm going to vote for Donald Trump if I want to vote for Donald Trump. And if I want to vote for Donald Trump, it does not make me not black. 20% of black people, black men, as I said, voted for Donald Trump in 2020. Are they not?
Here we go with the stats. But to defend Charlamagne.
that is so what they do.
That is what
to
they do.
defend Charlamagne, you know, He's just trying to be at Joe Biden's goodbye party. You feel me? Like he's just trying to set that up. You know how Charlamagne be.
I think even
Niggas
a little
corporate.
bit. I think even a little more so in defense of him. It's like in the moment, it might have been perceived as just a little joke. Like it just is like I'm trying to be cool with these cool black people. And Charlamagne's mind, he might have been like, this is just like a little slight
Talking about
joke.
what Joe Biden?
What Joe Biden said.
And how, like, now thinking about what can you do? Like, what the fuck,
What
Joe?
do you do?
Like, nigga, this is about to
Just
be,
call me a
like,
nigga?
just because he wasn't the president then doesn't mean he was less important. He was still Joe Biden. So it's
that's
like,
the thing.
and it's bigger than Charlamagne. Like, Charlamagne's boss would have been like, Charlamagne, you better not fuck. Like, he has to come back.
Well, it's just the irony of it all, right?
Yeah.
Because this guy is known for being he's being the title of being a coon or a Uncle Tom or a black puppet for Republicans has been placed on him by mostly black people. And then now you got this dude, this black dude, and this black woman who just tried to tag team me that I've been bodying for the last hour. Now you're going to slide in at the end like, if you know what a nigga wake up call is, and then let me tell you, it's when a nigga realizes he's finally black, like you've been winning this whole time. You know what I'm saying?
How do we know how Candace Owens feels about him? Because I feel like that might push me in towards wherever direction she feels. I might just agree with her. Candace Owens just seems like a righteous bitch,
No, that is a good point because Candace is gonna give it to you raw,
especially on some black Republican
because
shit.
Candace might cook this nigga. You know what I'm saying? She might straight cook this nigga but. I think we could all I think everybody's gonna give him his flowers on this because he was cooking the Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
But overall, because I don't know anything about this nigga outside of this interview, literally.
No, nothing.
But so he might be just doing straight fuck shit outside of this. You know what I'm saying? But I can tell you in this interview, Seaton represented himself pretty damn well.
And when we say cook the Breakfast Club, he's talking to one person. Like
he's talking to two, Charlamagne and whoever the chick is,
and Envy too.
DJ Envy is not there.
DJ Envy legit chimed
not
in.
Not literally. Like he's there, but he isn't here.
And Envy legit chimed in, I think 3 times the entire hour in 15 minutes, hour
that
20.
Nigga has a bigger case ahead of him.
And then he did the. It's like they were all getting so sassy with this nigga.
They were.
And
He had
it's
a
like
moment
nobody. It's like nobody can maintain their emotions, and that's one of the biggest things too, bro. In terms of just like policies and shit like that, which is why I'd be so unmotivated to get into or even that's why I can never understand people who base their entire life off their party, right? Because when you be seeing these niggas arguing shit, I'm like, it's a bunch of niggas in their feelings, bro.
But you see,
niggas just bickering, and it's just
niggas like sports fans.
Yeah, bro.
My team is better than yours.
Exactly, bro. And it's like this has nothing to do with what's actually getting done at this point.
And just like sports fans, a lot of the times, what you like in a team isn't your fault. It's your father's fault. So it's like whoever Charlamagne's daddy, who I believe is a white, maybe dyke, his boss. You know what I mean? Who's the Democrat?
I thought you meant his actual father.
Right,
Who's the Democrat?
Say, how the fuck did a white dyke have a black have a Charlamagne guy? But I get you.
Who's
That
the
been his
Democrat?
immaculate conception.
Who's the Democrat was probably give it to him. You know what I'm saying?
On top of that,
'Cause that's
it's
all it takes.
And then it's like, bro, you can't once you start getting cooked, you can't towards the end, you can't just be like, well, I'm independent, I'm not a Democrat, nigga. You coming from you can't come from such a hard position.
Your opinion had you just a little bit, and everybody felt it, nigga. You're not surprising nobody.
Yeah, bro.
He kind of didn't have an opinion. He didn't have an actual answer for what he was thinking in that moment.
He thought he
didn't
had
say it.
something clever enough to say that would stir up some clicks.
Yeah, I feel you. He had general statements.
Yeah.
that was just made for
Yeah.
this,
Mm-hmm.
which I guess he did. I mean, hey, this might have been his plan. He was like, I'm gonna look stupid so he can make
But
himself look
I'm
smart.
also gonna sacrifice my homegirl too.
Well, he probably was like, she's gonna do that anyway.
It feels like
she's gonna do what she did.
she gonna do this shit to herself anyway.
Belligerence.
It feels like she logged off. Did she stay the whole time?
She stayed the whole time. Yeah,
But
she
knows
made,
when to be quiet.
She made sure to get her.
Not
No,
really.
she doesn't. She made sure to get her shots even out the door.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's like she consistently had to be right.
So that nigga chair was turning. She
Yeah,
swung.
she just had to be right.
None of that sounded like they
crazy.
wanted to have a conversation.
Yeah, it sounds like this is a forced interview.
Yeah, it sounded like they all did homework on him, but it was like
They tried to jump him.
Yeah, it was like, oh, I hated when he said this. Oh, this, you know what I'm saying? They try to jump
It
on
might
that.
be a case to where they don't want to be seen as just as a locker room for the one specific party. So they kind of have to talk to everybody. but they really don't want to talk to everybody.
Exactly. Yeah,
That's not
a whole
exactly.
fact.
Yeah, nah.
Yo, and then on top of that too, but yeah, that's about it on that because I think we've kind of been going in on this for a while. Last thing, and then we'll get the fuck out of it. Right at the end. It was
What?
so good. I said the F word.
Oh yeah.
Last thing, I don't have any like references or screen recordings or anything like this. But did y'all see have y'all been seeing these clips of 𝙿𝙾𝚃𝚃 on Drink Champs?
Drink Champs. Yeah, I've seen a little bit.
New ones? Or
New again.
the old
He's
ones?
no
Okay.
new ones. He's back. This nigga looks like he's on drugs.
I mean, it's 𝙿𝙾𝚃𝚃. He always looked like he on a little something.
Normally he looks a lot more energetic. This nigga looked like he was kind of on drugs because there's a story
Said
he
the
was
nigga
trying to
looked
tell.
sleep deprived.
He said that he lost. I guess he was trying to sign Nas or some shit like that. But he lost Nas because they were on tour, and he said, "Yo, Nas, let's get some hood. Let's go to the hood and buy some fried chicken and pull up on the nearest block and just stun on these niggas. And it'll have hundreds of niggas." And then Nas was like, "Yeah, but what if we die and we get shot at?" He was like, "The nigga, we die." And Nas was like, "I'm not good with that though." Like,
Yeah.
I'm not
and
trading
he was
chicken.
like, and he was like, and niggas are cooking him a lot. But Nori, EFN, everybody around the table listening to the story, they're like, "Yeah, nigga, I wouldn't have done that shit either." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like everybody's like, and he looked like he was still pissed that Nas didn't go, bruh. The nigga looks crazy right
To
now.
this day.
Yeah, like to this day, bruh. It shit was weird as fuck, bruh. Like,
You got to be gangster to want to flex on Baltimore niggas.
yeah, exactly.
Like, you want to put Baltimore niggas in a situation where they might have to rob you?
Right, bruh.
Like free chicken in the process.
you
For
flexing on
free. And doing this before we do some big arena show tonight. I'm not doing that shit. Why am I
nigga.
outside?
How many Benzes are in Baltimore?
Bruh,
Only
hell-
when Nas is there, nigga.
Exactly,
so
bruh.
he's getting
Yeah,
robbed.
bruh.
Fuck that shit.
And Ja Rule was over there riding for him. But yeah, I suggest everybody, I'm not saying he's on drugs, but I can say that even the way the nigga was looking, telling the story, he was like, it was going to be so fire. I was like, nigga, are you fucking high right now? Like, why do you even, as a 50-year-old, 60-year-old man, think this story is hitting?
Sounding like an oracle.
Yeah, bro, that shit was crazy, bro. I was like, this ain't it.
Some men never grow up.
He's one of-
Sometimes you just spend your whole life chasing the shit that you wanted when you was a kid.
Yeah, he's one of them niggas for sure. He's not broke though, right?
It doesn't matter. What is money when you can still be ignorant?
Man, that was poetic right there. What is money when you can still be ignorant? That's it. That's a bar right there. That
More
was-
ignorance?
I might not say nothing else. I don't think I could top that.
Yeah, that was good right there.
I'm retired.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, 𝙿𝙾𝚃𝚃, if you want to see him do old nigga weird rants, Drink Champs.
Yeah.
That's how I owe $1 million worth of game, because that's how I feel about Gillie sometimes. He's like the oldest young nigga ever.
Yeah,
But
bro.
I aspire to be a $50 million man in my 50s so I can act like I'm 15.
I mean, yeah, I get what you're saying.
I get
He's
the
earned-
sentiment.
He's earned that. You get what I'm saying?
Gillie?
Yeah. Gillie's at the point in time in life where he's successful enough to smoke weed and play 2K at fucking 12 o'clock if you feel like it.
Yeah.
That's all my thing is.
I get what you're saying.
He's earned that. You can act like a kid.
So you just want to have 50 M's, nigga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I think that's what it comes down to.
50,000 VC.
Because I think you would rather be respected much more as a podcaster than this nigga Gillie is.
Well, that's a different issue.
Yeah. Because you don't want to be that nigga. Like,
I don't want to be that nigga.
yeah.
But I would like to relive my youth and my elderly nigga.
Yeah, no, that I feel you on 100%.
Yeah.
Be able to financial
I
freedom.
don't want to feel like
do
an
what
old
you want.
nigga.
Yeah, I feel that shit 100%.
I want to feel like Snoop Dogg. I want to have foot cream commercials, a blunt roller,
and go on tour still.
meteorologist with no degrees,
So
just
you got
big titties.
You got a do-rag business, nigga.
You said
Meteorologist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you said meteorologist.
That's probably what it came out.
Yeah,
as.
that's what came out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, we 3 hours deep.
Oh my God, we have to go. This is crazy. All right.
It's about to say we've been on a 3-hour streak for a couple episodes. But
Yeah.
if you enjoyed it, like it, share, subscribe. If you want some more, go down to the link below. Hit the Patreon. Go show some support. Go show some love.
Shit.
Do your due diligence and all that.
Forgot we had it.
But yeah,
Dead ass, dog.
Goodness gracious.
Right.
I feel like,
Yeah, bro.
But hey, man, it's been beautiful. J Noblez.
Don't groove.
AJ the Menace. And Lauren is on Z Boards. And we out.
Yes. That's a new one.
Nigga felt like Joe.